Hey guys, what is going on? It's Obadiah. Today we are back with another episode of Music Girl Hideout, the show where we hang out with artists, entertainers, and musicians in Waylon Jennings' old basement studio and have a drink, hang out, and see what happens. As always, I am gathered today with co-host Ryan Poole, who I will pass it to introduce our guests.
Hey, how's it going? Tonight our guests are two people, and
That's rare for us.
yeah, this is new. And on my far left, some would say my triple left. On my triple left, we've got PM. PM. Are we allowed to say your real name or no?
Of course, yeah.
It's
AKA
a top
Chris.
secret. AKA Chris.
Chris PM Jones, you know.
I like that, Chris
Yes,
PM
sir.
Jones.
Yes, sir. That would be me.
And Chris is a singer. Do you rap too, or do you only sing?
I mean, in my formal life, actually, I started out as a rap artist, and I didn't even know I could sing until I was like 16, 17 years old, man.
Oh wow.
So yeah. My roots are more so based originally from rapping and hip hop, but I've definitely branched out quite a bit since then, though.
Nice. And you are from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
living here in Nashville,
Hold on, before we
Tennessee.
get too deep into it. Before we get too deep.
You come back. I gotta finish my intro.
Yeah, sorry, you gotta do your intro.
I gotta
You
finish my intro.
You've only half an intro so far. All right.
And then we got PrettyBoyBeats, aka. And can I say your real name?
Sure.
I don't know if you're in like witness protection. You seen some shit one time.
No, it's okay, guys. I'm on Facebook. It's okay. Everything's out there.
AKA. No, I was gonna make up a
He's
stupid name.
telling.
Yeah.
He's telling.
AKA Jose.
AKA, no, we're drinking Patron, not Jose. AKA Jorge.
Jorge. There you
That's
go.
right.
And hold on, because a lot of my friends in Miami would really be mad at me. Jorge.
Yes.
There we go.
Pronounce
Gotta go with
it
some
properly.
zest.
There we go. Yes, sir.
And George, aka PrettyBoyBeats, is from Houston, Texas. Originally been in Nashville for 15 years, and you're
all
a
time.
producer and a beat maker.
I'm a producer and a beat maker. I kind of think that it's slightly different, but they go hand in hand. So I definitely make beats, but I also do produce a lot of different records in the truest sense of the word. When I think of production, I think of somebody who can take a concept from the beginning and take it all the way to the ending. And when I say ending, I mean money in everybody's pocket.
Ooh, that's a good ending.
So it's
That's a great
everything-
ending.
That's my kind of producer right there.
Everything,
That's why he's my
everything-
Money in my
producer.
pocket.
You know, it's everything in between. No, seriously, it's everything in between that. You know, from the
The
I
one-stop
like
shop.
that. I like that.
Everything.
But that's why we're here, though. That's why we're on Music Row. You know,
Yeah.
because we've always really believed that our approach and, as they say in business, our core competencies are very unique. And we have some really good players in place right now it really makes my job easier.
Yeah.
That's always good.
It's been
Well,
hard.
dude, you're gonna have to go into that
Yeah.
with the core competencies and all that, because you guys are like a really diverse group. There's
Yeah.
4 of you, and that'll be my segue to say, it's 4 guys just they started renting the Studio B here at the studio, so they just moved in today, and so that's why I wanted to have you guys on, because you're my neighbors now.
Yeah, right on.
Cheers to him. Cheers to him.
Yes, sir.
Cheers to him.
And
We're very
that's a
happy to
great
be
segue.
here.
Thank you.
thank
And that's
you
a
for
great
the
segue
hospitality.
because we always drink the alcohol our guest pick. So could you guys introduce what we're drinking tonight?
Patron. Yes, sir.
Jorge is drinking Patron.
And
I have a lot of
And
stories.
Sprite.
And a
And
Sprite.
Sprite.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
what that's
a little
what-
Sprite,
That's
you
the less
know.
exciting part.
yeah,
but
yeah, less
Little
is
Sprite.
but it gives a
Not
flavor.
sponsored.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
that's
Well,
the color to what
here's
we're
my
doing
thing.
tonight.
Here's my thing with the Sprite. And Chris can further elaborate on this maybe a little bit later. But on the road, you don't have as many chances to use bathroom hygiene as you may like, as you were if you were just on vacation.
Sure.
So what I did was I developed a perfect road drink.
Okay. Like you can get it anywhere.
You can get it anywhere. And you know, usually, really every time now, but when we were first starting, usually you could sneak a bottle in with the band when you're loading in. and we'll have something, but it's not too dark to kind of bring you down. And everybody can take a shot or two. Like, most people won't just be like, oh, I don't drink Patron. Like, you'll take one before a show, like,
Sure.
just to get you pepped up. But after the show, and when you wake up, it's something that you can kind of somewhat function on. What we found, like, over just everything, because we've tried a lot of different. Well, I've tried a lot of. I make him try things, but
We've had that same thing on this show where we're experimenting now. Y'all always get to pick what we're drinking.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of different flavors.
Yeah, we've had everything.
Yeah, and like we find that hard alcohol like this is better than beer.
Yeah, beer.
For the
Everyone
show.
just chills. Like no one really.
Yeah,
it's
beer-
not as exciting as a show.
This you can have more energy.
Absolutely. Agreed.
And the soda gives you a little caffeine. Oh wait, Sprite doesn't have caffeine though.
No, it does
No,
not.
there's no
It's the
caffeine,
stomach.
but there's some
It's
sugar
just-
in
it
there,
just-
so that might, you know, that,
For me,
might, that
it's-
might help a little bit.
It's like ginger.
Yeah,
ale.
yeah, it
It's like-
settles your
Speaking
stomach,
of,
right?
did you
Yeah.
guys hit me with I haven't poured
Oh.
mine yet.
Here.
Silicone.
Yeah. But
Past that Patron,
as
Yeah.
and then
which by the way, we have never not finished a whole bottle of liquor on this show.
Right.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's got to be an absolute imperative.
We'll definitely do that.
Well, that's technically not true.
miss the mark on
yeah,
that.
you
one.
guys have two people too, so it'd be
Right,
really
we've done it with
lame.
one person.
Oh, that's even well.
Bro,
That's
and
not
the guy
actually
who, the
even
guy who
better.
did
That is
Patron.
easier, I guess, but not necessarily better.
We're gonna put
Y'all
the
ever
Patron
heard of a
right under the
guitar
mic,
player
just in
named
case it has
Daniel
anything to
Donato?
say.
Yes.
Yeah, so Daniel, we had Patron with him, and he.
Oh right, I forgot about it.
We finished it, but like he was a really light drinker. Like we went
Oh,
heavy.
man.
I mean, it was just
Oh,
us.
wow.
No, there was one time we didn't
Pass
finish
the
it.
Sprite.
That's because the guy showed up already a little drunk, and then
Oh.
he passed out.
Oh well, that sucks.
So
Yeah, it did
that
suck.
time
It
we didn't
happens.
finish the whole
That's the
bottle.
lost
Yeah, long
episode.
day.
Yeah,
I
that's the
mean,
lost.
you know, I had a little buzz when we started, but I'm pretty sure that
You can handle it.
yeah,
We at the Red Door for a
little
bit
liquor
before we
amongst
came
friends
Okay.
isn't a big deal. We'll be all
That's
right.
that place with a hole in the ground, right?
Yeah, and the thing is,
Somewhat,
shout out to the Red Door, but we like the 2-for-1s.
They've got a 2-for-1
Who
deal.
wouldn't like a 2-for-1? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
That's
dude,
great.
yeah,
like often,
yeah,
like, I
and
think it's like
the happy hour
Friday,
from-
Saturday, Sunday,
yeah.
before
really?
6 or something like that.
I think it's like 3 to 6 or 4 to 6.
I think it's just before 6.
Is it before 6?
Yeah, and they got.
I don't
some
know.
other
I
shit
just
during
go
the
in there
week.
and I buy
That's cool.
Check
drinks.
it out.
I don't
Check
think
it out.
about
Whatever
it
it
too
is.
much. They give me the second one and it's just like, hey, surprise, you know.
Yeah, so it's great. Now the whole beauty of it is this is a little behind the scenes factoid about what we're doing. I've had a lot of great business meetings at the Red Door.
Really?
And this, of course, in the Music Row area. But, like, at the Red Door, like, during the day, early, I've had a lot of just great meetings of people, like, as far as business there. And that's really why I like it. They've got a nice staff, too. But now that we're here, we're just going to bring them here.
Oh, right. Yeah, business here.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And, oh, you can go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, the people probably want to know.
Yeah.
How did you guys get started in music? And then after that, I guess, how did you guys meet?
Or did you want to
create
talk
this
about
group?
Louisville?
I do want to talk
Wait
about
a minute,
Louisville.
man.
Wait.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait a
let
minute.
You're gonna wait
What
till
is
it's
this
organic?
Louisville,
Okay,
man?
all right.
Let him
real
start.
quick.
We'll let Chris start with
You're
that.
kind of starting like there's a story, like
now-
you were in Louisville and you got raped.
It's
or
not a
something.
huge story. It's
Oh,
just,
that
look,
would
look,
be terrible.
here's the deal. Okay, let me just.
Let me cut out the bag. Go
You
ahead.
say Louisville.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Which is
is
the
it-
proper way to pronounce it according to everywhere in the United States and the whole world.
You
That's
know
where the
why I
baseball
say
bats were.
Louisville? Because I haven't
you speak
lived
English.
there since I was like 8 or 9 years old. So everybody else, all of the rest of my family is mostly pretty much Louisville.
I hate that so much.
Oh, so that's what
but
you're
that's
getting at.
to me.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of like people here in Nashville that say Nashville. You know what I mean?
Yeah. By now, I'm a little more on board with that because at least when you say Nashville, you're saying all the letters. When you say Louisville, or whatever the hell they say,
Louisville.
yeah, you're like forgetting letters and shit.
Yeah, that's the Louisville.
That's not what it is.
The Louisville
It's
way.
L-O-U-ville.
Louisville, Louisville.
Yeah.
I met a girl
There's
from
like
there.
9 different ways they say it, man.
And they're all wrong.
The girl I met from there called it like.
I mean, if that's what they
Louisville.
call it and they're from there, that's what it is. You know?
Yeah, they can
I
call it
mean,
whatever they
it's
want.
It's what
Is
they,
there
it's
a
what they call
wrong?
it.
You
it's
know,
however
you
they wanna
say
do it.
tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah, but who really says tomato?
Louisville.
No one says that shit.
I don't know, but
Let me tell
I
you
might
something.
laugh if I hear them say it, though.
Right, you're like tomato. This fucking guy.
What
So
the
I used to
hell is a
always make fun
tomato,
of
bro?
people like in the country with different accents, right?
Then you
And,
moved to
know, I
Nashville.
well,
That is
yeah.
not an accent thing, man.
Well, no, let me finish. Let me get to where I'm going.
All right.
But when I was down in Miami, And I was down there for like all them years, like just going back and forth. Like when I come back, they be like, "Damn, you're talking like you're from Miami," and I really didn't catch myself until I saw myself on camera.
Right.
Is it
So
because
it's
you start
just
speaking Spanish?
That's my problem.
Yeah, somewhat too.
So
But
I have a
I started
ridiculous
talking
accent
like-
for that
kind of like how they talk
particular
down
reason.
there. Every area has their own way to talk.
Like the Cuban, the way
local-
Cubans speak.
No, just the
That
way
you mean?
the way the local
That's what I
people
think
down there
Miami.
talk. Like it's just
Okay.
It's a
just like this.
hodgepodge of a whole lot of things.
Really?
in Miami
Okay.
Going on.
it's a lot of things going on down there. But like the whole thing I'm getting at is that like every area has their own vernacular. You know,
Yeah.
and how they say it is how they say it, and it sounds funny now, but if you live there for a year, you'll catch yourself saying the same shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
caught myself
just like them.
Just now,
just
dude.
now,
yeah.
You just
You know,
busted
like-
I just caught myself.
But
That's me though. Like I live that. Like I've lived all over the country, so I have accents from everywhere. I got a little bit of Midwest. I got a lot of East Coast. I got some South in there, a little bit of the West. So
Yeah.
people be like, "Where the hell are you from?" It's like a little bit everywhere.
yeah, I've kind of a little bit here because I've been here just over a year,
Okay.
and
okay.
so every once in a while I'll be at work and say something, and one of my coworkers will be like, "Why'd you talk like you're from the South there?" It's an accident. How I like Nashville? Nashville's awesome.
Actually,
It's a cool
it's
city.
something about the Southern accent that is really easy to catch on to, though, because it's just that it's a really
It's just fucking
relaxed
lazy.
It's comfortable. Yeah,
dialect.
it's comfortable.
Yep.
It's
And
very
I think
comfortable.
because it's so relaxed that it just when you're around it so long, it kind of just it lends itself to your speak.
Man, but I just can't get behind Louisville. You know what I mean? I can't get behind it. It's too much for me.
I'm from there and I don't say it.
Yeah, I know. That's why when you said that, I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, I knew they were lying to me this whole time.
Man, I haven't lived there in like
Yeah, yeah.
forever, man.
He's not a local anymore.
I'm
Sure,
still a
sure.
Louisvillian. I'm there every couple of weeks. My son, my parents, and 2/3 of my family still lives there. A lot of my family's migrated away to other places. I've got a lot of family that lives in Phoenix out on the West Coast, so they're not all there, but they're mostly still there. And I spend a lot of time there. But I grew up outside of the city, and most of my cultural experience has been elsewhere.
Gotcha. But so kind of trailing off that. So how'd you get involved in music?
Okay, music. So actually, shout out to my cuz Big Mike. He was actually the one that put me on, man. So I started out rapping, as I was saying earlier. I was about 10 years old, and I walked into my big cousin's bedroom, and he was in there writing raps and listening to the Boys in the Hood soundtrack.
It's classic. It's classic.
I was like, man, if you can do it, I can do it too. And like 10 minutes in, I had written my first 8-bar rap. And I didn't know it was 8 bars. It just turned out that way.
Sounded right.
Yeah, and it actually was pretty solid, man. For a 10-year-old kid, I actually had some bars, man. I was talking about some real stuff.
Nintendo
that
just
was-
broke. I don't get some real
Something
shit out
along
here on
those
the
lines.
streets.
It was definitely about the streets, man. But I was real proud of it, and it motivated me, man. And it really set me on a path that was, I think, predestined. Is even up to that point, before I had even gotten into music. I started out as a kid. I started reading when I was 3 years old, and I would read the
Dang.
dictionary. So I got really particular and familiar with words and the meanings. Then after I started reading the dictionary, I would read the thesaurus to understand the differences between the words and how to play them off of each other. And
This is before the cell
this is
phone.
before music. This is before I even considered music.
Yeah.
When
Now,
I
how
was in
far did you get in the
elementary school.
dictionary? Because I'd get to about aardvark before I put that shit down.
Put
The
it down.
entire dictionary like 2 or 3 times when I was a kid, bro.
That's a lot.
Real,
Dude,
like,
that's a lot of
the
words.
Thick one, and we had encyclopedia
Britannica.
Patronus, some real shit. Encyclopedia Britannicas in the house, so I would read those. I really was.
He
I
read
was
through
a
the big
closet
ass
nerd, man. Now that I'm grown, I've embraced my inner nerd. But when I was a kid, I was a closet nerd. I was quiet, I was cool, but I was a very learned young man. I was about learning those words, man. So I'd spend hours reading and trying to find out different things about different particular topics. And that was before I learned about music. I would write short stories and all of that. So then when I got to be 10 and I got into music, then I understood a way to fuse language into something that was poetic. And pretty much that continued on that path, writing verses and rapping and doing stuff. And then at 16, I suddenly discovered Usher Raymond's first album and realized that I could sing. I started singing it in the room, and I was like, damn, I really sound like this guy. That's kind of crazy. Maybe I should start incorporating that into my raps. So then I started singing hooks. Next thing I know, the singing was taking over the rap stuff. And then in 1997, I ended up coming across 112's Road Manager, and I was with a group called Unique Soul at the time, and we sung in the mall. I want to say it was Greenbrier Mall in Atlanta, and we were down there just singing. And he came across us and asked us if we wanted to open up for 112. We opened up a show for them, and then we ended up doing a short leg tour with those guys. And from there, we ended up getting with Jagged Edge, and we did a little bit of a run with them. Then Anthony Stone and Anthony Hamilton and Angie Stone, we did a short run with them as well. And then I broke off from my group, went solo, and I was with the drum squad for a little while after that. Rest in peace to my big homie, Insane Wayne. And then I got with my man, PrettyBoyBeats. And we've been rocking out for about the last 10 years or so, man, producing records. We've done a lot of stuff, man. We've done a lot of records in the last 10 years, man. Some real good, powerful stuff.
All right. So that leads perfectly into cheers. How you got into music?
Oh yeah, well, my story's a little different. I've always been really talented in a lot of different things, and I basically just was thinking about. I was actually kind of lucky because I basically one day was just thinking about what could I do.
Sprite, goddamn it, Sprite. I'm like trying to do symbols.
It's right here next to you.
Oh, it's next to me.
I was like, what the hell is that?
I don't know what you're doing.
It's big. I was trying to distinguish between the Patron and the Sprite incognito light. Patron,
This is a
Patron's little, but Sprite's big. Just turned
rubbing
Asian.
ass or something.
Very
like,
big Sprite.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Anyways,
my
before Ryan,
I'm so confused.
before Ryan rudely interrupted with his nonsense about Sprite,
What is that?
you're like, what is it?
Dude, I just know that these. So let me just speak real quickly about your perfect road drink here. It's dangerous.
Right.
I just drank that first whole thing of however much Patron I did, very very
Well,
quickly.
that's why we don't pour it. We don't mix it.
Yeah.
We drink it straight.
I just take
Every time you
sips
drink it
and-
straight, you could taste what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this is like 80%.
It's
But
too quick.
it's smooth though. Like that's
It
the thing
is.
about Patron that's dangerous. It's
Hey, Robert,
really
hi, Kerensky.
smooth. And if you mix it with something, a lot of times you're not gonna realize what you're getting until
No.
you make that move to stand up and walk away.
Yeah.
And you realize you're not
can't
gonna
walk?
walk away. You might need to crawl a little bit.
That's why he's usually my designated driver.
yeah.
I mean, he's a great driver. So he drove all the way from literally South Beach to Nashville at what was that, 5 a.m.
Gosh, probably. It
the
was-
night after we did a show, and
Yeah,
we didn't have
yeah.
a crew, so we loaded in, loaded out all the shit ourselves.
It's a lot.
No,
Yeah.
that was like 3 in the morning, bro. It
About
was the
3?
sun wasn't even up yet.
So you were
It was
about
like
3?
3 or 4 in the morning. when
Drove
we
the
left that
whole entire way back.
But I
all the way
enjoy
to
that though.
about-
Like, okay, so some people may
About to
feel
a
me
mile,
on
right?
this. Like, here's my thing. I do most of the driving. I always have since I was old enough to drive. I've been traveling
great.
all over the country. Like, I literally drove from Nashville to LA and back by myself with nobody else in the car. So I'm used to it. I'm like
Sounds
a
like
freaking
Ryan. I'm
truck
sure he's on the
driver
same
or
page as
something.
you.
But I enjoy driving overnight as opposed to
During
during
the
the day.
Yeah.
There's less cars out on the drive. You know, there's just way less people. It's less likely to come across traffic and accidents and all of those types of things. And B, anybody that's in the car with me shuts the fuck up and lets me drive. You know,
Yeah.
they sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's an enjoyable ride when I can just sit back. I can turn the music off and just be to myself, or I can turn some music on and ain't nobody saying nothing to me. Nobody's bothering me. So
No, so look, that's
I
funny.
like those overnight drives.
So it's funny he says this, right? So the overnight drive one time, right? I'm asleep and I wake up and I'm like, I had a dream I was in a fucking rocket ship, right? I'm like, I'm in a fucking. So I wake up, I'm like, damn, I had a crazy ass dream. I'm like, no, I'm in a rocket ship. I'm looking at the damn speedometer. He got this rental. We got a rental. It was like an expedition.
Don't be incriminating me.
Man, he was driving that bitch on a rocket ship.
Be quiet.
But those new expeditions handled good.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Only to the speed limit, never above is what he does.
Exactly.
That's how he always drives.
Right.
Dime above.
We drive Miss Daisy around these parts.
Change this mic.
No problem, man.
Cool.
What's that?
So, well, let's get. I want to hear. We kind of cut you off a little bit.
That's what we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How'd you
We
get into the whole bit?
digress.
That's how it goes.
No, basically to make a really long story short, I was kind of like Martin Luther King, you know. I just had a dream. Like, I remember it may have
different
been
dream,
one of
though.
my family members. It may have been something that I heard or something that I read. It was probably my parents, probably, but probably a bunch of people actually did. Kind of put it in my mind really early. Like, what would you like to do in your life that you would enjoy?
Right. Like pursuing your passion instead of just getting a job.
Yeah, like what could you wake up and do every day for free? Mm-hmm. And basically, like most, you know, I would say like most young black, and I'm gonna throw it out there. We're not gonna get too crazy, but like most young black kids, like the athletics was always there early.
Yeah.
As something that we excel at this. This is
That's
like
always one of the
This is
primary
a route that-
objectives to pursue. That that we
But see, my
obviously,
thing for the
yeah.
athletics was I realized like it's one thing to watch athletics, but even if you're good, like it's something really serious to really do that.
Yeah.
Even if you're good, you know,
Really
year
hard.
after year after year, like
And you can't
Being
just make a
committed
living
to
do
that.
it either. You have to either like kill it or do nothing.
well, you can make a living.
Like,
you
just
can
like
make
a
you can make
basic
a living
living?
at it, and really honestly, one of the only regrets that I ever had, and this is what really just makes my music work so good, is because with my sport, see, I quit too early. You see what I'm saying?
So now you refuse to quit at all, just until it works. Anything at all.
Nothing. I don't quit at anything. Now I will. I'm a man, so I will stop doing certain things
But
that
that's
I
different.
don't need to be doing.
That's just reevaluating. That's different.
but
Right,
I'm
that's
not just
not
gonna
quitting.
quit.
yeah,
most of
quitting
the
is a whole other thing.
You know, and I look at it like I was like, I know what quitting is, and I know what quitting on something that you can make money on is. Mm-hmm. So when I'm looking at my life, I'm looking at like, what can I do that I would enjoy
you love.
doing, but that's not gonna be so physically draining every day that I'm just pulling out the tank every day. Like we all know, nobody's here forever. But if you're just pulling out the tank every day, like hard as fuck, I mean, eventually you're gonna pay the price for that.
Yeah, you get old. You get
Physically.
old, you start falling apart.
Quickly.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
you see these guys who are professional athletes in their old years, they are jacked up.
Right.
Yeah,
They've been hit in the face for years.
well, you've
Yeah,
been running up
man.
and down a court all these years. You've been running on concrete,
Right.
wood.
The cartilage in your knees is
You know?
jacked. Your joints are messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, so my main vision with the whole music thing was just I saw people being successful at creating something that I felt that I could do myself. You know?
So we've got Robert and Karinsky in the chat right now. Hey, Robert and Karinsky.
What's up,
Hey,
guys?
Robert.
Karinsky says that you are her new hero. She's currently trying to learn how not to quit.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
been a
yeah.
struggle.
Don't quit. Like, well, here's the thing. Don't quit at something that you really love and you feel like you're willing to work for.
Absolutely.
And the whole thing was about the music. See, I just put like a athlete type work ethic, and I'm still physically fit, but with the music, I really treat it like an athlete would. Like you get up every day, you practice.
That's
And they
anything,
practice
though.
twice a day.
All things
You know what
apply
I'm
that
saying?
same way though, because even your mind is a muscle to a certain degree. Like you have
Yeah.
to exercise your skills in order to retain them and develop them. So if you really truly want to do something and accomplish something in your life that is
Meaningful.
extraordinary,
Yeah.
that is not normal, then you have to step outside of what normal people do and what people do in their normal activities. Because otherwise, you only get back what you give. So if you give average, you get average back.
Yeah.
So you have to step above and beyond. You have to be willing to give that extra 100% on top of that. Because 10% isn't going to do it. You know what I mean? 10% might give you a little bit of extra here and there.
10% is a hobby.
But to be
it's a hobby.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And nothing
To
wrong
be
with having
elite-
hobbies,
No, not
but-
at all. Not at all. Because I still have hobbies, but music is not one of them. I excel at music because I thrust myself into it. I give my entire self to this thing.
Yeah.
No one ever taught me how to use my voice. You know, I decided that I wanted to maximize what it is and learn
So you went out and got
myself
that.
from the inside.
You learned
out.
that, so you went out and pursued it.
Right.
And that's a big
I
difference. A lot
feel
of people
like
don't do.
Exactly.
even like just like when I started working with Chris, like we've really been knowing each other through mutual friends for a while. But it's like my music career is very unconventional because I played instruments in like high school, just like when they make you play an instrument.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I was in
Kind of
it.
biased.
It's like,
Wait, yeah. Did your high
played
school
the
make you?
recorder.
I'm like, I went to a shitty, poor
They
ghetto high
used to
school.
make us, didn't they used to make us play instruments out here
Yeah.
in Nashville? Yeah, they made you play an instrument out
One of the
here.
nicer schools than I went to.
Shit, my school.
We didn't have instruments at my school.
I went to Head Middle School right out north. You know what I'm saying? When they made us play instruments. They made us play. They made us play the violin.
If you're talking
You know,
about
like-
middle
Wow.
school and elementary,
That's-
I wasn't here
that's
for that.
awesome.
I was in.
I
No,
wish
they
I was
did.
in school
Yeah.
that did
No,
that.
we
That's
had like
fantastic.
orchestra and strings, but I was in a magnet.
When I was a
school and
kid, we definitely had to play like
But-
recorder and a couple.
Oh, I
of
did a
other
recorder like
basic
elementary
stuff,
school.
man.
Little hot cross buns.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
shit. Oh, yeah. But to make it, let me finish real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me finish real quick, just to end it up. But the main thing that I really picked up from the whole, like, after figuring out what I want and then trying to do it, I started later than most people, but I still started.
Yeah.
So once I started, like, I was on the Elon Musk program. Like, if I work 80 hours and they work 40 hours every
twice as
week, I'm
fast.
mathematically catching up. And
see.
so for my first, like, I was still pretty young. I was still, like, 16, 15.
And that's
14.
pretty early. I think it still
That's
qualifies
still-
as early.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
I
like you
would
started
say
last
that's
year.
late, though. It's late, really, with, like, a lot of musicians are, like, they by the time they're 9,
Especially
10,
classical musicians. Classical
yeah,
music.
yeah.
By the time
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
9, 10, I mean, they're amazing. You know?
Yeah.
And, for my future kids, whenever I have them,
You want to teach them the same thing.
I'm going to go ahead and start them super early. I'm going to be like, Chris, okay, get them right now. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing was once I started.
Wait, is Chris teaching your kids, or is your son named Chris?
No. I don't
No,
have
I
any
think
kids
he's
yet.
referring to me and my son, which I got my son into music before
Yeah.
he was even born. We were putting the headphones on
On the
his
belly?
stomach,
Oh wow. Oh
He
wow.
was born and raised in music studios and around.
How
the
old's your
edges.
son?
He just turned. Well, he'll be 18 this year. He's
Holy
17
shit!
now. Yeah. My
You look
son's going
so
to college.
young, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, he'll be going to college this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He just got accepted into U of L and UK.
So what's freaking me out is because when you mentioned you had a kid earlier. So just like looking at you and knowing you for about 3 hours.
I would have been like,
I
oh,
started a
you have
little
like a
my
6-year-old.
picture, yeah, my picture of your
I
kid is 6. So when you said he's going to college, I'm picturing a 6-year-old going to college right now.
Oh, no.
I'm like, he's too young,
This
man.
year,
No, yeah,
2019.
Get him
Gosh.
tutors.
My son is a senior in high school with a 3.8 GPA.
Oh, that's
man.
fantastic.
Well, that
Wow.
and that kind of goes back to what I was saying about Chris. Like when we first started working, and this is why we have a great relationship. I feel one of the real ways as far as the music goes is because when I first got into the studio with Chris was really already fucking with all the top people. This was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time.
This is like I was in high school. Literally, I was in like
Thank you. for making me feel old.
No, but I'm just saying.
I appreciate that shit,
No,
man.
it's-
Like, that's 15 years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
That was
Like,
just a
You see
baby.
them gray hairs on this man?
no,
15 years ago,
I'm not
he
saying
was
like
already
that.
at his prime. He
No,
was
I'm
at his
saying-
peak at that
Yeah,
point.
all downhill from them. It's weird.
I'm saying like because I was saying because some people start early,
Oh, man.
and
I hear
then
ya.
like early on, like not me, but other people, like they start off earlier and they're working with
Yeah, because
the
it's funny,
top
man.
people
Sure.
early.
In the
Right.
beginning,
It's
when
a
I
head start.
first,
It's a head
we
start.
were
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
man. Like, I was real cool with the guy, but man, I did not see him like that at all.
Sure.
To me, it was like real basic and starter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was already working with people that were making hit records at the time, so it wasn't no offense to him because I was cool with him.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, you
And
know,
he was young.
you got
He
a
was
lot of
new.
development to do before I'm ready to step into it. But man, bro, like,
Did you give him the name Pretty Boy?
No, he already had that. He had that when I met him.
How'd you get the name?
Well, hold on.
I got some
Before we
great
get
requests.
too deep into another story, because this is the first time any of these people have seen you, probably.
Absolutely.
Should we do a first song?
Sure.
Before we get like, too deep,
Okay.
Me.
Oh, now I got a mystery.
or before
How
we
to
get
get
too
the name
drunk, one or
Pretty
the
Boy?
other. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, we're halfway through this bottle.
all right, all
Are
right,
you doing
all
one and playing
right.
two, or are you doing two and playing one?
We're gonna perform one live, and then
we're gonna play
we'll
two,
play
I
a
think,
couple
right?
later
Okay,
on
perfect,
through the
perfect,
show. I'm guessing maybe.
I'll ask that Karinsky. So you guys know who are joining us now. We got PM and PrettyBoyBeats.
Yes, sir.
We'll be posting their links in the chat here in a minute. When he's singing, I'll
What's up,
post them in the
guys?
chat. This is PrettyBoyBeats. That's PM. So you know.
That's who it is.
And so what are you singing for us?
This one is going to be "Love Is a Wave." This is actually going to be my new single that I'll be dropping here in about a month and a week. So be looking out for that.
Dope. Pass me the Sprite, buddy.
Actually, yeah, I bet you headphones might help a little
Might
bit.
help a little bit.
You can put them on now.
All right, he's getting you set up with the track.
All right,
You good?
Yeah, you ready?
I'm ready when you guys are. Are you ready?
Yeah, you can handle it.
Shoot, I messed it up.
No worries. It's kind of funny how it all goes down. You never know the way love goes. You try and then you almost drown. Might think I'm lying, but you're gon' find out. She's the apple of your eye. Until one day you have a fight. Then she walks out of your life, and you just left to wonder why. There's no security in L-O-V-E. You better be careful. Oh, 'cause as soon as it rolls over, then it might be gone forever. Sometimes it brings you up, sometimes it makes you drown. But as soon as it rolls over, then it might be gone forever. Ooh, you better watch yourself when it comes to the loving, baby. Ooh, you mess around and get stuck, be a crazy motherfucker, baby. Ooh, when it comes down to it, I don't wanna go through it, baby. Ooh, say it comes and it goes every time, yeah, 'cause love is like a wave. You better be careful. Hey, 'cause as soon as it rolls over, then it might be gone, might be gone. Hey, sometimes it brings you up, sometimes it makes you drown. But as soon as it rolls over, then it might be gone forever. Check it out. If you've ever been in love, ever been in love and then you lost it all? If you shed all the tears, if you felt all the pain, then yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Come on, sing it with me. It's like a wave. Hey, it's like a wave. I say it's like a wave. Hey, it's like a wave. I say it's like a wave. Yeah, love is like a wave. I say it's like a wave. Yeah, love is like a wave, wave, wave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You better be careful. Hey, 'cause as soon as it rolls over, then it might be gone. Oh, sometimes it brings you up, sometimes it makes you drown. But as soon as it rolls over, then it might be gone forever. 'Cause as soon as it rolls over, then it might be gone forever. Said as soon as it rolls over, then it might be gone forever.
All right.
Brilliant.
We unmuted?
My friend.
Yep.
We're good?
We're good.
Sweet.
Woo! Let me hit that drone, man.
Oh yeah, not bad. I was holding the cup and talk. Brilliant. Brilliant.
We've never applauded on the show before.
Brilliant. First time. Brilliant.
Grassy ass. Grassy ass.
All right. So it's funny because we can only hear your vocal. I mean, I heard in the headset, except for him. He can hear the whole thing. I only heard in the headset for like a few seconds before he took it back.
Right on.
But it sounds good. Sounds really good.
I've got a few band members that just chimed in, and they're like, when are we going to be able to bring the whole band in for Unplugged in Nashville doing the live podcast?
You know, actually,
dang.
we've been talking about.
He said, oh, damn, he liked that, didn't he?
We've been talking
Like
about
Unplugged in New York, but Unplugged in Nashville.
We're
gonna be
going to
a
start doing
big night.
a live show series. We're like every 2 months do a live show here.
Right on.
Is kind of what we're planning. I think
Cheers to that.
the first one is going to be May 16th, maybe. I think that's the first one. We got some more for that one. But that's a great idea.
Well, we're going to be rehearsing in here anyways.
You're right, you
like
already
I-
be
like I was
here. It makes it
telling
real
him
easy to
earlier.
schedule.
So, the Past Midnight band is the band that we're running with. Actually, he's playing with two bands right now. We've got the Keymasters that we're playing with. Shout out to them. But actually, our record label, which is Past Midnight Entertainment, the band is Past Midnight, and basically, it's a collective of 10 people. 10 people, all hired guns, all Nashville.
Yeah, 10 people is a big band.
That's
all
huge.
pros.
Yeah.
We've got
it's
horns.
it's a big band, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's a big band.
it's a real show, man. Like it's so dynamic and organic. Like we try to stay away from synthetic sounds as much as possible. Like everything on that record that was just playing, that was all real. There was no synths. Every key was actual real grand piano. You know, Hammond.
And you recorded that on the Michael Jackson board, right?
Yeah.
On
We
Michael
recorded
Jackson's
that
board?
on the board, the same board that Michael Jackson's Thriller was recorded.
Right down the street.
Which is I think that's still the best-selling album of all time, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Well, maybe not in the streams data, but
it's actually
physical
Dolly,
sales, it's
Dolly
untouched.
Parton.
Man, it's
bunch
got to
of
be
other
like so
great-
far up
Still,
there.
yeah.
ridiculously.
What studio is that at?
right down
That
the
is
street.
Midtown Studios, right on 18th
I've
Avenue.
never been.
Oh. Floppy Dongus said that was very good.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
thank
Oh,
Flop.
speaking
thank
of which,
you.
Floppy,
Thank you,
since
thank
you're
you.
here, Floppy, do you mind posting the links that I sent you in the chat for me?
Yes, please.
He's my
Please
moderator, so-
post.
Thank you, Floppy.
We appreciate you, Flop.
Flop, follow me on Instagram.
Floppy.
PrettyBoyBeats.
You know, both of them. We appreciate you, brother.
Well, he's got all the links. He's going to post those in chat in a minute here so everybody has
say
all
my
your links.
Shout out to everybody.
Everybody
in the chat.
post the
Shout out
links.
to everybody in the chat.
Scream at everyone you know. Let them know we are here.
Right, Fluffy.
Yeah, we didn't tell you because like
If you need me
we
to do a
just
floppy, I
invited
can,
you
let me know.
on the podcast so last minute. But if you want to like post on Instagram or whatever that you're here, did you give them the link? We have a link like your
Text me
fans
the
could
link.
could tune in live.
Do you have the
Yeah.
number?
Send
Text
the
me
links.
Oh, well, you probably don't want me to say your phone number live on the internet. I'll write it on my phone and pass my phone over to you. This is old school. We're passing notes.
I mean, you can put my info.
Yeah,
on
sure.
here.
I can give you my phone
I don't give a
number.
fuck.
All the sexy ladies, call me now.
Ladies only.
So do you perform around town?
Yes. Actually, the most recent shows we've been doing have been at the Tin Roof on Broadway.
Okay.
We've got a show coming up
At the end.
at the end on the 15th of this month, March.
That's the link if you want to post
That
it.
is
That's
the
how people
next
tune in.
book show that we have. We probably will be booking some more in the next week or two, but we are actually in production mode more so right now, so
Okay.
we're not doing a whole lot of live performances.
Sure.
We'll probably be doing a lot more bookings in the next month or so.
Okay. That's super cool. Cool. So now, not only is it you two guys, I mean, you said there was a huge group of 10, but I heard first about the group of 4.
Right.
Oh, but wait, I want to ask a question real quick, because if this is right, which is probably not, it'd be amazing. So you say you have a horn section?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a saxophone player?
Have a
Yes.
sax and a trumpet.
What's the
Shout out to
saxophone?
Mickey Gutierrez.
Is that the saxophone player?
Yeah, but we work with
Mickey
we're open to work with anybody. You know.
No, we had a saxophone player on the show 2 episodes
no,
ago.
you
I actually
showed us
showed
one
him
of
that.
that.
Oh, did you?
I gave him the example
He
of the
was
show.
dope.
showed him
And
that.
by the way,
Dude, he was super good.
I've got an idea actually.
Thanks, Sloppy.
And I have a lot of ideas. But another idea that I have is, why don't we get some of the other people that have been on the podcast, and we do like a podcast collaboration song.
Could be cool. They did
That
a
could be
Christmas
rad.
album with
Where
a bunch of
everybody
people
could-
from the podcast and other people too. Who
That's
work
true.
But see, we're cutting records anyway now, so
Yeah.
it could fit right into like just get Dude to come in
Yeah.
and play the piano, because I already like the artist that he was playing earlier.
The
The
saxophone
saxophone
player?
player?
Yeah.
So what was funny was
He was
so
dope.
after Simon, the saxophone player, came on, the
Yeah.
next week we had a jazz band on, and we mentioned, oh, we had a saxophone player, and they were like, oh yeah, that guy sometimes plays for us. And I was
It's
like, dude,
small-
wouldn't it be
it's
crazy
small
if like it was also your guy's saxophone player? But it's not.
dope.
Yeah.
Like, damn, he gets around.
He's the village bicycle.
No, I'd love to get Chris with the jazz band.
Dude, well, now,
Hell yeah,
now
man.
to be clear, they are a jazz band who only plays covers of video game music.
No shit.
Dude, and they're fucking awesome. Dude, we had them here with
know,
like
like
double
Mario.
bass and like playing. Yeah, it was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it was rad. It was
Oh,
cool.
I gotta see that.
Yeah,
I gotta see that.
Upright
have
and
me
the
intrigued.
roads.
Are there any video game songs with lyrics?
Not specifically for
question.
video games that I know of. I mean,
Oh,
video games
I know,
also
I know.
do songs.
Mortal Kombat.
That's a lyric.
Bum, 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 bum.
That is true.
Not
But that's not
many
from the
though.
video game. That's just from the movie.
Yeah, right,
Oh.
right.
So
Exactly.
Floppy
if the
knows
jazz
are
band is
set up.
out there,
You can't be holding
somewhere-
the bottle now. You can't be holding the bottle. You
Hold on a second. If the jazz
Yeah,
band
and then
is
you
out
add,
there,
and the response in his statement was hold on a second.
if the jazz band out there is out there, we're gonna get Chris to write some lyrics to one of these video game songs. And we're gonna collab it and we're gonna debut it right here.
That'd be
Right,
dope.
right here on
Unplugged
Music Girl
and natural.
Hideout.
I'm down for it, bro. I'm down for it.
We'll have to call it like Music Girl
Pull
Hideout,
up to
raw
the
and
studio, we're on
unplugged.
Music Row. And I do definitely want to bring the band in too
Yeah.
for another
Indeed.
podcast.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is
I
great.
definitely
Hey,
like
we're always
you
looking
guys.
for people. We love to talk to musicians around.
And I feel like you can get a full-fledged show in here, and we'll get it.
We
done.
have before. There's been shows in here.
That would be
Yeah.
freaking.
Or
epic,
he has.
But
I
the
didn't do
difference
bro.
is
You pull that
us.
together, man.
Yeah.
That would be epic.
That's the
Without a doubt.
Cool. So I'm switching
Where we're in
windows
the
up.
story. I think we need a story. Where did the song? Well, where did the song "Waves" come from? I got to tell you my favorite part though.
See,
What's your favorite part?
I like keeping secrets about where my
Where your songs
Keep
come
it
from?
deep down.
yeah,
Just for you.
because all of my songs come from real life shit, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
all of my songs come from things that I've experienced firsthand or I've witnessed
Mm-hmm.
firsthand. It's extremely rare that I write songs that have no pertinence in my actual life. I
Okay,
probably shouldn't be saying that.
Right
maybe I
now,
don't want to
I might
reveal all that
regret
information.
telling y'all that one day.
right now, there's a lady out there who's like,
You're like, it's about
that song's
me.
about me.
Oh man, there's a lot of women that I've written about in the years, man. Practically every serious relationship I've been in has at least one song that I've written. I've fallen in love with 2 women in my life, and the most recent woman that I was in love with is she's consumed with probably about 80% of the records I've written in the last
Wow.
4 or 5 years.
So she got in your head, is what you're saying.
She got a lot more in my head, but and then probably 90% of the songs that I wrote before 2010 were about my son's mother, and a lot of those were pretty harsh.
Oh, wow.
we had a lot of problems, man. We had a lot of problems.
That's pretty cool though, because like it's kind of like when we collaborate on the Miami Nights project, which you know
It's about our real life Miami
come,
experience.
and by the way, you know we're gonna come back for the exclusive Pretty Boy Beats podcast too. That's another segue. But the Miami
Are you gonna
Nights
throw me
project-
out for that one?
Yeah. We'll bring Chris back too.
I'll make a quick appearance.
Yeah. That's gonna be long. We may have to get 2 bottles of Patron.
Yeah, that sounds like a Pretty Boy Beats set.
Yeah. But no, a lot of the songs that I put on that project came from a real place. But what I started to learn was like, you just gotta mix and match.
Yeah.
Sometimes real place, sometimes you project.
Well,
You
that's
gotta
why
really
I did
think
say
about what the
things that
people-
I witnessed firsthand. So I don't know. Everything that I talk about isn't
Direct
me.
experience. Yeah.
Sure.
It's stuff that I've seen, but it makes it much easier for me to be genuine and sincere if it's something that I've actually experienced either myself or vicariously through someone else. So it comes from a place. So when you hear me sing about stuff, I'll be honest with you. A lot of times when it's emotional songs, you might catch me crying on stage. That now don't get it twisted. I ain't soft.
It's coming from a real place.
But it comes from a real
Yeah.
place in the pit of
Sure,
my stomach.
just crying doesn't make you soft.
No, it don't make me soft.
Become Rambo.
But no,
up in
like
here.
seriously, sometimes I
was
get
right.
captivated in the moment of what it was that brought me to that song, and
it's real,
the
right? It's
audience
from a real
becomes
place.
somewhat irrelevant in the moment when I'm performing records. Like,
And I
not to take my audience for granted because I want to take you there, but in order for me to really take you there, I have to forget that you're there. If you feel what I'm saying, like I have to completely consume myself with where I was in that moment that the song was created, and when I get there, you can't help but feel me because it's real. It's like painting an audible picture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I've really learned from performing with them. Because really, like I said, I started off as a producer, but I have so many ideas that I'm a big fan of, you know, if you want something done right, sometimes you have to do it yourself.
Sure.
Especially with music, because it's like music is all about leverage and content. You know what I'm saying? So
From the industry side, it is.
yeah, from the industry side, as far as the business side. So it's like when you're trying to come up in the industry and you have all these ideas and none of the artists are using your music, or you have more ideas than artists could possibly use it at this stage in your career, sometimes you have to execute. But when I started executing records, I started learning from people like Chris and a bunch of other different artists that I was around. Like, when you go
I'll
on
ask that
the
question in a sec.
stage, shit gets real. Because you have the opportunity to really connect with these people that are giving you their undivided attention. And if you're feeling a certain way, which is why I keep a strict regimen of one drink, I don't throw question marks on my shit and just change it up.
Okay.
Because when you're up there and the band is playing that shit just right, you'll catch that fucking vibe. And you'll
If
be
you're
like,
in
oh
a
my
certain
God, like,
space, it can hit you.
yeah,
in a
it
way
can
that-
hit you hard. Like, wow, this is why I wrote this song.
It's like magic, man. It's like magic, bro.
Yeah, it's like
that's-
magic.
It's I don't believe in magic, but that shit is magic, bro. Like, for real.
Now we got,
that's the closest thing to magic that I can imagine, man. It's some kind of something, bro.
Yeah, so I gotta say, what's up, Cronin? What's up, King Chris?
Cronin,
King Chris. And
You salute
Tadji,
you.
what's going on?
What is good?
What's in the big ass bowl? It's ice. And so someone did pose a question to you. It's a little different what we've been asking, but not to you specifically, y'all.
Okay.
And they said, who's better, Freddie Mercury or Michael Jackson? Now, I think it's easy.
Why choose?
Easy.
Why choose though?
Huh? I think it's easy. I think there's a clear
Why would we?
better.
Why make us choose though?
Because that's what makes it interesting.
Why can't they both be great in their space?
Sure, that's fine. But you gotta choose though.
Of course. I mean, I'm gonna put Michael there.
I would
man,
put Michael,
because
100% Michael.
I mean, I am the ultimate and quintessential Michael Jackson fan, and in a lot of ways, I try to emulate the man. Now, I don't want to emulate his music, but what he gave to music, how he thrust himself completely into the music,
The
and
spirit,
became the
yeah.
music, and the music became him.
But it's just so good though. I mean,
Why would we do
don't get me
Freddie
wrong.
Mercury like
I mean,
that,
Queen is
though?
amazing.
Like-
I love Queen.
Yeah, absolutely. Not taking
But-
anything away at all, not even slightly.
But if I
because
just had to pick, if you had to pick one, if you only listen to one for the rest of your life, you couldn't listen to the other.
Michael, man.
It would have to be Michael.
And,
have
and
to- I
my
agree,
thing is,
100%.
is Michael. It's funny
I,
how
don't,
it
I
works.
hate doing. I hate
It's-
doing.
it's-
King
it's-
Chris says you're all delusional.
I mean, you know.
Hey, if you love Queen, I love Queen
I'm
too.
not taking anything away from him, and you can consider me to be delusional. Maybe I am. My delusions.
mean, who isn't?
My delusions can only make me more artistic. I
I'm
think
gonna explain
music
to you-
is a
no,
product
Chris.
of somewhat of a delusional state.
I'm gonna explain to you why I don't like the question,
Okay.
Okay.
and that's why I said.
I mean, it's
up top,
obviously a ridiculous
I didn't like the question. I don't. No, I like that you asked the question, but I don't like the question because I feel like it's like comparing Michael Jordan to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Or it's like, to me,
they
it's
do
like
different
comparing
things,
Michael to
you know?
LeBron.
Michael Jordan's
you know?
probably better, but
Sure, but if you had to pick, I pick Michael Jordan.
He can't post
know?
up Shaq, and Shaq can't run around and guard Mike. So it's like, let's compare like Michael Jackson to somebody close to Michael Jackson and Chris Brown or somebody like that's trying
I'd
to
say
be
Michael
the,
Jackson
Usher.
or Prince.
Prince,
People
Usher.
from the same
Still
era
pick
that are
Michael.
in the same
You'll still
realm
pick
of
Michael.
music.
Kerensky 23 says Michael Jackson is
that was-
hands down the most influential music of all time.
That was where I was going.
That's what
I never got the
Kerensky
chance to say it. How you
Kerensky
steal that
23.
from me? I was gonna say it. I was gonna say that. How you gonna steal my statement? That ain't even fair. I'm telling.
think number
I don't
one-
know who I'm gonna tell, but I'm telling. I'm telling somebody.
So who would you put?
I'ma tell my mama.
I'm gonna throw a question out there.
All right.
To
the people.
the lovely people out there. What's up? Oh, everybody follow me at PrettyBoyBeats on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Speaking of which, Kerensky also said she loves your quotes on her Instagram. You.
Me?
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
on.
thanks for
Pretty
the
Boy
follow.
Beats,
I'm
yeah.
gonna follow back. I'm follow back. But
Said she
so
followed you both though.
If Michael Jackson is number one, who's number two on the all-time list?
Influential?
Yeah.
Oh, that. Well,
I think
now
that
hold
is
on,
gonna
hold
be
on.
I think
Hold
the
on,
number.
hold on.
I think number two is more
no,
You gotta back it up. You gotta back it up.
than number
let's
one.
start
Because
over here, Chris.
Kerensky said
Let's
Michael
start over here,
Jackson.
Chris. Let's start over here,
Michael
Chris.
Jackson is the most influential. Also, Kerensky said, I
agree
love
with that.
Michael Jackson, but I don't agree with that. That's the most influential number one of all time.
Comes to me.
McCartney?
Huh? Just
Bro,
the Beatles.
bro.
Everything. That's
Exactly.
number
You
one
let
most
it
influential.
be. Actually, let it be.
Is there anybody above the Beatles? Besides Mike?
Fucking
Let's
Mozart.
Is Prince over the Beatles? What about Chuck Berry?
Oh, Chuck Berry's good. But yo,
Not as big.
No,
the
but not
Beatles-
as influential.
you wouldn't
Not as
have the
influential.
Beatles without
wait,
Chuck
wait, wait.
Berry.
Okay, wait.
Big, though.
Pause.
Yes.
Pause.
That's true. You wouldn't have the Beatles without Chuck Berry.
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait.
Yeah.
What about Lead Belly?
Damn it! How you gonna keep moving when I said
What about
pause
Lead
like
Belly?
3 seconds ago? Stop! Stop! Shut up!
The show just got real.
We are talking about two different types of influence, all right? We are talking about pioneering influence, and we're talking about an influence that takes what's already there and goes in a different direction. It's just like the people who created the first, the people who
That is a
created
good
the
distinction.
first pyramids were definitely spectacular. There was a mathematics and there was something there that had never been done before.
Sure, it was
but
an
the people who
amazing
did the
feat of
Great
murder.
Pyramid of Giza honed it and refined it and brought it to an entire different place. It was already something that had a foundation there. It was already created. The people already had started making the pyramids.
Sure.
But the Great Pyramid of Giza was the quintessential pyramid. It was the crowning achievement of that technology. So there are two different types of influence.
Okay.
All right. There is the creation of the entirety of the thing, and then there are the honing of those things.
Sure.
And to me, Chuck Berry is a creator of that thing, and then those people who honed it are the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, those people that came after them that made rock and roll more so what it is today.
Okay, so let's
but
talk
if
about
it
that
wasn't
more.
for a
The
Chuck
Beach
Berry,
Boys.
there
So who's
wouldn't
number
be
two
Boys.
in your
Well, hold
book?
on. Let's
thing.
talk about.
Who's number 2 in your
Wow.
book?
So I don't
Right.
whoever, because you can't really go back to who like created music, right? That's too far.
Not music in itself, but I mean
The
the
modern
genre, the
genres.
feel, the genre.
But
the
it-
genre.
I love this. Well, to be fair, Marty McFly did bring rock and roll. I also got Weird Al number one.
1955.
No. So who's number 2?
Okay, if you have to pick number 2,
Oh,
Fuck,
Berg,
number
it's,
two.
You're on
it's
the
your
spot.
cousin Marvin.
no.
Okay.
You know that new sound you've been looking for.
Number 2, Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
That's what they're up there.
hey man, I'm a Zepp fan, bro. I'm a fucking Zepp fan.
But actually, hold on.
think
I just realized.
See, if you
Led
take
Zeppelin.
all the if you take all things into consideration, number 2 is almost impossible. Anything beyond number 1 is almost impossible.
But wait, who
to
did we say is
because
number
it's
1?
so subjective
Michael
from
Jackson.
there, bro.
But
it is
hold on.
so
Michael
subjective.
Jackson's
I don't
not my
know.
number
I don't know
one.
if I'd say Michael Jackson is the number most influential.
How
Number
could it
one
not
to
be?
Beatles are more influential than Michael Jackson.
Definitely not.
Maybe so. I don't know.
Very
Well,
different
okay,
answers.
Okay, now wait a minute.
I guess
Okay.
it depends what
The
genre
Beatles-
you're
It
in.
depends
Now-
what you're talking about. Yeah.
They're not more
I don't know.
popular
No,
it
it
doesn't,
doesn't
'cause they're
But
both
Michael
They-
Jackson wouldn't exist without the Beatles.
Stop. Wait, though. Wait,
Okay,
okay.
okay.
They both exist in the same space. And I don't know that you could put one above the other because they both... Because pop and rock went in the direction that the Beatles took it. R&B and soul went in the direction that the Jacksons took it. Not even just Michael himself, because the Jacksons started that direction into that drive. And that opened up a whole new era with Detroit and Motown and all of that. So you have to understand that both of these guys are the two elites. Like it's
They are.
okay, you could say that Michael Jackson was, or excuse me, that Michael Jordan was the best in basketball, but would Jordan exist if Dr. J didn't do what he did? You know, so there are.
Sure.
I mean,
so you
it's-
can't just look at the history. You have to look at
it's so hard.
who, in their
We're-
own right, is
We're
most
peeling
influential.
back a lot of layers of this onion, and it's hard to see where it all starts from when you peel it all.
So
back.
let's say
Like, I
you
don't know
ignore
where
that
the
then.
strongest
Let's
part
say
lies.
not. So like you could say there'd be no Michael Jackson without the Beatles.
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhat.
But let's say you
Somewhat, yeah,
forget that
somewhat,
side of it. You
yeah.
feel like you forget that side of it.
Well,
just
I'm
say,
just throw this out there.
Starting
Michael
from
Jackson liked the Beatles so much that he bought all their songs.
But I would also say, I mean, Led Zeppelin was a huge fan of Elvis, but I wouldn't say there would be no Led Zeppelin without Elvis.
I would say
Yeah.
you cannot
So I'm
compare.
saying ignore that side of it.
Here's the thing: you cannot compare. And here's what it comes down to. We said influential.
Influential.
okay?
So
And that
starting
was
with
the
that
word.
person.
That was the
But
word.
they
so,
both influenced all of music. They
Right.
just went on different sides of
But
it.
if you had to pick,
and then,
though.
each
and
other.
then not only that, they had more influence on either side of it, but also there was a cross influence between the two of them. So
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to really say which one did
You didn't give me
more.
the Beatles, King
Well,
Chris.
it's
That is such a subjective in your mind
Well, it's
type
even
of
like
thing. and
when
it's
you think of
opinionated.
entertainment
You can't-
aspect.
Yeah, now logically, you know that they both impacted the industry above and beyond probably anybody, and the only other influence that is even in their realm is Elvis. Okay?
Now, Scotty Allenday says
and I don't even
Dee
think Elvis
Snider
really
is
reaches
more
to
legendary.
the pivot to they.
I don't know.
What
I
about
don't know.
Lead Belly? Who knows about Lead?
I don't know
Belly?
about Lead
Dude,
Belly.
I don't know about Lead Belly.
Not a thing.
If you Google Lead Belly,
Sure.
you may take Led Zeppelin
Was-
and the Rolling Stones off your.
I think you're
influence.
full
Was
of
he the
shit.
Was he a blues guy?
Google it right now. Google it right now.
We won't be able to
we're-
listen because we don't have the speaker set up. But
Oh, shit,
But-
the second time today.
Oh, don't
You can show a
mistreat it,
picture.
man. Don't mistreat it.
Have you
now.
seen this thing?
so here's
I'm
something to
gonna hold it up and
prove.
shit.
Something to
Let me
prove.
see.
That
Yeah,
motherfucker
yeah.
sound like it broke the floor.
This is a good example that proves exactly what you were saying.
Look at
They
that.
give you
What's
the
that?
big ass tank.
He used to be all black.
Okay, he said he's got an example to prove what I'm
All right.
saying, and I want to hear this.
So
Lead belly.
an
Shit,
example.
that's a whole nother era. You're
Look it
going.
up.
You're
Look
going
it up.
another.
Look it up.
I got it right here.
Was
It's
it-
literally. Oh, well, I'm off.
You read and get back to us. So, in the '60s, the Beach Boys and the Beatles had a back and forth, and both of them have said out
It's
loud.
gonna fuck you up.
Both Paul McCartney and
Okay.
Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys have both said that they were trying to be better. They were trying to compete against the other artist and make something that was more artistic and more cutting edge and more next level. And every album was this back and forth. And so even for those people who are like founding fathers of a lot of current genres, they were they were rubbing off on each other. And even if you don't want to call it competition, and we just say they were influencing one another, the Beatles were influencing the Beach Boys, and the Beach Boys were influencing them back. And all of them originally started specifically with blues, right? Like
Well, they
the
were
Beach
pushing
Boys
pop
say they
culture
put
forward in general,
Yeah.
collectively,
yeah,
and
and they,
competitively.
so even in
Yeah.
an era you have when you look down the eras, you see how like Michael Jackson wouldn't probably be the same without the Beatles on account of he heard them and he's able to take that and put his influence.
Sure.
But even people of the same
I mean, you have the
era
grand total of
were
everything you've
influencing
ever
each
heard.
other back and
Impacted by
forth.
pop
Yeah.
culture, and the Beatles were pop culture.
If
But
anything else
that's why
exists out
that,
there,
Scotty.
It is so impossible, and this is just a human thing, man. As culture affects different people in different ways. Okay, so it is very subjective.
Okay.
It is not an objective thing in any means other than by the numbers. Okay, we can look at how much people loved Michael Jackson by a 45, 46 million sales of a record.
Man, I think it might be even more than that.
It is,
now.
I'm sure
It's
now.
Crazy.
And now it was 46 before he passed, so it's probably more like 50 something
50,
now.
60.
It's a lot.
So the point I'm making is that's quantifiable. But you can't quantify how you feel about a particular record, and you definitely can't quantify the aggregate of how everybody
right.
collectively feels outside of the numbers of sales on an album. You know what I mean? So we do know this though.
Let me ice.
What is blatantly and patently obvious is the influence and
Please, sir.
the positive the positive influence and momentum of music, and you can tell where it comes from, obviously, in its inception. You know where that Michael Jackson sound is. You know where that Beatles sound is. So when it comes from somewhere else, when you hear something that sounds like Paul McCartney, but it's not him, you know where it came from. When you hear something that sounds like Michael, but it's not him, you know where it came from.
So, but let's say you take where it came from out of the equation. Saying, if we're talking about Michael Jackson, we're talking about Michael Jackson forward.
Okay.
If you're talking about only each individual artist or band or whatever, from their point forward, who had the most influence? If you're ignoring what they got influenced by,
We're gonna say Michael Jackson because he changed the world.
Shit, man, I don't know
See,
because the Beatles had
that's
actually
what I
a
was-
little bit more of a longer track.
And that's what I would
track
say
record.
is the- now-
so that
yeah.
just simply by the fact that they had more years to do so, by virtue of
and they
that
were
alone,
earlier, I guess. Yeah.
They were early. They beat the Jacksons by about 3 or 4 years. So that by the virtue of that, then I would say Beatles are more influential because they came first.
That being said, if I'm going to choose music to listen to, I will choose Michael Jackson over the Beatles.
I would.
90% of the
Well,
time.
my thing is this, right? So, the horse and carriage came before the automobile, but is the horse and carriage more influential? No.
Right.
That's a
Well, that's
good
why I'm
question.
saying forget everything before it.
See what I'm saying?
I mean, in a certain sense,
I mean, horses are influential.
It is,
as
Because
fuck.
you could
Is
be
it?
like, we wouldn't have airplanes if we didn't have a horse and carriage.
We wouldn't have airplanes, we wouldn't have birds. Birds are the
think,
most influential thing of all time.
So when you reason it all out, you just gotta say we all have our
Hey,
own
DJ
place
Fire.
to play
Well,
in
they're-
history.
they're both
and it's an
badass.
important part
We
to
can
play.
Damn, we
leave
are
it at that.
going deep down
I
this
know.
fucking rabbit hole, man.
I know.
What the
I didn't
hell?
expect this
So
question
Where
to
did you
spark so
guys
much.
take us with this question?
But that's what's great. What's great about that question is
Is it leads to everything.
that question
Yeah,
is
man.
kind of.
I mean, it's a dope question. question though. Like,
That was a good
because
question.
it,
It was
it
better than I
does
thought it would
lead
be.
you down a rabbit hole, but I don't know that there is a bottom to that hole. Like,
the question does
I
that
think you
because
can
it's
keep
so
digging
like
there.
objective that
It's gonna be a back
it's
and
not
forth
real.
for a while.
It is,
But at
exactly,
least-
because
hey, but we
it
can
is-
all
it is
agree.
it's not
Yeah.
objective. It is so subjective. So that hole is a never-ending hole. You can keep digging and keep
Right.
asking questions that make you question the questions that you questioned previously.
Because I mean, you can go. I mean,
I'm
because
like,
there's
wait a
so, you
minute,
can
they
bring
were
up Muddy
out longer.
Waters,
I was like, they were
right?
out a little bit longer. And I'm like, what?
or
They were?
what's his name?
I mean,
Like, what the
there are
Crossroads?
so many different angles that you
Oh.
can look at that, man.
Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson. You could technically be like, well, Robert Johnson or Muddy Waters, right? But
And
that's
you
a whole
keep going
nother.
back.
You can go back forever.
Just go back to
Eventually,
that
it'd be
belly.
like fucking Stone Age when they made the drum.
I was
you
about
know?
to say, man, like fucking Beethoven and fucking Sebastian Bach and all these, like,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you? How
Is that a
far
minor
do you want
third?
to take it? Like, there, all of this,
Go all the way back.
all of this ultimately is
That needs to be a
very
little drop you put
subjective.
in there.
And how you feel about things and what your opinion of things is and how you feel. It's such an emotional.
Setting the mood real good.
Right. It just got real dark in the building.
I want to know the next line.
Nah, it goes.
I played that. I played that live when I was the classical guitar major.
That shit gets
Yeah, then it starts.
Starts sounding like Star Wars at that point.
It turns to a Lexus commercial.
Okay.
Really quick.
Okay, so Scotty Allen Day says he has a better question. Maybe a little easier.
All right.
He's
we
going more
do-
specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is not necessarily the right
specific.
genre for tonight, but we'll roll with it.
Yeah, we're rolling with it.
He says, what were the two most powerful bands that influenced hard rock? So when you say hard rock, do you mean like Metallica or do you mean
Right.
like Avenged Sevenfold?
Right, that's a good question.
But-
so far as what
But
you
just in general, just the genre of hard rock, I assume he means
I would
classical?
say Jimi Hendrix.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
that
number
is a
one.
very good answer.
That's
actually.
interesting. I didn't even
And
think
maybe
about that.
Jim Morrison
Hendrix
if you
is
going in
number
that
one.
era.
Well, the only reason why I know is because
Jim Morrison, not so much the hard
I've been a
side.
stage
Not
hand
hard,
for
no.
over 7 years. Like I don't do it.
But
too much
Jimmy
anymore.
fucking got at it.
Jimmy
Jimi
definitely-
Hendrix is number one. I would say number two.
Yeah, every rock act would probably say Jimi
That's a great
Hendrix.
point, Karinsky.
Jimi Hendrix is number one.
But that's a lot. That's way too
Number
intellectual
two.
for us to think about right now.
What do you say?
Okay, Karinsky said, I think the initial invention is necessary to get things started, but once the invention propels all subsequent inventions and speeds up the evolution of the industry, who the most influential person could change. I'm kind of paraphrasing. And thus, like in a logical era, cars are more influential than horse and carriage. because of
Exactly. I
Ford's mouth.
like that. I like him. I like him. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot.
And then
like
she
that.
and then she said, and MJ and the Beatles are pretty much neck and neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I mean,
hard to
they're
really,
just.
Yeah.
It's two sides of the same coin, Brody. Like it's hard to say that the heads is stronger than the tails.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? They're both on the coin.
And DJ
And
Fire,
it doesn't
I
matter
have
what
no
side
idea what
you
you're talking
flip it
about.
on. It's still worth the same price.
that?
You know what I mean?
I have no idea what DJ Fire's talking about. Something about
But wait, we were on something.
When
We
a
got
rapper teamed up with
Hendrix.
J-pop.
Who else changed the guitar? Led Zeppelin.
change the guitar. Yeah,
Led
Jimmy.
definitely, bro.
Jimmy Page.
Anyone named Jimmy changed the guitar forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much how it went, right?
Yeah. I can't disagree.
No,
I
Chris
mean-
didn't.
I like Eric Clapton too.
Sure. Yeah, or
That's later
Yardbirds.
on. That's a lot later though.
Yeah, but I think definitely Hendrix. I mean, after that.
Oh wow, we just got that.
Yeah, we
I
got
think so
Yardbirds.
far as like the
Yardbirds.
shredding of
Oh, he said
guitars.
Clapton. Okay,
Clapton.
yeah. See, we're on the same.
Yeah,
page.
Clapton's
Well,
nice, man.
Jimmy
I mean,
Clapton.
and if you want to look at the guitar, I mean,
I like Carl.
I do, I love
Santana, bro,
Dude, the
is
chat's
a
getting-
But that was later
bro.
though. That was later.
Yeah, that was. But I mean, if you.
but that
that's why I'm
style-
saying,
that-
like, stylistically, fuck, bro.
Like there were like now hold on.
But that's not hard rock either.
Sure,
though.
but I would that's not hard rock.
We're not talking about hard rock.
Okay, so
I-
then you gotta think. So you think in hard rock, your baseline
that's where he was
is
talking about was
Metallica.
Metallica.
So what was it that brought Metallica to be? What was the
Oh God, what is shit, man? See, this is what happens when you drink Patron. You
Would
can't
that be
fucking
punk music?
remember people's names.
He also threw out Eddie Van Halen.
Van
that be-
Halen, that's still 80s
no,
though.
I feel like those were kind of around the both around the
God,
same time,
What
weren't
is
they?
his fucking name? What is the British guy with the
It's always a fucking British guy, isn't
fucking?
it?
He's fucking like, just damn it, man.
Not Billy Idol.
No.
See you later,
no,
DJ Fire.
Jesus.
Not David
It's from
Bowie.
the 70s, bro.
Who?
he had a fucking reality TV show with his family and shit, man.
What?
Oh, you talking about Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ozzy,
Black
bro.
Sabbath.
Black Sabbath, man.
Oh man, that might
Fuck
be.
yeah, man.
I think
when
you
you're talking about
That's up
hard
there.
rock, that's
yeah,
something that
that's
went
up
in
there,
that
yeah.
fucking direction in the late 70s.
Right.
That Aerosmith, you
Yeah.
know, those are the ones that went into that fucking
Aerosmith,
lane,
not
bro.
so much, but Ozzy
But the
Osbourne.
pre-
Ozzy Osbourne
Precursor?
for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely
The
The
Ozzy.
precursor would be the White Album from the Beatles.
Yeah.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like way before the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some
Yeah.
songs on the White Album that like start sounding like what heavy metal
Is Revolution?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Revolution on the White Album?
It definitely started going into that direction. I wouldn't say that it definitely is a precursor.
When you think about the distortion sound, like
Right,
with
right,
like
exactly.
Revolutions that came to mind when he said that.
Yeah.
Was that like super distorted guitar, which then obviously builds up into hard rock.
Exactly.
That damn it. But
Damn.
Now y'all
but
know
they're not the
that's
most
a fucking-
influential.
Y'all know where
hard rock.
distortion started?
What?
As an effect, as a guitar effect, distortion started.
Never's come.
I'm pretty sure it was at Sun Studios in Memphis.
No shit.
They, I think the guy's name was Ike, maybe. Like, I don't think it was Ike Turner, but maybe. But in either case, somebody in, I guess it must have been the 50s, but they have it there. There's a guitar, and like, it accidentally got a hole poked through the cabinet,
And it was distorted.
and it was distorted.
Huh.
And
And
they
they're like,
ended
that
up,
sounds fucking
they
awesome.
ended up
Yeah.
liking what it was, and then they started inventing ways to make that happen.
Really?
But the first time, it
That's
was just
cool.
an accident.
I have
never
to look
heard
that
that.
up, bro.
That's cool, yeah.
That's intriguing.
That's why they call it distortion.
Because it's literally distorted.
No shit.
That's crazy.
I gotta look up the history of that, man. You got my mind cranking, bro. That's,
So I don't know
that's
if
a
they
dope
did.
story.
I don't know if it happened at Sun Studios or if they did. They have the amp there when you do the tour.
Funny
Oh, really?
segue. Funny segue.
right.
So, which actually brings us to the next song. I Want You Back that you guys need to play.
Yeah.
Perfect. You got it queued up, I
Now
think.
this isn't the Jackson 5. I Want You Back.
No.
No, it is not.
As-
I love that song though.
It's my that's my
Classic,
favorite
classic.
Jackson
This
5
is the
song.
PM I want you back.
That's your favorite? That's your favorite song?
That's my favorite Jackson 5.
Over ABC?
Oh yeah, I Want You Back
Come
is a much
on.
better song than ABC.
No, this is not a cover of that record.
Okay.
This is very different.
But
We're
real
not gonna
quick,
go
can we
into that.
explore
We're not gonna go into that.
I just want to explore it. What's better, ABC or I Want You Back?
Well,
Want You
in this
Back is
case,
mine.
I Want You Back, especially
Amen.
this song.
Man, I love ABC though.
This
And then
song.
yeah,
Well, I would say that, no, the Jacksons I Want You Back is
Oh,
better. I mean, I like
give me one
ABC,
more.
that
but
is
I
good,
think I Want You Back is a little less poppy and it's
Sure.
a little more meaningful.
Yeah, but he's the king
So-
of pop.
Right. I mean, it's
Yeah.
well. That's before he was the king.
Yeah,
of pop.
right,
That's
right.
when
That's when he was like-
the kid.
Like
He was the
14.
prince.
But I think so much as the song itself, it is more meaningful. ABC is cool. It's fun. It's dancey, but it's a pop record.
I think it's more catchy.
right.
Right.
Exactly.
Which is not necessarily a sign of good music. There's
It's
a lot
got
of,
an
no,
Good
but it's not a
baseline.
bad song either. It's
I
not
just- I
anything.
love
Not
that song.
not throwing
It's got
anything.
like if I'm just like on
baseline.
random on Spotify and that comes up, I'm like, oh, like that's nice. You know what I mean?
It's-
Now I Want You Back also, yes, is great.
I Want You Back has a little bit more heft.
It's a little
to
more-
it. It's
there's a little more to it.
meaning.
I agree. There's a little more.
And
The
that's-
further we get
that's
onto the
why I
show,
give that.
more I want to play piano. If I played
That's
I
'cause
Want
you're
You Back on
drinking.
the piano, could you sing it?
If you played it good enough, yeah, you can sing it.
Probably not that.
I don't know. I'm a little deep in the Patron.
Jimmy Page is my favorite, Scott.
the Patron.
I'll
the
F
Patron
around
in the
and
house.
forget half of the lyrics.
Perfect. That's all we ask.
I'll through some of it.
If you go ahead and play it,
baby.
we'll put you on Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll collectively
Don't you
do that.
dare.
Well, maybe we'll just play the real I Want You Back.
No, we can't. We get copyright strikes.
No, they're real.
Oh, theirs.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're way back.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can play our version.
Yeah, that's allowed. That's allowed.
Pretty Boy, were you going to say something about this song?
Oh yeah, man. I was saying it's a crazy, crazy story behind this because it actually involves your hometown.
That's exactly what it is, Krinsky. See, that's what we were drinking, Patron. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Patron, yeah.
D-A-G-O.
So wait, you said it involves our hometown?
Well,
Oh,
San Diego.
you're from San Diego too?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. So
Best city in the world.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Chris, you got some.
I love it
ties.
out there.
Go ahead and
Yes.
give him the. Go ahead and give him the rundown.
So I actually shot the music video for "I Want You Back" out in El Cajon, which is a suburb.
El Cajon.
yeah.
Oh shit, that's like
We were out there.
I
like
lived.
2-3
Did I
days,
live it
right?
out?
Yeah, my big
That's right down the
cousin.
street.
My big cousin has a really crazy mansion out there on the side of a mountain, and
Crazy.
it's
Mount
got,
Helix?
like,
In Crest?
At the top.
At like
it Mount
near
Helix
the top.
or is it?
Mount
I
Helix.
don't.
It's gotta be Mount Helix.
I don't know,
okay,
man.
it's Mount Helix, Granite Hills, or Crest. Those are the options.
I have no idea which one of those three it is.
I would say,
But he's way the hell up there.
No, he's not.
And it's a very isolated. You have to
not Mount Helix. That's less
can't-
isolated.
You can't actually go into his neighborhood unless you have permission to be up
Yeah, that's
there.
different.
Oh, that might be Skyline.
I don't know, but it looks out over everything and it's
Wow.
gorgeous.
we had some great shots. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
and I'm usually
You meant to
not,
cut me off. You did.
I did.
He meant it, 100%.
But you like my fake interview
Apology?
edit?
Yeah.
Just to make you feel a little better.
Right.
We've had media training. It's just sometimes we make our own rules. No, but we actually, when we went there, we lucked up on 3 perfect days of weather.
That was
Wait, hold on.
You didn't
I mean,
like
in San
hold on,
Diego, there
hold
are
on.
a lot of
I'm
perfect
like,
days.
there's a lot of perfect days.
You
It's
just
not-
there's 300 a year, man. You didn't get unlucky.
Yeah, that was. I would
Pretty
say
much,
that
but
So
it was-
almost every time I've been there,
What,
with the
Scotty?
exception of like one weekend,
Never
it
heard
was
that.
like literally like 95 up there, and it was insane.
No, but I'm saying it was like a nice.
And that's East
almost
County.
always
Sure.
perfect there.
85
yeah, East County gets a little hotter.
breeze.
El Cajon gets
It
a
was
little hotter. Yeah,
it was
yeah,
actually like 82, 83
Yeah.
that
So it's
week.
It was
beautiful.
nice. Oh,
it was perfect.
There was not a
Shoot a
cloud
video.
in the sky.
But he's got like
yeah.
he's got 8 or 9 $250,000 cars.
That's a lot.
and some
Dang.
ridiculous mansion.
Yeah,
up
that's like,
there.
Sounded more like Mount
It's
Helix.
like one
than
more
what
than
you
I
thought.
have.
It was very nice.
No, and he's got one of the most beautiful things that I've probably ever seen in my life was the sun coming up
Oh yeah,
in his
sun's-
backyard,
sunrise.
because it's one of those things where, you know, like for a lot of people who may not have ever been to California before,
It's amazing, by the way.
yeah, it's amazing out there, but like you'll see like it's different as far as the geology, I guess it would be the word, because the rock is different from Tennessee. Like they have landslides in California, but the reason why they have landslides is because of the way people live, and like people will live on these
the side
houses
of
with
the
a
damn
big ass
mountain.
drop. But they'll have a big ass mansion, but then it'll
They can
be like
afford
a
it, it's fine.
steep, like 50-foot drop before there's anybody around you.
This isn't like that. My cousin doesn't live on the side of a sheer drop. You got
No, I mean it's
talking
not,
like he on a cliff or something.
He's hanging off the side of a cliff all day.
I'm just saying, like you can look down at like the whole fucking like all the people.
What I like
down
about
there.
it is that you can
You know what I'm
look
saying?
out on everything and you can't see shit up there. Like he has, it's
see
so
everything.
It's like you can look out on everything, but if you're looking up the mountain, you can't see his property at all. It's like
Wow.
he's got certain
It's
vegetation and
crazy
stuff
to me,
around
like,
it.
how-
I mean,
how
it's crazy. It's
yeah.
gorgeous. But long story short,
Yeah.
take your ass to San Diego.
It's
Get you
delightful.
some sunshine, man. That
I mean,
place
with
is
that shot,
incredible.
that shot
Get you
when you're
some,
shooting,
get you some La Jolla Beach, man. You go out there and you're not
La Jolla.
gonna want to leave. You're not gonna want to.
We did leave, though.
No, yeah.
We came to Nashville.
Something wrong with you.
Nashville.
No, but
Nashville.
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 the one shot coming right off the side into the skyline.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to see this. I'm
It's
so
like-
curious where he
Yeah,
lives now.
I'm curious.
We've got the music video. It's on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, YouTube.
Well, yeah,
PM,
there's
I
a
Want You
music
Back.
video?
Yeah, we
For I
shot
Want You Back?
We shot out there. Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh,
yeah.
let's watch the music video instead of listen, yeah.
We can show the video.
I
PM,
want you back.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, baby.
Not wrong song.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
That's
Come
hype.
on. Load up a little quicker. Let me get this queued up. If it loads faster. We got so much shit running here. All right.
PM.
It's trying its best.
Are you on my web?
Huh?
Are you on my internet?
Yeah, I'm on your internet. Your internet's just shitty as
That's good.
Here, let me.
You actually don't know if you're on my internet. You
I
didn't
do
even
know.
check.
I did. PM, I want you back.
That's interesting.
Wham! There it is,
Is it
right,
right there?
at the top. The
All right,
big
let me-
old booty.
Here, let me pause it.
Hey, I don't be looking at her booty in the video. It's just
Why?
Oh, put slap
It's
on
dangerous.
HD too. Slap on HD.
It should be default, right? It's yeah, 1080p.
Oh, good,
It's
good,
1080.
good.
1080.
Wham.
Sweet.
All right, let me make sure I switch it over. So this is I Want You Back.
I want you back.
By PM.
All right.
Pretty Boy, did you do the beats on this song?
Yes, I
Yes, he
produced this
did.
one, and I worked with. Shout out to all the great players that we worked with. Fucking Rob
Scat
Bass,
Man Band. You know?
Scat,
Yes, sir.
Terry, Kenny. Who else played?
I'm drunk, man. I can't remember names. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me.
Hey, names are hard. I get it.
I'm terrible with
Terry,
names,
Kenny.
especially when I've been drinking.
A whole bottle of Patron.
Patron.
We're working on it.
Oh. So it was Rob, Terry, Kenny, Scat, and Ty on the drums.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm gonna
Chris.
mute us so they can't hear us while the video's playing,
Yeah.
and then.
Yo,
What up, P?
what's good, man? I just got to the crib.
Man, check it. What you got going on today?
Nah, I don't got anything going on, man.
Man, I'm at the beach right now, man. You want to pull up on me?
Yeah. About what time?
About 5 o'clock, bro.
Okay, yeah. We can do that.
100.
Alright, that's a bet. Let's get it.
I've been looking all over, baby, waiting for the day that I find you. I let you get away, baby, but now I wanna make it up to you. I lost my mind without you, but now I realize your love is true. Do anything to show you I'm sorry, baby. I want you back. I didn't mean to break your heart. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do you wrong. I'll do anything. I've been peeking out my window, baby, hoping maybe one day you'll ride through. If I could only touch you, baby, there ain't no telling what I might do. I lost my mind without you, but now I realize your love is true. Do anything to show you I'm sorry, baby. I want you back. I want you. I want you. I want you back. I want you. I want you. I want you back. I didn't mean to break your heart. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do you wrong. No, I'll do anything. I didn't mean to break your heart. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do you wrong. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean anything. I want you. Yeah. I want you. Come on. I want you back. Oh. I want you. Woo. I want you. Hey. I want you back. Oh. I want you. Hey. I want you. I want you back. Oh. I want you. Girl. I want ya. Hey. Let's work.
The
And
pool
we're back.
was the best spot.
Yeah.
So we've
Let's
been.
redo this. Let's redo that.
Hit okay.
I'm going to hell twice. Let me stop.
No, let's redo it.
So that was I Want You Back. And so I never know. Okay, so here's the thing. Because you guys are a group.
Right.
There's a lot of you, apparently. Which I actually have another question about, but we'll get there in a second.
Okay.
So if I want to say that's I Want You Back by,
PM.
do I just say
And
PM?
PrettyBoyBeats.
And PrettyBoyBeats. Okay. Because I don't know. Quality vid.
Thank you.
So, okay.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Because we met, Riley. He came in here. Now, looking at Riley, he came in with like a cowboy hat, tall, skinny, plaid-wearing white guy.
Yes, sir.
How did y'all team up? Because looking at him, I'm like, oh, that dude sings bro country.
Not
No,
at all.
when we were hanging out,
Definitely not.
when
Not
he was here
even
earlier, I could
slightly.
That's
definitely
not
tell.
him. That's not him.
Yeah.
So
So
That's not him.
that's
Riley-
the vibe he's putting off.
it's all good. I love it. So
Riley sneaking you into the country world.
Riley, no man, Riley actually he's got white boy soul to the max, bro. Like
That's weird,
he
Kerensky.
got soul, man.
Wait,
like,
you said- you
don't
meant-
get it
oh.
twisted.
She
That
said,
man got
Kerensky said that video was moist. I'm like, holy shit. All right, calm it the fuck down. All right?
Let me moisturize. Oh
Anyway,
man,
so-
hey,
so
you
Riley-
know it's a little wet up in there. It was a little wet. I mean, hey. Oh man, shoot! You talking about moist? I forgot what I was about to say. Shoot, I got
Right,
thinking about
so-
that boo.
Riley's got. You're gonna be. I'm gonna tell you.
Riley.
When you hear this next, because we've got some very special
How special?
special tricks in the bag right
Like
now.
8 times special?
About 9.
Damn, that's a lot special.
Hey, bro, it's a
We're-
whole
we're-
damn
we're-
lot
we're
of special,
pulling-
bro. I promise.
We're pulling
Special
some,
like the Olympics, man.
We're pulling
I
some
promise.
A-listers for this process.
Oh, I definitely
Let's
do,
just say that.
Scotty. I promise.
Let's just say that.
Musicians.
Everything.
A1, man. Like
Everything.
Really, the thing that I definitely am with this man on is that we've done so much in our past. Is that now where we're at now? It's pretty much pulling all the stops and taking everything that we've done and taking it to the next level, because we've created music of all genres. Like we make country music, we make rock music, we make gospel, we make R&B, we make
Electronic.
hip hop, we make EDM. Like there's really not too many
So you're
lanes
doing the whole
that we
spectrum.
haven't. We literally do the whole spectrum, and what's most important about it is that we know how to silo those things off. Our country music sounds like country music. Our EDM sounds like EDM. We're not doing EDM influenced R&B music. We're not doing
Right. When you're in that
R&B-influenced
genre,
country.
you're doing
we
that
do
thing.
that specifically.
That's cool.
And
We
we
got
cool.
some dope ass country
we've
shit
really
on this
honed
set.
our ability to silo our minds off from our influences, and we listen specifically to what it is that we're trying to cater to, so far as our clientele, and we give them that. We're not giving you a PM version of a country record.
You're doing a country
We're
record.
doing a real country record. We know how to cater to our clientele, so it's
The country, the good thing about the country too, I mean, the country is
Oh,
so organic.
shit.
Indeed.
Hey, Scotty,
Very.
Scotty, amazing news. Thanks for the $5 donation, by the way.
Thank
Scotty,
you.
my boy, man, cheers.
Salute to you.
I don't know-
Yeah, matter of fact,
I don't- I don't
we're
usually do
going
this.
to take a shot for you.
We're taking a shotty for Scotty.
Oh
Thank you
shit, we're
so
doing this?
much.
All right, well, I'll drink out of the bottle then.
Shotty for Scotty.
I don't know why it didn't show up on the notifications, but I do see it here on the recent. Thank you so
Man,
much,
if we
dude.
did a shot every time we got a $5
He actually
donation,
said,
we'd
hey,
probably getting a lot more
He
donations.
said $5 donation. He said, let me buy you guys a drink.
Right
we're gonna be
on.
drinking
Let's
a drink.
get it, man. Let's get it. We appreciate that. This drink's for you, Scotty.
Cheers to Scotty, man.
Yeah.
You just beat me up.
Nice.
Shotty for Scotty.
Boom.
Shotty for Scotty.
Shotty for Scotty.
Hey, Corinne, you
Feel
can make
good
a
in my
donation.
body.
Shotty.
Yeah.
Ugh,
All right. Well, since we're on YouTube, let's give. We're gonna do a little surprise right now.
a surprise.
Pull up YouTube. We're gonna pull
I
up a
will.
video for Scotty. You know what I'm saying? This is actually a video that we shot down in Miami.
Okay.
Shot,
You know, we're
shot,
gonna got Pretty
shot,
Boy Beats Miami Nights.
Ooh, I haven't had Patron by itself in a while. That's actually really good. It's like super
We're
smooth.
getting
You got
low.
We
Spotify?
be on that, man.
You got Spotify? I got Spotify.
You got SoundCloud?
I mean, SoundCloud's a website,
Hey, man.
so everybody got it.
If you ever go down to Miami,
Pull
man.
up pull up
in the
Spotify, pull up
club,
SoundCloud.
get you a bottle of that Patron, bro.
I think I don't want to play
telling
any
you.
profanity.
It's a good time,
Well, I mean,
man.
how-
It's
how
a good time. It's a good time.
I don't know. I think it may have some cuss words in it.
Well, cuss words are fine. We're okay with cuss words.
Yeah, you worry about cursing.
And we've been cursing the whole
We've been
time.
sitting here cursing for the last hour
All
or
right,
something,
what's
bro.
mine?
You
That's
think
exactly-
we forgot about cursing?
What surprise am I looking up
PrettyBoyBeats.
on here?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll flip it. Yeah, fuck it. Let me get clean.
Miami Nights is the name of the record.
Okay, I'll go to. It's on your channel.
Yeah.
Cool,
Go
fine.
subscribe to. Give me a sub. Give me a sub.
Also, well, this is his, but I'll subscribe to
Make
him.
him sub too.
There we go. He got it.
He's subbing.
Click the subscribe
Go
button.
videos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see
We
what got.
suggest you do the same.
Okay. Yeah, I got all sorts of beats up there. Y'all can check it out.
Oh, where'd it go?
Where you got
Oh,
Miami
the
Nights,
playlist,
man.
my bad.
Let me hiding it, man.
No, I'll just keep going now. I want you back up there too.
Again?
Well, we saw the video, you know.
There it is, right there, bottom left.
Yeah.
Where he
Okay.
looking kind of crazy, like he talking all of that bullshit. That's where he at.
Oh, like me up. Like
All right,
me
so
up.
we're gonna check this out. This is Miami Nights
Miami Nights.
Yeah,
by
Pretty Boy
PM and
Beats,
Pretty Boy
Miami
Beats,
Nights,
featuring PM
Yeah.
by Pretty Boy Beats.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's check it out. We don't normally go 2 songs in a row,
Just-
but
For
for a surprise,
Why not?
Shot.
Why not? Hell
Scotty.
not.
Hey man, we trying
Shout-
to give y'all some visual
for Scotty.
content.
we're just
you know?
giving him, we're giving him some.
Miami Nights for Scotty.
Scotty, you know.
Let's Scotty with the shotty.
Miami days, Miami nights, purple haze, lean with the Sprite, anything you like. American pie, we want a slice, we want a bite. Miami Vice, rats and mice, thieves in the night, mass marauders, bad bitches, devil's daughters. I refuse to be a martyr. Bags and bombs, fags and doms, young niggas raised by mom. So the streets is Vietnam. I keep calm.
I'ma do what I wanna do. I'ma move when I wanna move. I'ma do what I wanna do. I'ma move when I wanna move. Miami nights, these are the nights we grinding for. Miami nights, these are the nights we're hustling for. Miami nights, I'ma party like I'm never gonna get to see the sun again. Miami nights, Miami nights, Miami nights. Last night I had the time of my life, and tonight I'ma have the time of my life.
The amazing JC showed me love. Me and Living Legend shut down plenty clubs. DJ Metro refined the sound. Big Reese always hold me down. Drum majors taught me a couple tricks. Then I hit the streets and politic with the bitches. I got a PhD in finesse game. Ocean Drive, rockin' South Beach, LeBron James. Pretty Boy Beats. I do my thing from Cashville to South Beach. $1 million mouthpiece.
I'ma do what I wanna do. I'ma move when I wanna move. I'ma do what I wanna do. I'ma move when I wanna move. Miami nights, these are the nights we grinding for. Miami nights, these are the nights we hustling for. Miami nights, I'ma party like I'm never gonna get to see the sun again. Miami nights, Miami nights, Miami nights. Last night I had the time of my life, and tonight I'ma have the time of my life. I'ma do what I wanna do. I'ma move when I wanna move. I'ma do what I wanna do. I'ma move when I wanna move. Miami nights, these are the nights we grinding for. Miami nights, these are the nights we hustling for. Miami nights, I'ma party like I'm never gonna get to see the sun again. Miami nights, Miami nights, Miami nights. Miami nights, these are the nights we grinding for. Miami nights, these are the nights we hustling for. Miami nights, I'ma party like I'm never gonna get to see the sun again. Miami nights, Miami nights, Miami nights.
You know, so
And
All
we're
right,
back.
and we're back.
Wham!
Whammy!
Man,
Shotty for Scotty.
you know, I've got to say, of all the episodes we've done, this is the most we've stayed on topic.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we've been on music this whole
We've been
time.
talking about music the whole time. Dude, we had a guy talking about making hats. We had a guy talking about the theory of SpongeBob. This is the most... dude, it's crazy. Dude, apparently we don't know.
Theory
Dude.
of SpongeBob.
Dude, you don't
we
even
don't
know.
know about that.
Apparently, we don't even know.
Is all the Sprite gone?
This is what Patron and
A little bit.
alcohol does to you.
Fuck.
See, did you just
God
do what you
damn.
just... Did you see what just...
It wasn't anything.
That, ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
over with.
is what I like to call some of that old bullshit.
We've got some PBRs in the fridge. Just some cheap beer, just to like,
All right.
in case we finish the bottle, which we always do.
So we need 2 PBRs to the artist section.
He's a bastard. He's a bastard.
Karinsky, you got to watch Alexander Wren's episode to learn about the theory of SpongeBob. I can't tell you about it right now. I don't even remember.
Theory of SpongeBob.
It's a whole thing.
I'm trying to wrap... I got a big ass head, and I'm trying to wrap it around this right now.
Apparently, SpongeBob's real deep, according to him.
That sounds kind of deep.
You don't even
Theory
know
of SpongeBob.
that was that was
SpongeBob and theory don't even belong in the same sentence.
Now that was before. That was before we like. So we
No, in
used
the
to.
dictionary. They're a whole letter apart. I gotta say, by the way, this whole episode, every time you drop a vocab word, I like hear the letter. So you're like, Giza, Great Pyramids of Giza. I think G.
G. He read to G.
G. Giza.
So when we first started this show,
Uh-huh.
we were just like, hey, we don't need a runtime. We'll just do it till we're done.
Right.
And then we had this guy, Alexander Wren, on. Great dude. Love him. He did a show here. And he was a SpongeBob guy. That episode went on for 5.5 hours.
Oh no, yeah, we're not gonna.
We were
The
drinking scotch.
whole entire fuck is that?
Right? it was amazing. We were all real drunk.
How do you
But-
talk about SpongeBob for 5
Well, no. He
Well,
talked
it
about
wasn't
music
that,
too.
yeah.
SpongeBob was like 45 minutes.
Okay.
But it's still a lot.
Thank God
Yo, we
for
also
that.
did a live songwrite with him. We had to
Yeah, we had him write a song live.
with the
No
crowd,
shit.
But
which was cool. But we did that
kinda
for like
dope.
50 minutes.
yeah, since then we've been like, all right, we need to not let it just run ever. We need 2 hours as the cap because holy shit,
Where are we at right now?
we're like hour 40. We got time.
Righteous.
We got time. We run a little. It don't matter. You
I
know,
can dig
we're having
it,
a good
man.
time.
I can dig it,
But-
man.
Okay, so can we get 2 PBRs to the artist?
Yeah,
booth?
actually, can you bring 4 PBRs, Ryan?
PBRs, but
Cuatro.
it's gonna cost you.
Oh God! What are you gonna play? They're gonna sing.
Yeah.
What are you playing? And what are they singing?
No! Did you just do that?
Son of a bitch!
You don't want to hear me.
Hey man, I'm telling. I don't know who I'm
All right, well, 4
telling.
p.m. We'll sing that.
Tell me.
Telling.
Yeah,
I feel
Tell
say,
it.
I can't sing. I don't
let
sing.
Chris sing, especially right now. He's the man.
Gotta
Put
try
me
the
in Front
whirly.
Street.
Try the whirly.
So what are you gonna play,
It's good. It's
Ryan?
cleaning it with Patron.
Hey, Chris
It's
is gonna
alcohol.
sing.
Hey man.
Hey Ryan,
Get
what
that
do I
mud
need
clean.
to do on Pro
Man, you
Tools?
wasted the last
Ryan.
little bit of
No,
Patron we
nothing,
had.
nothing.
Nothing.
See,
Okay.
see,
Party
see.
foul.
All I wanted was a shot. The whirly get to take the last shot. That's messed up.
Okay. What we got?
I want you back.
Me one more chance.
Oh, I forgot it. Shit.
Oh,
Wow, Ryan.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance. I don't know the lyrics. Oh, this is all bad. See,
Dude.
I'm gonna make a whole ass of myself.
Perfect.
And an asshole at the same time.
That's all we ask.
Baby, give me one more chance.
I can't remember the next part. I know the melody. That's
Give it
bad.
to me.
Show you that I love you.
Oh man, that's all bad. See, you put me on the front street, man. You put me on
I like
Front
that, though.
Street.
Ryan, he tried, and that's enough.
I told you I didn't even remember the lyrics, man. I told you I wasn't gonna remember.
To be fair, though, I mean, there's one thing not remember the lyrics. The other thing is not remembering even the chorus.
Everyone knows
I remember-
the chorus.
I remember.
Oh, baby, give
I
me
remember.
one more chance.
I remember that part.
To show you that I love you.
Oh, you please let me.
See.
back in your heart.
I mean, I thought you were a fan, but
Dude,
Can you read
also,
that?
I
say-
think we just proved it.
Patron.
The Beatles are more influential.
Oh.
You can't even remember this song.
Shit. What kind of shit is
but
that?
I bet you know the lyrics to Hey Jude
How does
though.
Hey Jude go?
Yesterday.
That's a yes or no.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, you know. No, you know.
Can we hear yesterday?
Not fair, man.
Yeah. Do you know yesterday? He says he knows the lyrics to yesterday.
Oh,
You got
yesterday.
yesterday.
You do? Oh shit. He called you out on that.
Okay.
Oh, it's. Yeah, I don't know. I have to have my chords in front.
See. I can remember the lyrics, but I can't remember
Yeah,
the
you can't even remember the
chords.
song. It's not your fault.
Okay.
All my
You just drop your
troubles
mic?
seem so far away.
Oh!
Ooh, that sounds good.
Now it seems it's just the here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Are you looking up chord charts right now?
Oh, I already know.
I'm not half the man I used to be. I just changed the key.
You're gonna have to be in C.
There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, I believe in yesterday. And to go, I don't know.
Do you know this part?
I think no.
Something wrong for yesterday.
We're in different keys. Reset keys.
All right.
I said something wrong. See, I'm drunk, man. See, I'm drunk, man.
Oh.
I'm drunk. I'm just all the way off.
You seen the regular yesterday?
Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play.
Thank you.
I'm just like off. I think I'm off.
We'll practice next time.
Yeah.
This is so on the fly.
For you to try to get me to sing in key
A half bottle
after
out
I
of
done
Patron.
drank a whole bottle of Patron.
All right, but
not fair.
That being said, you now want PBR.
Yeah, grab some PBRs.
How many?
Just all of them. I don't know. Fuck, we're whole 12 pack.
Yeah, it's
there a
enough for
microwave
each
back
one
there?
of us.
I have no. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Hopefully it's a microphone.
I don't work here.
I don't even know what y'all was talking about.
All right, so let me ask you a question, not related to music, completely a throwback to what you were talking about earlier.
All right.
So, now that'd be fair, this is specifically to you because you have your kid
Okay.
or adult. You're an adult.
Yeah, more or less.
So
Thank
he's.
you.
You said he's going to. Where's he going?
Probably gonna be going to U of L.
So why not Belmont?
Belmont was definitely an option, but because he currently lives in Louisville, in-school tuition
gotcha,
or
gotcha.
in-state tuition.
Now
It's
Belmont
definitely
doesn't have an
something
in-state,
that-
out-of-state tuition.
Belmont doesn't have what?
In-state, out-of-state tuition.
So it's just expensive either way.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I don't like Belmont.
Honestly,
Now hold on. Let me clarify. I don't like Belmont. Also, I process financial aid for Belmont. But I was just curious.
Okay, that's
I do
interesting.
not recommend that people go there. It is too
my-
expensive. It's $50,000
it is
a year.
extremely
1 year?
expensive.
1 year, $50,000.
Right. It's extremely expensive.
Isn't
Now,
that stupid?
God, golly.
credentially, it can get you a lot of places, man. But
Well, if you know people,
If you
right?
know.
If you meet the people.
what my thing is, well, my
50K
son,
per
a
semester?
year.
His-
2 semesters.
my son is going to school. His major is going to be foreign language, and his minor is going to be
200
music.
to get out.
So,
Yeah.
foreign language degrees,
Yeah, that doesn't
you don't
matter. You
have
can
to
go
have
anywhere.
a Belmont in order to
No,
do
no.
well with that. So, you
No.
know, like just a decent university.
Yeah, all right. I was just curious because I mean, Belmont's huge here
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Nashville.
absolutely.
I mean, working at Belmont, I will tell you, don't go there. It's way too fucking expensive.
It's
and
insanely
for what
expensive.
what you get some good shit. but you don't get 50 grand a year worth of shit.
Right,
Not even
right,
close.
Right, man. That's literally 200 grand.
He's throwing
Yeah.
mad
If-
shade at
Now you can get some
If you
scholarships,
graduate
but-
in 4 years, you know.
Which no one does. Let's be real.
Right, exactly.
Everyone's on the
That's
5-year
a big
track.
ass if.
Chris.
That's a huge if.
He's throwing a lot of shade at Belmont.
I mean, I'm not
My
throwing
boss doesn't
shade
listen to
at
this
Belmont. I'm not throwing any shade at Belmont. I am throwing shade
I
at
am.
$50,000,
The
bro.
Bisons?
Like,
The
No,
Belmont.
the Bruins.
honestly,
Bears.
I don't
Pretty
know
much.
that there is a such thing as an education that is worthy of $50,000 a year, bro. I
'Cause
think that
at-
is insanely inflated.
At U of L.
U of L,
What was that? Like
even there,
15?
It depends
in
on...
state
well,
is
here-
about
here-
15 to
here's the
16.
thing.
But you're out of state.
If you're out of state, you're talking about closer to
Thank you.
25.
Here's what I will say.
I'm not out of
25?
state. My son actually goes to school in Louisville. He lives there, so he'll
Oh,
be able to
okay.
get in-state tuition at U of L.
Well, that's good.
I
That's
think
different.
I think overall, personally, okay. Now I'm about to break the cardinal rule. I'm kind of getting
Do it.
into
Throw
politics
it in there.
here.
Oh,
Sure,
God.
sure, sure,
Oh
sure.
my
Okay.
God.
I'm stepping in it.
Oh, it's getting late,
I'm
too.
stepping in the wrong direction. Okay, I'm
Well,
gonna,
that's
I'm
gonna be it
touch
for us
the
tonight,
rail.
guys.
I'm gonna touch the third rail.
That's all right. We've
You know,
we've gone a little. We've
I
gone
might
off
burn
on this
myself
one.
a little bit, but
Go for it.
But honestly, like I feel like, especially, I mean, we're amongst millennials here. Okay, so honestly,
Let's be honest. You're barely made the cut for millennial.
college.
Oh, burn, man. Not cool.
Thank
Oh,
you.
shit.
That just man, that bus is big, man.
Damn.
God, I've never seen the underside of a bus like this, bro. Yeah,
He's a few years older than us. Not even that much.
Dude, all you gotta say is
that
like,
was hot though. That shit made me laugh. Like I can't front. That was a genuine fucking funny joke.
you Rick Moranis looking motherfucker.
Rose was a hero.
Kids, bro. But like I feel like the whole
Honey, I Shrunk the
whole
Kids.
higher education thing is so inflated right now. It is definitely
stupid.
it is definitely something that is required in order to get ahead in this day and age.
been
But I
saying
feel
that.
like it's being taken advantage of, and that it is such a staple.
You
of,
mean the kids are being taken advantage
right?
of.
Exactly. But that is, I mean, the fact that it's such a staple of a modern society that is
You
such
have no
a
choice
it
anymore.
is such a serious requirement. So now, let us take this requirement and turn it into a means by which to fleece the entire
Oh yeah.
economy and the entire populace of people.
It's insane.
It's disgusting.
This
to me.
ain't too political.
It's
You're
gross.
No, this is fine. This
You're
is
on
right
the
To
money.
me, it's gross.
Yeah.
So you either have you have two options.
Yes.
If you're a normal everyday person who makes middle class,
Yeah, which is most
money,
people.
which is 90% of people, right?
It's the whole middle.
You have two options. Either you go into
Insane
gross,
debt.
insane debt,
Insane.
or you fend in a world that is completely angled against you as a person who hasn't gone to college. You can.
Well, hold on. There's a caveat to that.
You
There's
can.
a lot of ways to go to school
Now,
for free
I was
now.
gonna say
Yeah, okay.
now the caveat into that
State
is
college is free
because
now.
I didn't go to college. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now
I went to some college.
I want to
guess I-
say this. You, in my opinion, should at least complete high school and try to find some sort of trade school or some.
And that's
some
for
sort-
everybody.
Something
Everybody
after
should
that.
do something.
Me personally, I never graduated
Be a
high
lifetime
school.
learner.
I don't have a GED, but I decided to go after certain things and read and do research and learn the hard way. Unfortunately, it slowed me down a lot. That's why I'm 37 years old and, you know,
No, man, you were
just
gonna be
now
37
really
no
getting
matter
where I
what.
want to be. But
No, that's
ultimately,
just
like
age.
the thing is, like,
Age is just a number.
What's your podcast?
I come from a different era. You know, I was born in the 80s, so things are different now for the kids that are growing up in this era. So I would definitely say going to school is a very positive thing. It was for people my age too, but you know, we had things that were available to us that won't
Text me
be
the link
available
to
to
the
the
Twitch.
coming generation. So I would say going to school is a positive thing, but be smart about it. Go to school for something that actually is meaningful to you, that you see as a long-term opportunity and not something that's just for now. Don't go to school because your parents tell you to go. Go because ultimately that debt is going to be yours. It's not going to be your parents' debt. So if you go to school because your parents said you need to go to college and you just go for a business degree or something that you could really care less about, that 30, that 50, that 100, that $200,000 debt is going to be yours. So keep that into consideration before you go into college for something that you don't really care about. If you'd rather go to a trade school to learn how to do hair, or
Then fucking do that.
or to be a carpenter or to work on cars, then fucking please do that shit and spend $4,000, $5,000 to get your education to do what you want to do, as opposed to spending $50,000 a year or $20,000 a semester to do something that you're not actually going to pursue. But that that debt doesn't go anywhere. You can't even file bankruptcy and get rid of that.
It does not
It's
get rid of it.
there until you pay it off. Period. Point blank. So
And they'll come after you for
they
it, too.
will come after your ass, and if you don't pay it, they'll fleece your checks from whatever job you have. So don't put yourself into that position.
I've met a lot of Belmont kids, and I think
Well,
like,
we were talking. Yeah, we mentioned Belmont a little bit.
That's where
I
it
know,
started.
I know. So, you know, most Belmont people that I've met in
Are
music
entitled as fuck.
No.
Oh, not in music. Just
No,
in general.
the people
I work with them every
that I've
fucking
worked
day.
with from Belmont, the people
kids.
I hired from Belmont. Now I don't know a lot of other people. Like I just know the musicians, but the people who are musicians trained by Belmont, I think they're usually cool and they're usually good. Like you kind of had to be, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, I will
Now
say
that would so
with
if
Belmont,
you're going to do a musical education, there's not very many places that are equivalent or better. I don't know that there's anywhere that's better, but there's only a few places that are even equivalent to that. So I can understand in some regards going to Belmont because of the tools and the understanding that you'll be provided.
if you
in
can go to
certain
Belmont for
lanes.
cheap because of your scholarships or free,
if you got
there-
scholarship, by all means, it
there's
makes
a benefit.
perfect sense.
But I mean, I work with Belmont kids literally every day. Let me tell you, there's three kinds of Belmont kids.
Okay.
Three. One, rich.
Yeah.
And you know who I'm talking about. You can picture them in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blonde.
It's just like the
18-year-old
Vanderbilt rich kids
paid by her daddy,
that are super
you know.
paid. You know,
They're living upstairs.
So they
man.
got them. Actually, I met
they're
with.
fucking
Do you
dicks.
know the band The Mavericks?
Yeah.
You know the
Yeah.
Mavericks?
heard of
Yeah.
them.
So their kid's going to Belmont right now.
Okay, right on.
I met with the drummer of the Mavericks.
Right on.
And they could just afford it. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, I've been a famous drummer forever. I can pay for my kid to go to this school for music. That's great. That's good for you. Or there is kids who have just fucking smacked it out of the park with scholarships, going for free. Hey, if you can go for free, fucking do it.
I fucking respect that to the fullest, man.
They
If you
worked
bust your
hard.
ass,
They worked hard.
Fuck yeah.
But then there's like the 75% in between who are taking $20,000, $30,000 a year in loans. They're getting like $15,000 scholarship. I'm
They're
like,
killing themselves.
What are you doing? And they're going to school for some stupid degree. They're going to school for like fucking communication. Like, stop wasting your
They
money.
just want that name.
You can go. Yeah, they want.
They
the
think
name.
that name means something.
It doesn't.
Yeah. It
now-
only means something in certain respects.
certain things. So with music,
it can mean something.
with
In
music,
music,
it has a
it can mean
reputation.
something, absolutely.
With
but
weirdly
outs-
enough, with nursing, they have a 99% pass rate on nursing exams.
Really?
So it's a huge nursing school.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. But even then, I'm like, fuck that, don't go there.
I was thinking
But-
certain
You could
genres.
go to another school
But if
that's
you're not
half
going
that
to-
price for a great
Yeah,
nursing
if you're not
degree, bro.
going for a specific thing that you need that degree for,
It's no
go to
purpose.
community college.
Absolutely.
Go to state school where it's free
Absolutely.
or cheap.
I agree.
Why are you
I
taking all this
agree
debt?
wholly.
They
I
just-
agree completely.
It's stupid.
There's a few things though, like this isn't about Belmont, but like if you could say I went to Harvard,
Well, Harvard's not the same as Belmont.
Right.
right?
Vanderbilt is closer.
But
a lot
if, yeah,
closer.
yeah, yeah,
Harvard,
yeah.
anything. But you're talking about
I went to Harvard.
the complete, the elite school. That is
Real Ivy League.
Harvard is the quintessential
It is.
university.
I can give you some money.
Q.
There is no name that carries more weight
You want to know what's crazy though?
amongst universities than
Harvard,
Harvard.
is the
period
same,
on the planet.
Harvard is the same price and a little bit cheaper than Belmont.
Wow.
Really?
Harvard is cheaper than Belmont?
Yeah,
Wow.
a little bit. It's been hovering right around. I think
That's
this year.
incredible.
That's insane.
Belmont's fucking expensive as shit.
That's incredible.
And I hope my boss
but
isn't
see,
listening.
Anything that
If
you
you
go
are,
to Harvard
I
for
love
just
Belmont.
because that name is there. And I don't care if it's law.
But that's a real name.
That
If you
name will
go,
carry harder than
if you
Belmont,
Yeah.
go
100
for
times.
philosophy,
I don't
you will
give a
do
fuck.
better
You
in
went to
Harvard with a
Harvard.
Harvard name attached to it.
Now let me give
If
you
you go
some.
anywhere for a job, I don't care what kind of degree you have from Harvard. If you have that name attached,
Imagine
they
a-
will pay attention to you.
Imagine a job
They'll at
interview.
least give you serious contemplation when they give you that.
Yeah, let's say
that
everything-
interview.
everything-
you
equal.
studied janitorial sciences.
Everything.
You'll be
Oh,
the
but you
head-
did it at Harvard.
You'll be the head janitor
I will
anywhere
listen
you
to
go.
But let's be
you.
real. Everything being equal, you go to apply for a job, and you got 4.0 at college, fucking killed it at Nashville State University, or you had like a 3.5.
From Harvard.
But it's from Harvard.
Oh, bro, you
who the fuck are they gonna hire?
Bro,
the
they
dude
gonna get
from
to Harvard all day, bro.
right?
Which
all
reminds
day,
me, which
all
reminds
day.
me.
Now,
No-
let me-
no, no doubt, man, no doubt at all. Like that name carries weight, but Belmont
It carries a
weight
little
in certain
bit.
places.
A little
But you
bit.
know what's funny? Vanderbilt. If you see that name,
That carries a little name.
it's going to carry more weight than Vanderbilt in a lot of other areas than Belmont is. If you're not in music, bro, honestly, Belmont doesn't make sense to me.
This is very off topic right now. But,
I love it.
But what are we gonna eat for dinner?
This is the voice of a man who has been drinking Patron.
Yo, you want some more pizza? It's cold.
I haven't gotten any pizza yet.
But there's
I
a
actually would
microwave
like
in the
some
lounge.
pizza.
Yeah.
Now that I'm done singing,
No,
Oh, right.
I'll eat some porca
Dude,
spichas.
if you want to heat it up in the lounge, you're more than
Microwave.
welcome because it's like your common area now too.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, perfect. No, we do the microwave.
Okay. So I got a topic here, or not a topic. Just on this topic. So was it a book or a podcast I was listening to? Either
thing.
case, they were talking about elite schools, and they were saying, in a lot of cases, it can actually be to your detriment to go to an elite school like a Harvard or Stanford. In this sense, a lot of students they're like the top dogs at their school. They're like all A pluses. They were the valedictorian of their high school, but then they go to an elite school, and now they're not at the top anymore.
Right, because they're an elite amongst elites.
Right. And
But when you get a job graduating from one of those places, it still looks
sure.
good.
Right,
If
when you go to school
graduate,
with
here's what
Einstein, you're not
happens.
that fucking smart anymore.
Exactly. So what happens is like
School full of Einstein.
yeah. So there are people who a lot of people go to those elite schools and drop out because they're not used to
That competition
exactly,
level.
and they're not used to not being the top one, and they go into a class and they start
That's
getting.
interesting.
They go from A plus student and everything to all of a sudden getting their
You know
first
what, man?
D.
To me, that's a fucking product of our generation a little bit, man. Like, I wish we weren't that fucking way, man. But we
Our
tend
generation.
to be a little bit more.
Fucked up.
We like fucking participation trophies and shit sometimes, and I hate to fucking say that
Yeah.
about us. And
No, but hold on.
and wait a minute, now let me
Yo,
not be
look
the
at my
one.
window.
Let me,
Yeah, you literally have trophies
Let
right
me
now.
hold on. Wait.
But now you have to clarify, you have to clarify
Because I
that.
kick people in the ass for fucking saying this. So let me be the one to clarify and give some caveats here, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all of us. We are
See.
the most educated fucking generation
got a
that
line-
ever
a
lived.
line for
There,
that.
we are the most informed and
Hard
educated
line.
generation that ever fucking was. So a lot of us tend to be jaded too because of the shit that we fucking know about what's been handed to us. So let me put that out there first. But
Thank you, defender of the millennials.
man,
But hold on,
I'm
now,
that.
hold on.
I am that, but I'm a realist too. So let me say this. Let me see this. So many of us are of the persuasion that we feel like it should fucking work a certain type of way, man.
It doesn't.
And when it doesn't fucking work that way, we turn off. And we need to fucking kill that shit, man. Go for it. I'm giving this as a point to us. We are the most educated. We are the most informed generation. So
that was
that
a-
means we should fucking go
There's a
harder
trophy.
than we should go harder than anybody, bro.
That was a dope speech, and for
we
that, I'm
should
giving you
fucking
most
go harder.
inspiring.
Hey, man. Salute, man. We should
Hey.
go fucking harder than anybody. We should
now-
we should be the main fucking ones taking over this shit, bro. Like, nobody should be able to hold a candle to what the fuck we're able to do.
but let me
We
tell
have
you.
more resources. We have the internet. We have the opportunity to do more than anybody before us. Let's fucking go get it, man.
Yeah.
let me
You get
ask
that? You get this trophy?
So I give
Cookies for me.
I give you
Cookies.
a little bit of shit for being a little older. We're only a few years older, to be real.
He's still a
Go with the
millennial.
We're still
though.
old
millennial.
shit.
We're
The fucking
millennials.
bus, man.
You're
there
millennial.
it is. It
We're
rolls
all-
over.
Everyone in this room is a millennial.
Yeah.
But can you agree there are two generations of millennials?
Absolutely.
They're
My
millennials
generation of millennials are a little bit
Born
different
like
from you guys.
1993 and earlier.
Yeah.
No,
and then later.
we're in the old millennials.
Yeah, we're in the
too. We're with you.
We're the millennials who
We're with
grew
you.
up like when we went to elementary school. The computers like Netscape Navigator,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Playing Oregon Trail and dumb shit.
Yeah,
that's like cheap. There's the older millennial or younger millennials
If
who
you
went to
haven't
school with,
played
like,
Oregon
graphics.
Trail, you shouldn't be able to vote.
Man, for real. If you don't know about Oregon Trail, if you ain't shot you some deer, bro, if you haven't forded the fucking river, you don't
You
know
got
shit.
dysentery.
You don't know shit.
You don't know what it's like to get a snake bite.
But like after 93-ish, somewhere around there, the younger millennials, they're giving the millennials a bad name.
Those are the ones that I think are more entitled. I think and
More
are,
entitled. You mean fucking entitled as shit?
right? And well, I mean, some of us are fucking entitled as shit too. I fucking deal with some of us, and they get on my damn nerves. Y'all know who y'all are.
Fucking Tanner.
But I mean, yeah, definitely the ones from '93 and earlier are a handful, bro. Like,
What year were you born?
I feel challenged by some of us, man, and I wish that more of us would just be go-getters, bro. Like, we are in the era of the entrepreneur, man. Like,
Well, that's the thing is
fucking
old
go
millennials are
get it,
entrepreneurs.
bro. Like, there's no reason not to. Like, there's nothing standing between us and the fucking world. There's literally nothing standing between us and the fucking world, bro.
Well, there's a couple things, but
What? What are those things standing between us and the world?
it's fucking your peers.
You're not gonna win this
Understand?
argument.
Your peers
No,
are
hold
the
on.
fucking world.
No, I'm on your side. Don't worry. But I will say, our generation of millennials, anyone born before like 1993. No, what year were you born? Check.
You good?
He was born yesterday.
Before 1994.
He was born yesterday.
Before 95.
I'm keeping my industry age going.
What kind of shit is that?
People
I done
born.
broke out my old ass and he trying to keep his industry age. What kind of
Industry
shit?
age.
I've never heard
I'm
of that before.
19 years
Beyonce.
old.
Yeah.
No, look, I'm like Beyonce. I'm 28 every single year.
Right. That's why they call
How old
him
is
Pretty
she?
Boy B.
Yeah, but people born before like that general time, very general, because I don't know his age.
Why you gotta do it like that?
They are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They're the ones starting the businesses. They're the ones
Quickly.
running Silicon Valley.
Indeed.
It's when you get past that. Now, granted, they're younger, so
Aye.
they need more time to catch up.
Right. And I mean, like
But
I
they're
said,
fucked.
I try to give the benefit of the doubt, and I don't want to be I defend the millennials more than most
You're a
times.
defender.
But let's be real. What you mean when you defend the millennials is you defend that half the millennials are awesome.
No, I defend all of them. Like,
All of them?
Okay, so
All of them?
Okay, from certain standpoints, though.
All of
From
them.
certain standpoints, because I hear so many people talk about the ignorance of the millennials, but they're not ignorant.
They're not ignorant.
They're more. Okay, there's two things that I
They're
find
foolish.
We
They're
want all
they're
of the millennials
foolish,
at our show.
which I'll say the foolishness is
All of them.
emanates from laziness. So they're somewhat lazy. And they're somewhat entitled, okay? So, not even somewhat entitled. They're very entitled.
Hella entitled.
Somewhat lazy. And because of those two things, they stifle themselves.
And they're afraid of being offended, which really
I think
gets me.
because, okay, when you grow up and you see things instantly transition, okay? You got microwaves. You have the internet. You have
That's a big one.
faster cars than we've ever seen in life. Everything happens faster than
Whoa.
anything
Hold
we've
on.
ever seen.
Speaking of faster cars, the Tesla. Have you heard of the new Tesla?
Yeah.
0 to 60 in
In
2.2, is it?
Exactly.
2.2.
So you see things.
fuck?
Your expectation is speed.
How
Okay.
many streams before we can buy a Tesla off of this?
Oh, at this point, we made
So it's-
$5. So
Yeah. So
We're gonna be here all night till we get a Tesla.
But
y'all.
wait, I'm going somewhere with this.
okay,
So,
all right,
yeah,
all right,
so
all right, sorry.
the point is, when you come up in an environment where everything is based on speed and immediacy, okay, when everything is
It's right
at your fingertips, and you don't have to wait on anything or anybody to do anything or to receive something, then that's your expectation. And when it doesn't come that way,
cry
then
like a
you
little
completely
bitch.
go to the next thing. So your attention span is that all the time. And we can't blame these young people for being that way because we've created this environment that induces that. So when you expect to get in the fucking car and go 2.2 seconds to fucking 60
real fast,
and you get in a car and it takes 10 seconds to get to that same fucking speed, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
You're having a human
I need to
car.
get the fuck out of this car and get another one. So this is where these kids are.
and that comes the debt. And that comes the always expectations
Absolutely.
of better and better and better.
Absolutely.
Even when you haven't earned it.
It is, and even when you haven't earned it, and even when that's not something that is naturally recurring, and that is something that is a disease that we find in our society right now, is the expectation of instantaneous and the expectation of things to be maximalized. You can't expect something to be instantaneous and be the best at the same time.
If you don't buy a house at
you
24, you're
fucking
fine.
You can't make a
You know what I
fucking
mean?
roast in fucking 15 minutes. You can't put it in the microwave and expect it to be tender and juicy and flavorful all at the fucking same time.
real good
It might be
microwave.
cooked, but it's gonna be tough and it's gonna taste like piss. So what the fuck do you want? Do you want something that's great or do you want something that's fast? And that's what these young people have to decide. Do you want greatness or do you want quickness? Because them two things don't fucking fit into the same box, bro.
So it sounds like what you're saying is pick something you're passionate about, pick something you love,
Find passion,
and
bro.
work at that even when you don't want
passion,
to.
bro.
Even when it
young
sucks.
people.
Even
Young
when everyone
people.
says don't do it anymore.
This is why
Fucking
I
do it
like.
anyways.
Okay, to get back into politics. Okay, some of you
Love it.
guys may disagree with me.
Here we go.
I'm going into a political level. This is why I like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. All right, because she's fucking passionate as fuck. You ain't
that?
gotta agree with the fuck she says, man, but you gotta agree with her passion.
But who is that
people
guy?
right now? AOC, she actually is one of the people that got voted into the Congress over the 2018 elections. She's
really?
very passionate. She's a Democrat. She calls herself a democratic socialist. She's more like a social
like a
Democrat. Right, exactly, like Bernie Sanders. So I'm a Bernie guy.
Oh, dude,
so
I'm a Bernie guy.
I'm a Bernie guy to the core.
I mean,
Now-
we're not allowed to talk about politics.
Okay, we're talking about politics. Okay, you can disagree with me. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I love Bernie.
I don't. You can find whatever you find in politics. I'm not someone who judges people based on their politics.
Sure,
Okay,
love what
but,
you- like
but
what
what
you
I'm
like.
saying is the passion, the drive, the overall desire to go all in and make
but what about when it
something
sucks, though?
happen.
What about when it's not good? What about when you're doing a bad job?
I mean, then, but you know what though? When you're passionate about it, and you're passionately wrong. So then at least it is what it is. You can see it for what it is. Don't give me that wishy-washy bullshit.
So what you're
don't
saying
try
is
to
don't
be
quit.
every fucking thing to everybody.
That's
Don't
right
be.
back to
Don't
the
try to
Right,
be
exactly.
that person that gives me what the fuck you think I want. Don't give me that shit. Because what I want is the truth. What I want is the sincerity, the genuine article, bro. Don't give me that bullshit.
The passion.
That's why when I give you music, when you hear me fucking sing, I mean it, bro. I'm not gonna be wishy-washy.
Hey, and let me
about
tell you,
it.
he's the loudest singer we've ever had. He
I'm
means
loud
it
as
for
fuck
sure.
because I
You
fucking
can
mean
hear
that
that.
shit.
He
You
means
know
it.
it, man. When you hear me fucking sing, you know I mean what the fuck I'm saying, man. Like I said, man, sometimes I might fucking cry when I'm fucking singing my music because I fucking mean that shit. So
But he ain't soft.
I ain't soft. I ain't soft. But man, I fucking mean that shit, man. You feel it from the pit of my stomach. You can't help but feel it. So that's why I like AOC. That's why I like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Because when she fucking says what she says, you know she means it, bro. You know there's a passion there that comes from the seat of her
It's
fucking
real.
pants, bro. You can't deny that is real to her. If it ain't real to you, it's fucking definitely real to her.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you something that'll be very cool right now, which is a perfect segue. We're talking about passion. You can play the next song.
Hold on. We gotta wait on the next song for 1 second. So, I mean, we're past our normal time.
Really, already?
Oh, dude, I know. We're
It's
having
gonna
a
be
good
one
time.
of them 5-hour sessions.
Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So normally we play the last song through like the credits when like people are like chilling.
oh, cool.
But
Cool.
there's one thing that we do on this podcast
Okay.
that is super important.
What's up?
It's the most important thing you've ever experienced.
And I
Okay.
realized something
curious.
earlier that we should have a specific hue color scheme for this.
oh sure, yeah. Oh yeah,
I can
That's
dig
nice.
it. Let's bring it
They y'all, on camera you can hardly
bring
see
it
it, but y'all feel it.
Now
It got
we
green. It got
ask
green.
It got green
we
up
ask
in
a
here.
question to every single guest on this show.
Righteous.
Same question. Now a lot of people
Whoa,
aren't.
that was a hint.
Oh shit!
Did you hear what he said?
I heard.
He's
I
gonna-
heard.
Yeah.
A lot of people are
He's
not
going first anyway.
No, you got to go at the same
You have
time.
to go at the same
That's
time.
important.
Okay. Okay.
Same
So,
time.
trust me, it's like a you'll understand.
Okay.
So, it's a question that we ask that is a little different,
Okay.
a little odd.
I like that.
Okay, but this question is a very quick answer. The important thing is it comes from your heart. It doesn't come from your head.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it's like no answer has ever been more than like 4 words. Let me tell you, that's where we're at. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
we
I'm,
got?
I'm very interested.
You're very
I am
interested.
intrigued by this.
Is this good?
that's good.
That's
It's not.
fucking
It's a
awesome.
little dark. You can't really actually see us on the stream. Fucking dark as shit.
Yeah, you look.
That's what we do. There we go. All right, we're just silhouettes.
You look almost as dark as me on this. Like, wow.
Now, this is a question. I came up with this question because I thought, after going to a lot of job interviews in my life, which everyone does,
Righteous.
if I was in an interview, what kind of question would I ask to put them off? To make them think, not like in a deep way necessarily, but to make them think, to make
Right
them
on.
like if they
Show
can't
some
on their
character.
if they
toes.
can't come up with an answer on the spot, I don't want to hire them.
Because every job interview asks the same normal
It's the
questions.
same fucking questions every interview.
Could you
Right,
name a
yeah.
time that there was a situation and you
Yeah, fuck that.
you acted good in that situation, but it was a bad
So this
situation?
question is
What?
0% expected, and I
Okay.
can't give you any more hints because it's weird as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, man.
Okay.
I'm ready. Yeah. Yeah. Shoot.
So,
If you had to pick,
and you
Louisville-
do.
Louisville was going first.
No, dude, at the same time.
Same
Because
time.
you're going to have to. We can't give you time to think.
Because if you don't go at the same time, then it's from your head. It's not from your heart.
Right on. Okay.
It's gotta be
Okay.
from the heart, yeah.
I'm ready, man. Shoot, please. I'm up. My gears are
You're
cranking.
going. I
bro.
can see you're like zzz,
Yeah.
like a fucking Tesla going.
Hell yeah, man.
Now,
Okay.
if you
I'm just
had
going to give you a range here.
A range.
You're between R and V. Okay, you're between R and V.
Okay. Okay.
All
Right
Just
between.
bringing you in. Yeah.
if you had to pick,
And you do.
and you do,
Okay.
Okay.
what would you say?
Now, don't just ask it outright.
Sure.
Damn it, man. I'm on pins and fucking needles, man. What the fuck?
Literally every guest is so disappointed with this question.
What would I say?
This is killing me. What?
If you had to pick,
And you do.
and you do,
And I do.
And you do.
what would now same time? What would you say is your favorite kind of turtle?
Holy
Go! This is your. We need an answer.
My favorite
kind of turtle.
Go! You can't think.
Can it be a
From the
tortoise?
heart. From
Yes!
the heart.
Okay, a sea tortoise, man. Because they live extremely long lives and they travel extremely long distances, man. Like they literally travel thousands of miles in order to mate. And then they never fucking come back to that same place again, bro. Like,
And?
that shit's incredible to me.
I would say the giant tortoise, the biggest tortoise that ever lived. Is my
Jesus
favorite.
Christ.
So let me tell you. Then let me ask.
I gave this intelligent ass fucking answer.
A fucking big
I reached deep. I grabbed deep from inside my soul for this answer. And this smug gonna come with the
am I
biggest
gonna top
tortoise that ever was. What kind of shit is that, man? How I think I'm drunk, man. I drink a whole bottle of Patron with these people, man, and I'm feeling it. And he comes with a damn biggest tortoise. What shit is that?
I'm trying to think of a specific
That was like,
name. I'm like,
I'll
fuck,
take your answer plus one. Infinity and one.
Yeah.
Infinity and two.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So let me tell you. Yeah. So be real. If that was asked you in a job interview, you would know what the fuck to do.
I'd have been lost, bro. I'd have
that's
been in
why it's the
such a
perfect
shock.
question.
I'd have been just blue in the face because
You'd be like,
I wouldn't
what?
know.
That was a good answer though. Actually,
That's-
I was
I
like,
mean,
damn, I don't know.
I don't know that many turtles.
Are we taking care of turtles here? Like, do you have turtles in the office? Like,
Every single guest we've asked that. We've got some weird answers.
No, I'm gonna tell you something.
All right.
Speaking of turtles,
Yes.
if this was a 6-pack,
Yeah.
I want you to go back and be sure you cut the 6-pack so no
So-
turtles get murdered.
It's a 12, so we gotta worry about it. No plastic.
Oh, righteous. Yes.
Yeah, no plastic.
No animals were
That's what I
harmed in
said.
the
You just
scening-
gave us a
in
clue
the
with righteous.
filming of this
You
scene.
remember
Yeah.
Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
Righteous.
And now here's something that we can kind of maybe talk about
Yeah,
next
yeah,
time
yeah.
more in depth. The oceans are very polluted with our trash.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the oceans
No.
are. We fuck the oceans. Let's be real.
I would really appreciate
Bro.
it if we did something about that.
Hey, man.
Donate towards that.
Now, a lot of
Clean
people.
up the
A
ocean.
lot
Show
of people
love
are. A lot of people are really
to the
working.
animals, man. Like, I am not a PETA type person, but
Well, hold on.
I'm definitely for wildlife and
PETA
animals
is a
and
whole
the
nother thing.
environment, man. Like, PETA is on another
PETA's not for
level,
animals,
bro. Like,
they're not for animals
they're
at all.
weird to me. Like,
Talking about Steve
I don't-
Irwin.
You know, they put down 90% of the animals they rescue. They put them down.
no shit.
Yeah,
And putting down
like right away. Don't even wait. Don't even try to adopt them.
They put
Really?
them down instantly.
I did not know that.
PETA is maybe. Now this is a stretch. I'm going to say this in an extreme way. It's a little bit of a stretch. I will say PETA is one of the most evil corporations around.
They're weird to me. Like, I've always felt weird about PETA. Like, I don't know what it is about
They're
them.
extreme.
That's very interesting information to
Yeah. Google that
toil
shit.
in my
It's
mind.
real.
But I've always had some kind of weird feeling about it. But I'm an animal lover personally, and animals love me. You know
Even
what I'm saying?
cats?
We get along pretty well most of the time.
Some
Cats
cats,
suck.
I don't know.
Cats
No.
suck. I don't know, man.
I like cats,
Cats
man.
are
You
mean.
like cats?
Yeah, I do.
You know they don't like you back, right?
No, they do actually.
No, they don't. If they done studies, the cat doesn't give a fuck about you.
Well, he may not give a fuck, but he does appreciate like my petting.
He
and,
appreciates your food, your service.
The
Yeah,
cat will
yeah,
kill
of
you if it
course.
was
You know,
bigger.
like I ain't mad at that. I can relate. Sometimes I appreciate the. Let me not finish that thought. Yeah, what were we saying about cats now?
Okay, so are there any more tricky questions that you
No,
think
that
we
was
can-
No, we
the,
just
that
got
was
the
the
one.
that was just the one question that because we got to see how people react.
That was a damn swing, bro. Like,
yeah. You didn't expect it, did you?
I was a damn turtle.
Okay.
You were like getting ready with like, who's my favorite artist? What's my favorite food?
Yeah,
What's my
deep.
favorite color?
No, I was trying to think outside the box, but not outside the turtle shell though. Like that shit hit me with the force.
We're gonna do something different today.
We're gonna do something
And
different?
This is gonna be a first time.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I'm ready.
We get to ask you a question.
Oh
What?
shit.
Boom.
Dude, I wasn't
Mine
even
just
prepared with the
blew.
lighting.
Just
Let me get some reds. Yeah, let me get some reds.
Some reds. Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay.
What do we got?
No, so let's say y'all are competing for the same job, right?
Same job. I'm definitely gonna
But I'm
win.
the boss.
You're the boss.
Yeah, and I said okay.
he's an asshole too. Like
And
y'all
I
don't
said-
want to work for
No,
him.
and I said,
You don't want to work
no,
for
listen,
Pete.
listen.
Okay.
Don't spoil my story.
I'm
bro.
just saying they don't want to work for you. They don't want to work for you.
Listen, this is thing.
It's a bad job.
Oh yeah, engineer.
Horrible bosses.
Can you mute him, engineer?
I'm just saying.
I'm
I'm just saying.
Yeah, the mute button. Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
so we're working for you.
Can't mute my mic.
We're interviewing for a job.
No,
with
the
you.
job pays you 100,000
Yeah.
300,999.
They better, because that's a lot of bullshit to deal with. There's a lot.
After taxes. After taxes.
That's
I'm
good
just
money.
saying.
That's good money.
Good money. We give you expense account weekly. We put you up in an apartment.
Woo.
See, he's not telling
Perks.
this. He's a hater. He's not telling you about what
I'm a
what we
hater.
got for the business.
I'm
you
a
know
hater.
What I'm saying?
Okay, so
But here's the thing.
Professional.
So y'all
Professional
two,
hater.
y'all two are there, right?
okay.
And it's y'all
$9
both
an
there.
hour.
No, more like 90. We pay good over my thing. So y'all the final two for the job, okay?
Oh shit.
And I say, okay, it's a dance off. What dance would you do? And what dance would you do?
Oh,
Whoever answers first.
Do we have time to think about it? or
No,
have to-
you gotta say it at the
Look,
same time.
I don't dance, so I'm going for the fucking like sprinkler and shit. Like I don't dance. I don't dance at all.
I quit.
The last time I danced was at
I
my own
quit.
wedding.
Does it gotta be a thriller?
So
thriller
what?
dance.
What does a
That ain't even
what,
a dance. That's a music. That's a song. The Thriller dance.
What is the sprinkler?
You know, this
What is the sprinkler?
it's the widest possible, like, what's it, Kevin
Listen,
James
listen.
dance?
Listen.
Have you seen Hitch?
The fans want to know what's the
Have
sprinkler.
you seen Hitch, the movie Hitch?
I want you to. Can you do it in front of the camera? Can you do it in front of the camera?
I will not do it in front of the camera. 0%. Because you know what? You're not paying me $100,000 a year. That's why. For $100,000 a year, I'll do the sprinkler.
Oh
What is
shit!
the sprinkler?
That's an expensive ass sprinkler. Shit.
You know what I'm talking? Have you not seen the movie Hitch?
I have.
You know the sprinkler,
What is
Kevin
the
James.
sprinkler?
You did it earlier. Do it again.
I said, no, that's all it's
Damn.
You know what I'm talking about.
okay,
You know
okay.
what I'm talking about.
All right,
Strike
well,
pose.
Well, you're not off the hook over there. So he's doing a sprinkler. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh my
Go
god!
on, I told you
quit.
thriller dance. Yeah,
That's
The
all.
Thriller
You're just
dance.
going.
it's a dance.
Thriller.
No, the one all the zombies did, dude.
Yeah, I just did it.
There's a whole thing to it. There's
Do you
this-
know how to do the whole entire dance?
No, just this part.
Do the whole dance
I
right
used to.
now.
I'll say this. Back in youth group, I had to do the Thriller dance.
Was that band camp youth group?
No, no bands associated. I never did no band camp.
No band camp.
No, but we had to
Okay,
do. It was
okay,
like for a
okay.
promo video or something. Like they taught
I
us
got the
Thriller
opportunity
dance.
to perform at his wow. See,
Words are
Patron.
hard.
Yeah, but
Wow.
after he passed, I got to perform at his ceremony that they had in Gary, Indiana.
Mr. Sprinkler.
Who's?
Yeah.
Whose ceremony?
Michael.
I think that's your
They
name.
had a
Mr.
big thing at the
Sprinkler.
baseball stadium in Gary, Indiana, for like a farewell ceremony that
Mr.
they had after he
Sprinkler.
passed.
Wow.
Man, hey man, I don't know if
I
y'all
just got
ever been to
myself a
Gary, but it's
co-hosting
a
job.
struggle there, bro. Like.
Yeah.
I went there and this was 2000. What year was it? It was 2010 when he passed. So I went there, bro. The last time
believe you mean when
that
he
the
got
Jackson 5 performed, it was still on the sign of the theater that was there in downtown Gary, Indiana. No BS, bro. Like it literally was still there from 1974, I want to say.
Worth so much money.
It said the Jackson 5 was performing there.
Oh, yeah, the whole
Wow.
crazy
It was
thing-
ridiculous.
You got to be very careful when you're in Gary. I mean, it's a nice
Yo,
city, but you know,
Gary,
would
I
just say
love
just
you,
be very
man,
careful.
but
I love
hey,
y'all out there though. I
Y'all,
love
man,
you.
y'all
Yeah,
got a
you
real
be
struggle
careful.
going on, man. Like,
I just feel like
Do you
people.
mean you gotta be very careful?
you better be careful out in Gary,
I'm always
Indiana.
careful.
You get caught slipping.
I'm careful
You
everywhere.
don't get caught slipping, man.
Man,
I would say.
I
but-
feel like I don't know anything about Gary, Indiana. I just feel like when people talk
It's
about
named Gary.
off the top of their head, they have to talk about some podunk random place
Hey,
you've
man,
never heard of.
Gary
They're
sounds
"Oh,
like a
fucking
cool
Gary,
dude,
Indiana."
man. Gary sounds like somebody that you might want to kick it with. You know, you might want to have a couple drinks with. But when he had them drinks, his personality changed, man. He get kind of mad, you know. He a little angry.
I mean,
you know,
Gary-
at night you don't want to kick it with Gary, man.
I've
He
never
get a
had
little
a
mad.
bad
He might
experience
kick you in
in
your
Gary.
head. He might throw something at you. You know,
Yeah.
when Gary get into the nighttime, you might want to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
You might want to go home, man. You go
Well, that's
home.
the thing.
Go
like,
home, Gary.
yeah,
Go home.
Gary's
Yeah.
Gary's
Go home,
very
Gary.
close to Chicago, and here's the thing. What I say, like I say, I've had a lot of fun in Chicago, and I've never had any trouble in Chicago. But then again, I'm only downtown. And shit.
Hey, man. I lived on the south side
I'm
of
not off
Chicago,
the grid, like
off and on for like 2.5 years, man.
So let me ask you this.
It's real out there, bro.
Let me ask you, and this is only slightly related.
Mm-hmm.
So Chicago.
Yeah.
Now, when I think Chicago,
Shout out to the
Pizza,
shot, man. I
right?
love the shot, man. I love it. I love it out there,
I've
bro.
never
I
lived
love it.
there.
yeah.
I know almost nothing about Chicago.
It's very real.
But when I think Chicago, I think This American Life.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about? Not like it's a concept, as a specific title.
The podcast.
The podcast This American Life with Ira Glass. You ever listen to that?
I haven't listened to that.
You haven't listened to that?
No, I
it's
haven't.
the number one podcast in the world for like 10 years.
Really? No
well,
shit.
It was. Now Joe Rogan, I think, is up.
Yeah, I've listened to Joe Rogan a million
But
times.
no, This American Life. Still out of Chicago. It's on NPR with Ira Glass.
I know Ira Glass. Yeah.
You know Ira
absolutely.
Glass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his show.
What's that about?
Okay,
Yeah,
right on,
what's
right
it
on.
about?
It's the best show you'll ever listen to in your whole life.
Chicago, man.
Except for this one.
So what do you-
It is a very special place, man. Like it is. There's nowhere like it in the country. I haven't ever been outside the United States, so I can't really speak to outside of the
So how do you
U.S.
feel about the
But
term Chi-Town?
oh, I love Chi-Town.
Do people
man.
call it that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just like a thing we
the
say.
Chi-Town.
Chi-Town.
I don't
Yeah.
think-
I mean that's what it is, bro. Like when you go up there, that's what it is. It's the Chi. I spent a lot of time there. I've lived there for a couple of years. It's very familiar to me. I love the culture. I love the food. I love the people. I love the hustle. But
it's war there, bro. Like, them kids ain't playing, man. They'll fucking kill you. They'll kill themselves. Like, the value for life on the streets out there is very low, man. And that's the part that is bothersome. The gangster culture out there is alive and well, and it's for real, and it's something that's been there for 100 years, bred into the city, and you
that's
can't
competing
separate it. It's not
like
about
Detroit.
black or white or anything. It is the city that is instilled into the city going back 100 years, man.
Wow.
You cannot separate that from Chicago's history. You can't separate it from the police. You can't separate it from the people. You can't separate it from the projects. You can't separate it from the streets. You can't separate it from the suburbs. It is bred into what that city is, and it will always be a part of that history of that city and the culture. I would say that what we really need to do is have a conversation with our young people out there on all levels and get into the consciousness of what is cool and what is not, and have an understanding amongst people that brings forth an ability to see the future, because those kids don't see the future out there, man. They don't give a damn about the future. It's all about what's going on in the moment right now, man. And until we find some type of way to give them hope for the future, it will continue to be what it is out there. It's a beautiful culture. It's full of vibrance. It's full of swagger. It's full of greatness and fun and life, and all of those things exist in there. But there's a lot of damn death in there, man. It's a lot of pain. It's a lot of poverty. It's a lot of struggle. And those people, Chicago is the essence of what is what's the word I reach for? Gosh, man.
I put like this.
Culture?
Not culture, but what are they doing to the city now? The gentrification. That's the word I'm looking for.
Gentrification.
Chicago is the epitome of gentrification, man. People in those project buildings that existed for so long, and a culture that was driven and that was instilled into those people in those buildings. And as they broke them down, it dispersed. That gangster culture dispersed. People who hadn't contacted each other in 20 and 30 and 40 years started bleeding across each other. And it's something of a war out there, man. It's like Pakistan and India right now. I don't know if y'all watch the news, but it's some scary shit going on with Pakistan and India. And if you don't know about it, you better look at it, because it's something that's for real. It could be a real nuclear holocaust that goes around. But in the United States, Chicago is a dichotomy that is very similar to that which you see over there. People who don't get along and haven't gotten along for a very long time are bleeding over and crossing over across each other. And we have to find some sort of way to dissolve that.
When you zoom out, you look at those people and you're like, you guys are the same.
Absolutely, they are.
Pakistan and India, if they don't tell you where they're from, you might think they're from the other country. They're so close. They're similar cultures.
Right.
They used to be a part of each other.
It's simply a matter of
We're getting a little
religion.
deep. We're getting a little
It's
deep into
simply a
politics
matter
and
of
religion.
If
No,
you
this isn't
literally
politics,
look
this
at
is
the people,
philosophy.
if you listen to them talk, you wouldn't know, bro.
No.
Especially us as Americans, as ignorant as we are, bro. There's so many things that we don't see the differences between people. But the thing is, the differences aren't that much, so much as the similarities between people. We're all fucking human, man. We all live on this planet. We all have to deal with good and bad. We all have to deal with gangsterism and love. We all have to deal with all of the same problems and all the same possibilities, man. So the thing that we have to come to grips with is our humanity, and understanding that we have to escape our own perspectives and look at the other person, man, and realize that they're fucking human too, and we're all fucking fallible. There is no infallible human being. You know, there's the concept of Jesus, but none of us are that. None of us are perfect. So we have to recognize that we all have to adjust and look at the other person and make adjustments according to that in order to be comfortable as much as reasonably possible to live on this fucking rock that we on, man. It's pretty fucking small here, and the more of us there are, the smaller this place gets.
I think that Chicago it's different, but it's like a lot of other places, unfortunately. And it really just comes down to like what world you're operating in. Like, that's just an arena to where it's like the stakes are more heavy down there. You know,
Indeed.
but it's just like it's the same thing. Like with music, if you were comparing LA to somewhere like a small town, you go to LA, it's gonna be a lot more serious. The stakes are higher.
Yeah.
So it's just Chicago's a nice place. It's just like if you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're not, you know, in the wrong places, because if you, I mean, you can apply it to anything.
Yes and no, man.
It's-
But
it's
you can
about-
get caught slipping anywhere, man. Look at it's just 2019, man. We are in the fucking United
But that's-
States. People get murdered in fucking elementary schools, bro, by the dozens. All right.
But that-
So there is no escaping the reality of what we created in this fucking country, man. Until we come to grips with who and how we are, bro. All that shit happens everywhere. There ain't no hiding from that.
But-
ain't no special place that you can hide from this shit, bro. You can go to fucking church and get murdered, bro.
But this is what I'm saying. For the most part, like if you watch your environment, you'll be straight. But if you put yourself in the wrong environment and you insert yourself into this world that's definitely like he said earlier is it exists and it's a world in itself. And they operate and they abide by a rule set that's different than maybe what a lot of people are accustomed to, but like to them it's normal. So it's not so much like trying to convince them to do otherwise. It's really showing them that there's a way to do it outside of what they can do, because that's just what they accept as normal now. You know, so it's really sadly they're already gone. You know.
Well, yeah.
You know.
I
it's
mean,
just
what
yeah.
everybody's concept of normal isn't the same.
It's normal to them though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Hey man, I lived on the south side of Chicago, bro. What's normal out there is not normal in other places, bro.
Really? Like, what's normal?
It's normal to wake up and hear gunshots 3-4 times in the middle of the night. That's not normal here in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, in Music Row. You're
They
not
wouldn't
gonna
let it
fucking hear
happen.
that.
They wouldn't let it consistently happen like that out here. Like,
No, I mean,
consistently.
it's a different culture. It's a different environment. It's a different situation. It's a different living. It's a different amount of money here. So you gotta take everything for what it is.
Now,
but-
when I first moved here from San Diego, the first place I ever moved was off Trinity Lane,
hood.
between Dickerson Pike and Gallatin.
Oh yeah, you were
How'd that go?
you were in the thick of it, bro.
I heard gunshots.
Oh, yeah.
6 times in the 2 months I lived there.
Oh yeah,
And I killed 20 brown recluse spiders.
Oh God!
And
that too, bro.
I got the fuck out.
Yeah, man.
I got
I mean,
out,
Killed
man.
some spiders.
That's what
Yeah.
well, Nashville is a weird and strange
brown
dichotomy.
recluse?
Real
It's
brown
it's
recluse.
different from a lot of places. Nashville
You were
is
scared?
so the new Nashville
No,
is
murdered.
so intermingled. The hood and the
Yup.
the suburban environment have suddenly become one.
They're merged, man.
Man, it's incredible
Everybody
how it
was
is
like,
now.
"Move to East Nashville. It's cool and artsy." And I moved. I was like, I found a place that said it was East Nashville, and like I was worried I was gonna get killed.
Really?
So
like,
I left.
It's that. I mean,
yeah,
it's
you're not
two
gonna get
extremes at
killed.
the same time, bro. It is. It's very artsy. It's very
Now, this
cultural.
was like
I
6
don't
years
think
ago.
you'll
but
get
man,
killed.
yes, the robbers and the stealers and the dealers are all out there, bro. Like you have to deal with both sides of that coin.
I
out
would say this. My hats off to the Nashville, Tennessee marketing department. And whoever's doing PR for them, because the way they engineered the whole East Side initiative was really fucking brilliant. And if you
They're
look
trying.
at the time that they've done it in,
I
we're
mean,
talking like less
gentrification
than
is off the
10
chain.
years, and the whole thing is gentrified pretty much all the way up to Inglewood, which is like
Yeah.
they've got condos like literally one street over from the projects. Like
Crazy.
project overlooking like 3-4 story, shebang, and that means that those projects won't be there for that much longer. Because what they're doing is they're running up the value of the surrounding, and then they flatten it and just do a giant apartment.
Yeah.
So imagine how much money they could get if they flatten all that
Yeah, a lot of money.
That'll be 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, all right there, right by the Titan Stadium.
Which,
Do you know how
yeah.
much?
Expensive
And they
real
could
estate.
probably fit at least what 2,000-3,000 apartments in that area,
That's a lot.
especially if we're doing three stories.
It's a lot.
Because it's
Yeah.
about I think 1,000 units in that housing project right there.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's big. It goes all the way back. They got a basketball court. They got 2 basketball courts. They got 2 centers. It's huge. It goes all the way from the. So what? South. The projects right there goes all the way from what? Is that 2nd? That's the 1st street from the exit when you're making a right off the interstate, all the way up past the store, all the way up to damn near like 2-3 streets up that Shell station. So how many apartments do you think they could fit in there if they tore that down?
I'm gonna guess a lot.
Try
Oh
this right
God.
At least
South
3,000.
side? You talking about which part?
The ones by the Titan Stadium, east side.
Titan City. Oh, by the east side.
Yeah, South 6.
Apartments. If they would have put the high rises out
if
there.
they tore down all those projects right there,
Oh shit.
and the
bro.
basketball court and all the way down,
A
like all
ton
of
of them because you've got multiple blocks all the way down Shelby Avenue, man. Like you've got.
We're talking at least 2,000 units.
Yeah, thousands, bro.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
Thousands. I
Apartments.
mean, it's an eventuality that is coming to fruition, bro. Like
gonna happen.
they're slowly but surely gentrifying everything here, like they are in most of the major cities in the country. Like, it's,
Have you ever
there's
seen
no
the South
exception
Park
here.
about gentrification?
No, I haven't.
Do you ever watch South Park at all?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
used to watch a lot of South Park. I don't watch it so much.
I haven't seen that one. In
They did
particular,
one
though.
about gentrification, and they gentrified South Park and
No
put
shit.
up all the fancy condos, and
Coffee
was
shops and
called-
shit.
It was like
And
I
they-
forget
and
what
they
it was
kicked
called, but
them
it was
out?
like Soda Soap Pop or something like that. It was that they named their gentrified community, and
Well, the whole
they
thing
get
about
they
here's
tear down Kenny's house to build a thing.
Of course they do.
here's the thing
Of
about
course.
gentrification.
Did he get killed in the process? I'm
Yeah, of
sure.
course he did.
He got hit by a fucking bulldozer or some shit. I'm sure.
And this is like a reoccurring theme with this whole chat that I like to really let everybody know.
Yeah.
Like gentrification, Donald Trump, all these things, it really makes you want to have an emotional response to it. And I get it.
I mean,
But when you look at
gentrification is a double-edged sword, though.
No,
Like,
let me get to my mouth. But when you look at it, it really all comes down to where are you playing your chess pieces. Like gentrification sucks if you're the person they're raising the price when they're kicking you out of your crib. But if you were the smart investor that bought that property there 10 years earlier, the shit would be great because you're flipping your money. Because a lot of the people that even developed like right before the boom or right after it started, they may have bought something out east for like 100,000-300,000.
Worth a lot more now.
Probably like more like 1 or 2, and right now it's like 253, 350, depending on what you got.
Been going up a lot.
And so it sucks if you're the person that is not with the wave because you're gonna get ran over by it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing about the Trump thing. Like, I don't really personally like him, but I see how he has supporters because he's popular and people believe in him, and he has this asterisk by his shit to where he's like, okay, I make this amount of money, and I'm the president, so I'm going to pass laws so that if I was taxed X amount of dollars this last year, I'm gonna make it so to where I get taxed this less, and it doesn't benefit everybody.
I'm
benefits him.
gonna have to completely
So if you're
strike
falling-
and burn everything that you're fucking
you're-
saying right now because that is a bullshit fucking perspective.
But that's
If
your
you
opinion.
are the
hold on,
fucking-
hold on.
if you're the president over the
That's
if you're the
your-
president over the
Yeah, I'm talking
entire
about the
fucking
emotional-
okay wait so that's bullshit to me because if you're the president over the entire fucking country you represented everybody you're only coming from your own personal fucking perspective of what benefits you. You're
I'm talking
fucked
about not
up.
an
You're a
emotional-
piece of
Now-
shit.
That's an emotional
To
response.
me, that's bullshit.
I'm
Because
talking
you're
about-
supposed to govern for the benefit of the entire country. All right, not only for right now, but for the duration. Okay, so if you're only benefiting yourself and people like you, and you're only coming from the sense of that benefit, then you're doing that to the detriment of everyone else,
But
and that
that's
is
not- that
fucking
wasn't my point.
bullshit.
That's why I said no emotional responses because that wasn't even my
That's
point.
not an emotional response.
It
That is a
is.
very logical response.
It's
You
an
are doing
emotional-
things to the detriment of other people. That has nothing to do with
We
emotion.
already knew that. We already knew that. That's why I said no emotional responses. I'm saying
Yeah.
simply, it all depends on where you fall in the spectrum. Because if your income puts you into points where you're looking at your money at the end of the year, you're like, okay, in 2017, I paid $800,000 in taxes out of my money that I earned.
That's a lot, bro.
And then I'm just saying.
That's not real, right?
But I'm
You should
saying
be
though,
paying less than that.
you're
No, no, no.
talking from the standpoint of one particular perspective.
But let me finish.
I'm saying you're
But
the
let me finish.
president over everybody.
But let me
Why
finish.
should you look at one perspective and not the entirety?
I'm just talking about the other side of it. I'm giving some light to the other side. That's not even my opinion. I'm just how other people could think.
But you're proving my point though.
You're
You're
just-
talking
you're
about
just
one
showing-
side. I'm
If
talking
you
about the
simply-
entirety.
No, this-
I'm with you, pretty boy. You're
If you
showing
simply-
another side, the other side of the
If
coin.
you simply looked at, and if it was my money, I'm gonna be honest. If I had to pay $800,000 this year, and then even if I didn't vote for Trump, and I go to my taxes, and then 2018, I'm like, damn, I'm down to like 400,000. God damn, I'm about to buy a fucking Ferrari off this
How
shit.
is that not a fucking ignorant and selfish fucking thought process? Because you are doing that. Okay, I got extra money, but I fucking shit on the rest of my.
You're not letting
Don't
me finish.
respond. Wait,
You're not
wait,
letting me
wait.
finish.
Wait, hold on.
You're not
Were
letting me finish.
were you
You're not
just
letting me
saying
finish.
the Disturbed song?
Hold
on. Let's just be clear.
clear.
You were just singing the Disturbed song, I'm pretty sure.
You were, dude.
No. Here's my thing.
Man, no, that's a
Down
fucking
with the
ignorant
system.
and selfish perspective, bro. Let me only
You're not
do
letting
things
me
from my
finish.
perspective,
You're not
what
letting me
benefits me to the detriment of everybody
But
fucking
you're not letting
else.
me finish. I'm just saying this. I'm saying if you paid, even if you didn't vote for him,
You still talking about from a personal perspective. You're not talking about a fucking country. You're talking about me. What's affecting me?
I'm not
Fuck
talking
me,
about me, 'cause
man.
I'm not
Fuck
in the
me.
tax
If I'm
bracket.
making 20 million
I
fucking
will
dollars,
not, sir.
I will pay what's reasonable to make sure that my country as a whole functions properly. Just like, okay, for example, I own Past Midnight Entertainment, right? If I fucking pay myself $1 million and I pay you $10,000 fucking dollars, bro, I can't expect you to survive. I can't expect you to maintain. I can't expect you to still be able to do what's required for you to fucking function for my company because I'm giving me $1 million. But I could easily take $100,000 out of that million and pay you, and you do well, and you do well for my company, and we all thrive because of it. But that is the point that I'm making. So many people in the world
but that's
and
not
in
what
this
I'm
country.
getting at. That's not the whole thing. All I was saying was this. I'm saying if you don't support Trump, even if I didn't vote for him, that's what I'm saying. Listen to me. Even if I don't support him or vote for him, if this year I paid $800,000 for my taxes, and the year after, the next year immediately, I got my $800,000 ready, and the IRS says, okay, no, this year you pay $400,000.
Right.
I may not like him,
But you're happy
but
about
when
that
it
one
comes
thing.
when it comes to write the check, I'm gonna be like, okay, out of all the politics.
Right,
I
but that
finally
is
saw
still
something
points.
that-
That still proves my point.
Now, that's why-
that's personal,
and
that
that's
only
why
serves
people with-
you. That doesn't
No, but
serve
but
the
it goes-
entire country. So when the country collapses and you don't even have a fucking base
We're not
to
talking
draw
about the country.
money from any fucking more, when the entire country and the
We're
world
not
is
talking
shit
about
and
this.
nobody has any money to fucking pay you anymore,
The
where the
apocalypse.
fuck are you gonna be?
We're not talking about that. All I'm saying is this.
We're not talking about that. That's
No.
the reality.
Now, hold on.
I mean, you can't
What you're saying-
avoid the ultimate
that's not
reality
what
of
I'm
that.
saying.
No, I know
shit.
that's not what you're saying.
I'm
What
simply
you're saying
saying
is that
You will
there,
appreciate
some
the money.
people are benefiting.
Yeah.
Okay, I never denied that.
So hold on.
No, my whole
Okay,
point.
all right.
is we got sidetracked.
Here it is. Let's
My
get the
whole
whole
point was sometimes it's better just to put yourself in the position, even if you don't agree with it. But if you know the rules of the game, sometimes if you know Trump won, and you know how the climate is in America, regardless of what happens, we know the rules are going to favor the people at the top because they lobby for the rules, and we know it's a long topic in itself. Yes, you can. I'm with Chris. You can stand up for justice. You can be for it because that needs to be done by rich and poor people, by everybody. But I'm saying if you know the rules and you know how the game works, why would you go against the grain? Just win so that you can have a perspective that you're still benefiting from the way you know things are, but at the same time, you can still have an opinion and an outlook.
Okay, let me have it. Let me
So
have
you're-
the logic
you're a-
of that. Wait,
you're
wait,
a
wait,
pragmatist.
Yes,
wait.
I'm
you're an
Let me
idealist.
let me have
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Let me have that logic for a second. Okay, let me have that fucking logic for a second. Let me run that all the way. Let me run that all the way down to the fucking all the way to the end of that track. Okay. So
I
you
just
telling me?
really want to
wait. So
I just want to say in the beginning of this podcast we said we're not going to talk about Trump. Okay, that's.
I'm not. No, this has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
no,
Trump.
but here we are.
No,
But
I'm
here
not.
we
I'm not
are.
going. I'm
I
not.
wanna
Trump,
hear.
Trump
I
has
wanna
nothing
hear.
to do with what I'm saying. Let's go to the logic.
Nothing
Let's
to do.
let's take that logic.
Not really though.
Yeah.
To its conclusion.
I'm just saying.
Wait,
Right.
guys.
Let's
Wait,
take it.
guys.
Yeah.
Wait. But
Let's see where we
let's
see
take that logic to its conclusion.
conclusion.
So you telling me that if I can get away with raping women, that I should rape women? If I could get away with robbing a
Oh.
fucking bank,
We're not
then I should.
equating-
I don't think that's what he's
Wait. No,
saying.
I'm taking the logic to its fucking conclusion. If I'm using
on
that.
what, though? What's the parallel?
Wait. Okay, you're saying
To
because.
paying less taxes because somebody passed a law so you can pay
Okay,
less?
let me
I
answer
hear
your
what you're
question.
saying.
Let me answer
I hear
your
you.
question. Let me answer your
I hear
question.
you.
You said if it's there and it's available to take advantage of, that is the principle of what you're saying.
That's not what I
Then
said.
well, wait.
No,
Wait.
that's
You
not
said
what-
hold
that's
on.
not what I said.
You
That's not what I
said listen. Stop.
That's not what I said.
Hear me. You said
That's not what I said.
Okay, what did you say?
I simply said this. I said if you know the rules of the game,
Yes.
and you know whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, this is throw the politics out, and you know that whether a Republican, see, I don't play the Bloods versus Crip, the NFC
Hold
versus
on,
AFC.
come on,
no,
get
no, 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 no,
to the
no, no,
crux
no,
of
you
what
have
you're
to-
saying.
You have to
So
understand.
respond.
Yeah.
You have to understand what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm with you.
I'm
Yeah.
going
I'm
to.
trying to.
I don't play the
I'm with you.
Bloods versus Crips, the NFC versus the AFC,
Okay.
the NBA East versus the
You're
NBA
saying
West.
even
I don't
playing
You're
play.
saying throwaway teams.
I understand.
Okay,
I
I'm not
understand,
talking about teams.
No. I understand that
Yeah.
that everything.
I'm speaking on
everybody,
principles, though.
Exactly though, but everybody plays a role in this thing, so I understand. Like we're not playing political football.
Let's take people out of it. Though.
What I'm
If
saying
people
is simply
irrelevant.
this.
Let's
What
talk
I'm
about
saying.
principles.
What I'm saying is simply this. What I'm saying is simply this. If I know that a corporation or capital gains or however the laws are structured get taxed less,
then take
Then-
advantage
then-
of what you can, right?
listen to me. Listen, let me finish. And I have the ability and the aptitude to create a business to where I can earn that. Why would I be mad at saving money regardless of how I politically feel
That
about
is
the
literally
person?
what I'm describing.
Can I-
Okay,
Why would I
that
be
is
mad
a
about saving
principle.
money?
That is a principle
Can I
that
ask you
you're
a question real
describing,
quick?
brother.
Can I ask you a question?
Because if I don't earn the money, I can't save the money.
Just so I'm clear, because I want to make sure I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So what you're saying is, given our current situation,
Yes.
if you can take advantage of that,
If you earn enough
if
money,
you earn enough to be in the bracket
if
to take
you earn
advantage of
enough
that,
money to be in the, which is if you earn the money, you earn that money regardless of who's in power.
sure,
Right,
Now,
So I'm
now
saying
I'm
if
just
you know,
getting,
if you know that we're getting taxed
yeah.
as a working person,
Which we are.
you're getting hit left and right off your wages. You may have child support. You may have a whole lot of shit going on. I'm saying if you get into the million, 1, 2, 3 million a bracket or more per year,
Yeah.
and you know how the laws are, I would say that you're not gonna pay more
So-
taxes than what they put
so-
you on.
so let me
And if
clarify.
and if he passes a law that may have helped you, you can give him credit for
Now,
that.
tell me if I'm
my
wrong.
point.
Tell me
I'm
if I'm
saying
wrong.
if
Tell
it's
me if I'm
available to
wrong.
you, take advantage of it. But that doesn't make it
So,
right.
hold on.
No, of course
hold
it
on.
doesn't. But I'm saying
let
you're
me
gonna take advantage of it.
let
You're not gonna pay
me
more taxes than
let me.
you're not
If-
gonna overpay
I didn't
taxes.
say. I didn't.
So-
did I ever say
so-
once to pay more
so-
taxes
so
than
pretty
is
boy.
required of you?
Let
I
me-
never said that. Right?
You're right.
I'm just
I
saying.
agree.
I'm just saying win if you can. Like if
So-
you can,
I'm
if you
speaking
can-
on
yeah.
principles
So
again.
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Outside of principle, just so I'm 100% clear.
Yeah.
What you're saying, and you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
What you're saying is for people who are in that bracket who
Yes.
are taking advantage of the benefits they get from that.
Yes.
That they should, obviously, because they should take advantage.
Yes.
And it makes sense that they're happy about it.
They're currently winning. Why would they not be happy?
So that I understand.
All right.
100%
why would they
understand.
not
Now
be
let me
happy?
respond to that. Don't say.
Because what's the alternative?
Frank.
What's the alternative?
No.
Let me be frank, bro.
What's the
Let me
alternative?
respond to that. Can I respond to that?
Can I ask you a quick question?
What's
real
your
quick?
alternative to that?
So of that PM, of what I just said, was that people who are in the bracket should take advantage of the opportunities.
Of course.
Would you not?
Would we all agree? Would you agree that we all agree that people in that situation
would take advantage. That's only logic.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's not my point. But
We
I
all
agree.
with
I
that.
agree with you.
Okay,
there.
I just want to be sure.
Okay,
So
now-
we're all agree with
all
that.
right.
What's the argument
Now,
about?
There's a very.
Okay.
The thing is,
If we agree, what's
you
the
guys are
argument?
making very different arguments.
Listen to
Oh,
what
it's-
I'm
it's different,
stating.
yeah.
So let me
Listen
hear
to what I'm stating.
Let me hear PM's argument.
Be very attentive to the point that I'm
Let me
making
hear it.
here. Just because, just
That's just the way it is.
just because you can doesn't mean you should. And my point isn't the people who take
Okay.
advantage of what's there. It is those who fight to make things a certain type
So
of
you're
way.
arguing that the people who not about the people who take advantage.
He's arguing the system.
You're
like, he don't
arguing
like putting
about
in-
the people
Yeah.
who cannot
I'm
take
going
advantage.
to do what I can with what I can.
No, he's
and that is a
arguing- he's
human
arguing-
thing, and that is only human. But listen,
Yes.
stop. Don't tell
He's
me.
challenging
Don't tell
morality.
him what my argument is. Let me tell him.
Okay.
What's your argument? We're trying to
okay.
figure it out.
I'm trying to explain.
'Cause I feel like I get
keep
both of you
talking.
guys,
So
but
let me
you're all over
explain.
each other.
Let me, because I'm very intentional in my language. So listen
Okay.
intently
This
to what
is
I'm
that
saying.
fucking dictionary shit. Bring
I
it
am
back.
very a dictionary guy.
Give me that Encyclopedia
Okay,
Britannica.
so let me explain myself, man.
Okay.
I base my thoughts and my feelings off of principles, okay? And the principle is here that you may take advantage of what's there, okay? There's nothing wrong with going and grabbing the low-hanging
Yeah.
fruit.
Yes,
All right?
okay.
If
That
it's
is
law, how is that the low hanging fruit though?
Stop.
Oh, hold on.
Stop.
What's
Listen.
the alternative to not
You
taking
have
low-hanging
to
fruit?
listen and hear me all the way out before you can entirely understand where I'm coming from. Okay,
100%.
It is a very there are a lot of caveats and there are a lot of nuances in what I'm trying to explain to
Sure.
you. So you need to hear me all the way.
But
What's the
try to sum it-
alternative though?
But
I'm
you
trying to
you
figure
don't
it out.
listen, you won't understand.
So-
Let
so-
me get all the way through what I'm saying.
PM, try to sum it up in a way that is easily graspable,
Okay.
so that we can all see what you're saying.
Okay. Let me think for a second. So, let me say this. Let me go back to my original point.
Okay.
If I could get away with raping women,
Sure.
does it make it right that I can
No.
rape women?
Of course
No.
not.
Should I rape women?
Probably
should,
not. It's a
Should
terrible
I
idea.
go out right now and grab a woman and take her to my house and take
No, you
advantage of
definitely
her?
I think
shouldn't.
we
regardless
okay,
of the
no.
law.
For the record,
We are the anti-rape
No,
We
podcast.
all
Okay.
agree.
All right.
No rape.
That is
No
a
rape.
principle.
That's the worst
That
thing.
is- that is
Hey, we're all
specifically
back on the same
principle.
page.
Okay, if I could get away, all right, let's take it away from rape.
Okay, make it
okay.
a
Let me
little
let me go to
less extreme,
something
less
less
extreme.
extreme.
Please,
Okay,
let's do that.
if I could get away from with stealing,
PBR,
if I
please.
could take $10, if I could take $10 out of your pocket right now,
That's
walk away
rude.
and leave out of the door, and you never know.
What the
Should
fuck?
I do that, brother?
It was your money anyway. Hold up here.
I'm saying though, if I could take $10 out of your pocket or anyone in this room,
Sure.
and walk away, and no one ever knows, or says anything to me about it,
Yes.
does that mean that I should do it?
Of course not.
No.
That's my point. Because everything that's available to you is not something that you can take an advantage of. Okay? Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Sure.
But
And
how
that's-
can you pay? How can you?
But
I'm
no,
not
hold
saying
on.
that
I'm gonna
you
make your
should go
point. I'm
out
gonna
of
make
your
your point
way.
right here.
Wait. But let me finish my thought. Just because that's the case doesn't mean that you should say, okay, the tax rate is 10%, but I'm gonna pay 25 today.
That's not what I'm
That's
saying.
not what he's
Chris.
saying. That's not what he's
And
saying.
I'm not against. I agree with what you're saying, which is why I keep trying to say that's not what I'm talking about.
So-
I agree about the morality. Like I don't like the low hanging fruit. It's
I'm
just,
talking about what you fight for in fucking life. I'm not talking about what
So,
the rules exist
you're
as
right,
they
and
are.
that's-
You
that's-
fucking try to make shit right.
That's,
You
I
try
think,
to
is the-
do right.
is why
you try
the
to
disconnect
be
is
better.
happening.
I'm fucking tired of the
But I
people in
said
this
we do
fucking
that.
country
Yes,
being
you
on
did.
some
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
This is the way it is. So we gonna fucking just keep riding this fucking boat.
So-
and we gonna ride this boat until the fucking ground, bro. We gonna run
Yes.
offshore. And we
Offshore,
gonna fucking
sink
be
that
fucked
shit,
up, bro.
holes in it, the
We gonna
pirates
be
come,
fucked up.
take your
Man,
gold.
bro.
It's
the
ridiculous.
rich people in this country keep taking from the poor people, but the
I don't
poor
think
people
so.
are what support the fucking rich
It's a
people in the
mixture.
first.
It's
No,
a
no.
mixture.
The
It's a
thing is,
mixture.
those
It's a
are
mixture.
different arguments.
They're
So
depending.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
So just so I can clarify. Okay. You guys are talking about different things in my mind. You are talking about principles.
Yeah.
You are talking about taking advantage of an opportunity in front of you.
I said that's fine. I never said
Right.
anything against taking
And that's
advantage
what I'm saying.
of what's
I'm
there.
saying
But
that's
my
the
whole
disconnect.
question, yeah, and
Is
my
that
whole
you're
I'm
question-
talking about principles.
I
I'm
think-
talking about right
I
and
think
fucking
when it,
wrong,
when
man.
it comes
your
to principles,
I agree with you.
we agree.
Yeah.
I'm on your page
But
100%.
why do? Okay, so this is the American fucking problem. We always fucking on some. This is the way it is. We don't fucking act
just
on what
the
the
way
fuck
it
the
is.
principles are, man.
no.
Do what's fucking right, man.
Listen.
Act on what's right, man. Do what the fuck is
But
right.
in
For
his
fucking
example-
It
woods,
doesn't-
man. We can change
it
the
doesn't-
fucking world
listen.
and people would do what's right as opposed to this is the
Listen,
way that it is.
Chris.
I'm gonna take advantage of the way that it is because somebody fucked up before me, made it fucked up. So I'm
Chris.
gonna let it keep being fucked up.
If you
That
would
don't make
listen-
sense to me.
If you would just listen, it would make perfect sense.
I did.
I think
It's
I think
very
it's-
simple.
I'm responding
It's
to what
very
I heard you
simple.
say.
the
It's
weird
very
thing is,
simple.
I don't think y'all are disagreeing.
No, we're not.
It just
We
sounds
do
like
this-
you are.
We've done this many times.
You sound like you guys agree.
No,
You guys
no.
are just talking about different topics.
No, we do this a lot too.
You are on the same fucking page.
do.
All I'm saying is this, and I'm gonna make it real simple because
Okay.
this doesn't even involve any politics.
Okay,
No matter who
I don't believe that one
No
bit.
matter, no matter, no, it doesn't.
I don't.
No matter
That's
who you
priceless.
vote for. No matter who you vote for.
Okay, no matter who you vote for.
Fuck Trump.
There
This is
will
not
be-
even about
There
votes.
will be rules and policies,
But also fuck
and
Trump.
laws
Fuck about that.
passed that are very relevant to your income and your bottom line.
Yes, that's
Indeed.
true. That is 100%
If
true.
you
We all
reach-
agree.
Now, once you reach a certain earning level, your income is under the jurisdiction of whatever administration is in power.
Well, now that's
So
true of
once-
every level. That's true of every
Whether
level.
you like it or not. So what I'm saying is this. I'm saying if you know the tax code, it's structured for this group of people.
I have the
Instead
perfect.
of-
I have
no,
the
let me
perfect
finish,
argument
let me
once you
finish.
finish.
No, I
Go
think
ahead,
he's.
I'm
No,
listening.
he's. I feel like
Let
he's
me
making your
finish.
point right
Let
now.
me finish. I'm making your point. I'm making your point. I'm making your point. I'm
He
making your
is.
point. I'm making your point. I really
Go
am.
ahead. No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
If you know that the tax code is set up to benefit these people in this group that make this amount of income off of these sources, instead of you can definitely fight the system, and you always want to fight it. You always want to fight what's right. Always do that.
Yes,
I'm Mr. Don't Quit. Don't quit.
you are
If you believe in it, don't quit.
100%.
But what I'm saying is you also have to be smart. And you have to look at it like, damn, if Donald Trump and all these motherfuckers are getting money off of capital gains, but I'm getting all my money off of income,
So do you mean?
I need to switch up my
I don't have
income
any
to be-
qualms
So-
against that, though.
so-
I don't have any
Yeah,
problems
yeah.
with
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Y'all
but
agree.
So, but that.
I mean, I never made an argument against
No, but
that.
all
only
I'm
thing I
saying
ever
was the
said that
emotions.
shit's not fucking right.
Why
that
is
shit's
that not right?
fucking.
No. He's saying what's not right isn't what you're saying.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, for your personal
I'm
income.
saying the system being that way is not fucking right.
Yes.
Not you
Yeah.
taking advantage
So hold
of
on.
it.
Yeah.
So the system. So what you're saying, the system.
It ain't personal.
The system isn't right from a personal standpoint.
Fight the fucking way that the system is.
Fight the way the
That
system is.
is the
100%.
problem that Americans have is that we constantly
But-
sit back and say the system is this way, so why the fuck should I fight it? I'm
But
just
let
gonna
me
let
ask
it be
you,
that
PM,
way.
let me ask you, let me ask you.
Fucking
I think
fix
that's what you're
it.
doing,
Because here's the deal, man.
What's the
Here's the
deal?
fucking deal.
Let's hear it.
If you got a fucking brand new car
I
and
don't.
every time you get in it, you floor it, you get 20,000 miles. But if you drive like you got some fucking sense, you get 200,000.
Yes.
We are a fucking country, man.
But that's a different
Do you wanna
argument.
get 20,000 miles?
That's a
or you
whole
wanna get
different topic.
200,000,
A
man.
whole different topic.
But that's the topic I'm laying on, though.
So,
I'm
exactly.
saying that on principle, man. On principle.
But that's what
Us
I'm
as
saying.
American people. Let's get to where I'm going, bro. Us
Okay.
as American people
hear
need to
it.
get to the fucking principle and stop lying in
I
where things
absolutely
are,
agree.
man. That's my problem. I'm saying the problem is that we keep laying in where you're at, bro. Is that it is this way. Let's keep taking advantage of it. And as opposed,
No, that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
Let me finish. As opposed to the overwhelming majority of us fighting the fucking system as it is. Fight! Don't just say, okay, it is this way, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. Okay, cool. Take advantage of it. But don't let that be the crux of the fucking argument, man. Don't let that be the focus. Don't let that be
Sure.
what you're fucking about.
So I have a
That-
question for
but
both of you
that's
then.
not- listen, it's very
My
simple.
son and your children
You can-
and your children and your children gonna
have
fucking
no
lose
children.
because we're being selfish and greedy about right now,
But
bro.
see,
Right now
but-
fucking takes away from the future, bro.
But no, this is what I'm saying, and we have different views of things. But what I'm saying is this: I'm saying that
Listen,
instead of
I love it.
fighting
I'm
the
sorry,
system,
man. I'm passionate, bro.
No,
I can
love
tell.
it.
No, yeah, no. Instead of fighting the system,
I love
you
your
can fight
passion.
the
You
system.
gotta fight the system, bro.
No.
You
gotta-
got to.
See, the way
because if you keep the system going, the planet
But
will
let me-
die.
but let me
We will
explain-
all fucking
let
die
me explain
because
how
of
I
the
feel
shit
about
that we're fucking doing, bro.
Let me
the
explain
best
my
episode
POV.
You
ever.
know it, man. You know it just like I do.
But
You
this-
see it in your face.
Just let me explain my point of view. You understand? It's very
Okay,
simple.
okay. I'm sorry.
I think that's fair.
Why would you fight something? You're trying to.
Why would you
listen?
fight?
No, hold on.
let me
Don't take
finish.
that. Don't take that. Let him
Let me
finish.
finish.
Okay, okay.
I have a
Let me
question to
finish.
ask
Let me
y'all,
finish.
but you go.
Why
Okay,
would
yeah,
you
you're right
try,
on.
Why would you try to bring some honor or bring some kind of ethical compass to a country that was based on a lie and the exact opposite?
I'm not
What
trying
I-
to bring
what
it.
I would
I'm
say is
trying to
this.
bring it.
Let me
Bring it to a
finish,
country.
let
I'm
me
trying to
finish.
bring
Hold
it
on.
to.
I was with you until about right now.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
My strategy is simply this. It's just my outlook. And I agree with a lot of what he's saying. My approach is different. My approach is this. You can fight the system, but we're in a game right now, right? And we have certain parameters and certain rules that you can break a lot of them and perhaps all of them. It just depends on who you are.
Okay.
But my strategy is win the game, because the number one thing that you have control over is yourself. And that's where you can make the most change. If you start from yourself and your life and your earnings and your income and your house and your music and your business, that's where the change starts from, instead of worrying about a whole bunch of shit that you already know how it is. If you can win and be successful on your own
I
life,
know.
I
and then
disagree.
create
But
a
hold on,
way
hold on,
for
BM.
I
you.
disagree.
Hold
You
on,
can
hold
never
on.
win in a game that's been created by
But-
the next man.
but
You
let-
have to change
Let
the
me ask you
game,
guys both a
bro.
question. I have
You gotta
a
change
couple
the
questions.
game, bro.
Now, here's the thing. I want a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Okay. A yes or no answer. Do you? Okay. I got two of them.
Okay.
Maybe three. We'll see.
Do you have an order, or are you asking both at the same time?
No, same time. I want your answer.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think? Do you agree that?
The giant sea tortoise is the greatest.
Do you agree that
No, it was a giant,
You
biggest, badass tortoise.
you
biggest
should
tortoise
not?
of all
It didn't have a species.
Do you? Hold on. You're fucking up my question. Do you agree
And
that
you do.
you should not pay more taxes than you're required? Yes or no?
I agree.
You agree? Would you agree that you should pay the?
It would
only
only be
what's required.
I think it's silly because individually it would make no difference.
That's a lot
as
more
an
than a yes or no
individual,
answer,
bro.
I'm
But
just
it's
saying.
I mean, that's yes.
I
with
hear
a
you.
little bit of a caveat.
I personally only want to pay.
You wanna pay the
what I
minimum.
legally have to pay.
Okay. So
It
yes.
only
So the
makes
answer is
sense.
yes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yes.
The
yeah.
lowest I
absolutely.
can pay without going into prison.
Okay. So now,
yeah.
do you also agree? Because everybody agrees on that. Pay the minimum fucking taxes you can.
Yeah, yeah, of
Do
course.
you? Because why wouldn't you? But do you also agree that you should fight for the principles that you believe are right? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
And
Yeah, of
yes,
course. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we're on the same page. Yeah.
Now the principles that we all agree on could be a little different. That's true.
But that's what the system is based on. Yes. That more so leans toward my argument.
No. Now,
In my opinion,
now,
I guess I would say.
Now I'm trying to be kind of an even moderator,
of
but
course. You got to
My
change the
personal-
system
so
to make that difference,
my
though, because
personal
individually
feelings
that doesn't change anything.
is kind of like I agree with both of you. Because if I was in a situation where I had the money, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm paying no taxes. But as far as principle of the country is concerned, I do believe that what's currently happening is not the way to go.
Here is my take on, and here's
But while that way is the way to go, I'm going to take all the advantage I can, but also actively try to not be that way.
that's only human.
And
So
that's what you're saying, right?
Here's my deal, man. Okay, it's 2019, right? We're supposed to be. Okay, we know our humanity exists, and there are things that are only human.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
but
taking advantage
we're
of
supposed
shit.
to be intelligent, right? We're supposed to be smart.
I
We're
mean, half
supposed
of
to,
us.
right? But nonetheless, we pride ourselves on advancing as we progress through time, right?
Absolutely.
So it's 2019. We're supposed to be smarter than we were in 2000 and 1990 and so forth, right?
Yes.
So considering that, we should take it. We have a whole internet that connects the entire world, so we should
Which is
see.
crazy,
We should
by
see
the
a
way.
whole fucking picture of humanity, right?
So we should understand the nuances of what I do affects you and people on the other side of the fucking
Especially
planet.
now because you're my neighbor now.
Now,
Especially now.
pause right there.
How can you?
Wait. Let me finish my thought process though.
No, but let me pause you because I think you're very accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You're
think that is something we all agree on.
This is, and I agree with him on this.
100%.
This is one thing I learned about the music industry, and this is what really changed.
Now
my
this is
whole
being
life.
very specific.
It changed my whole life about the way I look at everything.
Okay.
Okay. I've been around a lot of talented artists. Some who had the talent, the money, the people behind them, everything that you would dream of that anybody would pray for to be successful. And they had success. And they still fucked up. You want to know why? Because they're not me. They don't think like I do with that shit. Because if I had that shit, I may have made the same mistakes they did. So what I learned real quick was the trick that everybody, that the only trick that is really getting played on us over and over again is this I think I can think what you think game.
Can I ask you a question about that?
No, I'm not done yet.
Okay. I'll ask you a question right after.
I'm getting somewhere.
All right, let me hear it.
This is the
All
trick.
right.
This is the trick. Because as soon as I start thinking about if I was him, I'm thinking about what he could think. Like, I'm trying to be a psychic at that point.
Okay.
We got millions of psychics out here right now. And that's what's fucking up the game.
But we're not
the
psychic.
number one
Fake.
exactly
False
we're not
psychics. False psychics. That's what he means.
projected psychics. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? People that think they can get into your head, like, and the whole culture is snowballing because of it. But the one thing that I've learned is that when you focus on yourself and you really focus on improving yourself and being the best you, that's the surest way to change the world. You can call a motherfucker, you can bring him to the studio, you can get him high, have some bitches for him, have whatever vice he wants at the studio. If he does not want to do it and he's not in it that night, you're gonna waste all your time. And I've done it millions and millions and millions and millions of times.
Can I say
to
something?
make it
Millions?
long-
Millions.
Can I say
Literally
something in
millions.
response to that though?
Yeah.
Yes.
But here's my deal. Be the best you, but be the best you in reference to the rest of the world around you, bro.
Yes.
So here's my deal, and let me complete this thought because there's a lot of pieces to this thought.
Like 7?
So yeah, probably somewhere around that. So here's the deal, man. We do not do anything that doesn't affect the others around us, okay? It's a zero-sum game, bro. There's only so many resources on
love
the
the term
entirety of
zero-sum.
the planet, okay?
Yeah.
So if I do something that enhances me, it may take away from the next person, okay? So I have to be in consideration of how my moves affect the entirety of everyone else. And that's my point, is that the American way is to completely disregard that thought process. That there is a symbiotic
That's
relationship.
nature, though.
Hold on,
That's
wait.
not America.
Listen, bro. Listen, man. Listen. Stop. That's the fucking problem.
If you're animals in the
Stop
street-
and listen. Listen, bro. Don't respond. Listen all the way to understand, bro. Please. Because to me, this is important, man. I have a 17-year-old child that's gonna inherit this fucking planet, and whatever we give to them, my son has to deal with that. And all of the rest of his peers have to fucking deal with it. And it lays in the front of my fucking head every day when I wake up on this planet, all right? So just hear me out. Everything that I do affects you. Everything you do affects me. Everything that we do affects our children and so forth. So if I take that into consideration, why should I take more than I need? Why should I take more for my comfort right now at the expense of next year, at the expense of next generation?
Because
at the,
everybody don't think like you.
Okay, fuck everybody thinking like
Everybody
me, man.
thinks differently.
But okay, so
Yes.
wait.
So they don't
everybody,
feel like it's never enough to them.
Listen.
It's not about how you
Okay,
think. It's
wait.
a million different
It ain't
ways that
about
people
how I
think.
think. It's about the fucking reality, man. It's just
Okay.
like, okay,
Reality
okay,
is
wait,
relative.
stop. Listen. Using that thought process is why the fucking planet is going into the fucking toilet, man. Because of how we are today, we're sacrificing tomorrow. We're poisoning the fucking planet with all of the shit that we fucking do every day.
But it's not going in the toilet for everybody.
Why is it that I can't fucking finish, man? Listen.
It's not going in the toilet for everybody.
Okay,
bullshit.
no,
If
hold
we
on, hold
poison
on,
the
hold on.
planet, everybody's fucked.
No, you're okay.
Yeah, rich,
It's not
rich,
going
rich,
in the
poor, or
toilet.
otherwise.
Hold up, because can I ask you a question about? And I think you'll like this question.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think, Pretty Boy?
Yeah.
So, do you think that policies? Now, this is not take consideration. You should take advantage of what's available to you, because obviously you should, because otherwise you're stupid.
That's obvious.
Yeah. Do you believe that policies that benefit primarily the rich are overall good for the country?
Depends on what part of the country you fall in.
No, I mean the rich part of the country. You know what I'm talking about.
I mean the masses no, but you have to
Do
understand- but let me
benefit the rich
let me explain
also
something.
benefit the
Let me
masses?
explain you something. Probably not, because they're usually mutually exclusive. But here's what I'm gonna say.
Then we're on the same fucking side. All of us.
No, but
I don't know
here's-
about Ryan. He's
no,
awfully
but- no,
quiet.
but Here's what I'm saying though.
I'm a listener.
Everybody's work ethic is not created equal.
That is true.
So I'm a type of person. I'm very competitive, and I take pride in any of my achievements.
Yeah, absolutely. As you should.
Nothing wrong with that.
and-
As you
Take
should.
that trophy, pretty boy.
Yo, this is
Take
mine.
that trophy.
This is mine.
Damn,
Yeah,
those are some achievements.
I take pride in this. I'll even put this. We'll put this in the studio.
You
Our
read
shit.
that? That's right. You
This
read
will be our
that, right?
first trophy. Yeah,
It says
yeah.
most inspirational.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it also says Ryan, doesn't
No,
it?
but seriously,
Damn,
no,
well,
seriously.
Ryan's tonight. you
Seriously
know?
though. So I'm a firm believer that there is racism in a lot of things in the world. Definitely, for sure. There's inequality, for sure. There's a lot of that. But outside of that, I feel like we all have the same 24 hours. And I personally feel in my heart that I can put in enough work to overcome any kind of disparity.
You can
to
overcome the planet being destroyed. You can overcome the ecology of the planet destroying itself to where you literally can't drink clean water to survive as a fucking human
If
being.
clean
bro.
water's overrated.
Here's
I
my
don't-
thing. Here's my
Come
thing.
on, bro.
Here's how I
Come
feel.
on, man. We're
Why
destroying
any water
the
when you
fucking
got
thing we
tequila?
live on, bro. We're
me-
destroying the thing we live on.
Let me answer
We're
my question.
destroying the thing we live on that we depend to fucking survive.
Can I
We
answer
can't
your
breathe
question?
clean oxygen.
Can I answer your question?
There was no question.
If that was there was a question. If that was a scenario, I feel that if any human survived, I would be the one. So what I'm saying is this.
You'll be the only one that can breathe something that isn't oxygen. Wow, bro.
I'm the one who
Super
survived.
fucking man.
Fucking Bird
that to
Box.
me
I'm the one
is
with the blindfold.
That is a blind ass
listen.
fucking thought
Just listen.
Fucking The
process.
Quiet
Listen,
Place.
listen.
I'm the one with the deaf kids.
So
I know
listen,
sign language.
It's gonna be me and the roaches and whatever else.
You and the roaches.
That's fucking funny.
This is my new group, Pretty Boy and the Roaches.
Pretty Boy and the Roaches.
Dropping the beat.
Oh my fucking god, that's the new band name, bro.
And they're just like,
Pretty Boy and the Roaches.
what sound does a roach make?
No, Papa Roach.
Cheers to that shit.
No, but real talk though. No, real
This
talk.
is my
Let's
last
not get-
resort.
I love Papa Roach shit. Let's not get too sidetracked.
my life and toe pieces.
Oh, you ain't gonna piano for that.
I don't think there's any
no.
piano in that song.
But seriously though, I feel like if I earn the money and I know how it's like dealing with a female, right?
Man, dude,
Listen,
you're
no, let
killing
me finish.
yourself.
Let me finish.
Oh,
Let me
shit.
finish.
Fuck
Let me
money,
finish.
man. Money
back around to his first
money
wife.
don't fucking give you clean water, bro.
listen,
Money
listen.
don't feed you.
Well,
You
hold
can't
on.
eat money. You can't
that's
drink
why.
money. You can't breathe money, man. That's just dead to me.
I mean, you
Fuck
can
up
a
about
little
money
bit.
at the end of the
A
fucking
little
day,
bit you
man.
can, though.
I can stock up on
No, you can't, bro. You know what?
stock
That's
up
just
on
fucking
clean water.
paper, bro.
Sock up.
That's just fucking paper. It
Drop
only
about
has the
500,000
value
on
that we
clean water?
give to it. So money only has the value that we fucking give to it, man. If that shit didn't fucking have a mental fucking
Justin.
value, it'd be a piece of fucking paper that I'm giving to you, no different than toilet tissue that I fucking hand
Justin,
you off a roll,
I don't even know
bro.
what this is about
It's-
anymore.
The only difference between money and toilet paper is that we fucking give a mental value to that shit, bro.
Well, hold on. That's not true because toilet paper has a intrinsic value.
Okay, it has an intrinsic value, but so does fucking money. which we mentally give the intrinsic
that's
value
not intrinsic.
to.
We give it, so it's not intrinsic.
Okay, it's a trade value, right?
Toilet paper.
Okay, it's
you
a
gotta
trade
have a
value.
clean ass. Everyone agrees.
Right, but you got to have something to make a trade too, though, right? Right? We make trades, so money is that means by which we make trade. And in this reality, in this society that we live in, that is the means by which we make trade. So it still has an intrinsic value, but it is all mental. So you can wipe your ass with a fucking leaf. It don't got to be fucking toilet paper, right? So it still has the same intrinsic value ultimately,
But
right?
some works better.
But we have money in order to make trade, so it's all relative.
Money-
so the point that I'm making is the
Money has the value that we give it.
is the value of anything is only a value that is given to it by whomever so chooses to do so. So
Which is everyone.
Okay, music only has so much of a fucking value as we choose to put to it. If it's trash music, that is subjective. I choose that it's fucking trash, and I'm not gonna fucking spend my money on it.
So
and the next person might
intrinsically-
fucking think it's great, and I'm gonna spend fucking $50 to get this same garbage ass fucking record that I think is terrible.
So
I'm
intrinsically,
saying that's
music
still a
has
mental
no
fucking
value.
thing.
Intrinsically, music has no value, is what you're saying. It's
I'm
only
saying
subjective
everything.
value.
Everything only has value subjectively. There is
I
nothing.
get what- no,
there is
you're
nothing that
saying-
escapes the subjectiveness of its value.
Outside of basic
value
human needs.
is based
Food,
on whatever
water,
you choose.
those
No,
have
you're
intrinsic
saying,
value.
You're saying physically,
Even
like,
food is subjective because right now, okay,
You
wait,
need some
right
kind of
now,
food.
right now, you'll be willing to spend more money for something if you're fucking hungry
But
than
that's
if
not
you're
what I'm
not,
saying.
right?
I'm saying that by itself, intrinsically, there is a value to food, water, survival.
Right, but intrinsically, there is a value to something that allows you to make a trade with that person for that food or that
Well, that's
water.
not intrinsic.
also.
That's subjective because money only has value subjectively.
Trade has value.
No, money isn't subjective.
Trade has
Money
value.
is 100%
objective. We're going
subjective.
into semantics, right?
It's
Brian is like, man, my
S.
brain is about
It's
to
not
explode.
subjective.
S for semantics.
Okay, you're
These
right.
are all
We're going-
semantics.
All right, we're going to
It's
semantics.
process.
You're
We're
right.
going
You're
into
right.
Y'all
very
are-
semantic.
Back it up.
place.
We'll back
Y'all
it
are
up.
semantic arguing.
All I'm saying is, ultimately, let's get back to the point of what I was trying to say and what he was arguing. That there are principles upon which we live, and there are systems upon which those principles lie. So until we change the systems, you can take advantage of those systems. But I'm saying the system itself is upon which the entirety of our culture and our humanity is based on. So until we change those systems to fucking alter how humanity operates as a whole, we're gonna keep dealing with the same fucked up ass problems that we deal right now.
Sure.
We're gonna keep having poverty. We're gonna keep having hunger. We're gonna keep
I
having
got a
climate
question for
change.
you.
We're
I
gonna
look
keep
at
having
it-
all
I-
of these
I
fucked
look
up
at-
ass problems as humanity until we
I agree.
look and stop being selfish and saying, okay, because the system is this way, I'm gonna keep taking advantage of it, and I'm not gonna fight to make it fucking better.
I feel
That
like
is
this.
American
Justin.
problems.
I feel like this.
We drive in parkways, but we park in driveways. That's the comment we got, Justin. What is life?
Everybody can't
That
win.
was good, man.
That's great,
can't
Justin.
A plus.
Everybody
A plus.
can't win.
Touche.
And it's just,
Oh my
we have
God.
to understand in life, like, now the
Remember that
system-
time we were like, we don't talk about politics or religion on this show?
Yeah, this is the first
Holy
time you said
shit,
that shit.
man.
You don't say that shit anymore. Don't see people start
I
talking
take,
about politics.
I take full responsibility for this bullshit.
It's not a political
Say,
conversation,
you know what,
really.
but-
It's
It's not a
It's
political
deeper.
conversation. My ass. This is 100% a political
that's
conversation.
not
man.
political. That's just
You
a
know,
matter of opinion.
It,
like,
it really has turned into
Because-
Joe Rogan
because-
up in here,
because-
bro.
Right?
Yes,
This is 100%. I'm going to send this shit to Joe Rogan and be like, hey, why don't you come on our show?
it's not
man.
political.
I just-
It's very simple. It's like, are you gonna play the game? You can't complain in the game.
Absolutely, Justin. I'm going to make it
Until
happen.
after
Don't
you
worry.
win, I feel.
There is no,
No matter what
win
Ryan
though,
likes.
because here's my deal: you never fucking really win the game when
You set-
ultimate.
you
But
set
listen,
your own-
when you
you set
okay,
your own
but
The
wait,
problem
wait,
is y'all
but
are
listen,
still both on
on
the
the same
same
thing. I
side.
know, but
y'all
that's-
don't agree, but you're on the
I
same
got you,
fucking
but I'm
side.
trying to get him to understand that he's on my side.
But he's not gonna understand that he's on your side.
listen,
and
bro,
No, I understand.
you can never
Do you,
win
though?
in a game where you playing give and take, bro. You
I
can
can
never
win
win
if
in
I
a
said-
game and give and take, bro, because on the other side is your brother, and your brother affects you.
No.
And when he's hurting,
You're-
so are
but listen,
you,
listen what I'm
bro.
saying,
You
listen what I'm
cannot fucking live
You're
when your
saying-
other brother is
Hold
dying.
on.
Chris, stop.
You
do-
can't live
do
and die
we-
at the same
Let me
time.
finish.
So
let me
do
finish.
we all
Let me
agree
answer.
that-
Hold on. Let me answer. Stop.
So quick, yes or no?
Let me answer.
Yes or
Let me-
no?
Let me answer this question.
Do you agree that we should help other people?
You can't. Yes, but here's what I'm saying.
We
You
all agree
cannot-
on that.
Listen to what I'm saying. You can never win. You can never win for everybody.
You can.
You're only one
Okay,
person.
sure.
You can never win for everybody.
Sure.
We
So,
can win for everybody. Everybody can win for
listen
everybody.
to
I'm talking
what
about systems. I'm not
I'm
talking
saying,
about
though.
individuals.
So you can never
You're
win for
talking from an
anybody.
individual standpoint. I'm talking from a collective, man. That's the point that I'm trying to get to you. Stop talking
music
from your
podcast.
point. Stop talking from your perspective. Escape your own perspective as a fucking individual and look at the collective of humanity, bro. We need to look out for we, because until we do that,
But everybody may not agree
part
with
of
you,
it,
big
the
dog.
over. I don't give a fuck about people agreeing with me. Fuck agreeing with me. Don't agree with
That's what I'm
me.
saying. Like,
Don't agree. You don't got to. You don't
Everybody
gotta
thinks
get it.
differently,
I'm
though.
not saying this for nobody to fucking agree with me.
Everybody may think
I'm
differently,
speaking
like,
what the
that's what I'm
fuck I
saying.
believe to be the truth, and it ain't for nobody to fucking agree with me. Agree with me if you do, and disagree with me if you don't.
Hold
but
on.
my point is,
We gotta-
what I believe to fucking be right, man, is that we gotta look out for each other. And then
gotta
until we
comment.
fucking
What?
learn to do that shit,
He says,
the overwhelming majority of us are gonna
absolutely
lose, bro.
not. This is the comment. He said, do we have to go out? However, he said, absolutely not. I never help anyone ever. Fuck, I help me.
So we got.
Who said that?
Okay, so do it from a selfish standpoint, because you know what?
Well, I'm just
when you
saying-
take wait,
It's
when you
not
take away
selfish,
from
though.
everybody else, ultimately we all lose, and you will too. So wait a minute.
But my
one
thing is this,
one
though.
day there will come a fucking day when all of the fucking poor people, when all of
All of
the
them?
broke people, when all of the
All of
destitute
them.
people, when all of the sick people, when all of the stepped on people, when all of the forgotten people will come and fucking rise up and will eat all of the motherfuckers who fucking forgot about them. They're gonna kill those
is
people.
they, though?
They're gonna burn them fucking down. You best believe when 7 billion people come after fucking
That's a
200
lot. That's a lot.
people.
I love the
When those 7
more
billion
intense.
people come after the 200 people that got every fucking thing, them 200 people gonna burn, bro. They gonna rue the fucking day, man. Don't be one of them 200 people that took everything from them 7 billion, because them 7 billion gonna win, bro. You can't beat them numbers, bro. You can't beat them numbers, bro. You can't beat the fucking world.
Hey, it
You
sounds
can't
like,
beat the world,
it
bro.
sounds like
That day
blackout
will come.
zombies.
You keep fucking with people.
Zombies.
Hey, you put an animal in the corner, bro. You put that damn,
dear God.
you put that damn animal in that corner. You put that raccoon in that corner. You keep on fucking with that raccoon in that corner. They gonna tear your ass up. They gonna tear your ass up.
This is the fucking weirdest
I'm just
episode
saying,
we've
bro.
ever
oh
had.
my God.
It got weird in this mug, man. To the point where Ryan said, fuck it, I'm playing piano in this bitch. Y'all go shut the fuck up.
Yo, I need 2 copies of this. 2 copies.
Oh my god.
PBR, man. Good beer.
Yeah.
That's one thing we agree on.
Na 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 na.
Wham.
Na-
Damn, man. How the hell did we get on into this deep ass
I don't
political
know.
shit, bro?
That was all
Right
you
now.
guys.
That was
No
all
matter
my
what
fault.
we all believe.
I did that. I take responsibility, man. I apologize to all of the listener audience tonight.
Oh, my phone fucking died.
No matter what we all believe,
I'm an
we all believe
asshole,
some different things.
And I'm a whole ass at the same time.
Well,
There's one
Whole
thing
ass.
that will bring together any group of people, no matter what.
And that's the song.
And it's this chorus.
close up.
He's good at that.
Go ahead and do our sign off, Jury.
No.
This has been
I don't know.
We need silence. We need silence.
All right, guys. So we have to.
Hold on, before he signs off.
6 more
You
hours.
say anything
Before he signs
political.
Before he signs off, this won't be political, I promise.
Is it about the song we're about to play? Because that was the best ending we've ever had.
I think that in honor of the ending,
Yes.
of this epic ass.
3.5 hour show. So
Right, 3.5.
I mean, and you gotta think, hey, we're right next door, so this shit we can do this twice a week.
I don't know if they're ready for that, bro. That's deep, man.
I don't know if y'all's alcohol, but it is that big. No, well, look, no. Here's in honor of the this great saga being over. We want to thank everybody that's checked us out the whole time.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
appreciate
We're gonna post
it.
our links in the chat.
This
right
shit
now.
is real wild.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We're gonna come back with the whole band, and I promise you it'll be a lot more political. Let me get
If you're listening,
in honor
at Pretty Boy Music,
at Pretty Boy Beats everywhere.
Pretty Boy Beats.
Everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, prettyboybeats.com. Everything spelled regular. My homeboy, we got PMRNB on the gram.
PMRNB. Make sure you get that right. PMRNB.
Not an ampersand.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, the links in
Yes,
there.
yes, and Chris PM Jones on the Facebook. Yes.
So y'all were lit as fuck. What we're gonna do right now is the piano player that we have in here. He's very nice. His name is Alberto. He's gonna. He didn't like that. Alejandro.
Oh shoot.
He's gonna grab us another round of PBRs. We're next door, so I think this interview just gave him. He's like, oh my god, these guys are gonna be here all the time,
Right,
24
Josh?
hours. Chris, anything else you want to say?
Hey man,
not
I
political, that
appreciate
is.
you guys listening, man. You
Yeah,
know,
And just to end all the speculation,
yeah.
we don't agree on anything.
Never. The only thing we ever agree on is music.
Hey
I
guys,
just
We
wanna say
agree
this
on
before you
music
sign up.
production and songwriting. We get along great there, but when you go left from
Yeah.
there, like everything gets ridiculous. So as you can see, you know that's just how it goes. But it's always awesome and interesting and very intriguing. So yeah.
I've been listening, so I just want to have the last word on this.
Oh,
I just
God.
want to say, it's not going to open any can of worms.
it's a
I
fucking lie.
appreciate your passion.
Right on, man.
I feel like you could spark a movement, and I appreciate your intellect and your pragmatism and the logic of you specifically, but both of you. I love what you guys are bringing to the table.
Awesome, man.
And in this conversation, it was really fun to watch you guys to talk.
Thank you, man.
A lot of-
Thank
So,
you.
guys-
we appreciate
What
you
you're
guys
saying.
giving us the opportunity. Like, I mean, we both are pretty passionate guys, man, and we're very artistic.
What?
And
Yeah.
something like that.
I think I can tell.
And if I could make a point,
God.
this is in the spirit of Hey Jude. My point is you got 4 people here who are all having fun. We're all leaving as
Yeah,
friends.
man.
We're
To be fair,
enjoying.
we've been
But what's-
drinking a lot.
right.
Yeah, but what's funny, I just thought, and some personality types, I have friends that would listen to the conversation that was happening, and they'd feel tension about it, and they'd feel like, hey, you all were arguing or angry at each other.
No,
but
not
there
at
was
all.
hanging
But what
out.
I felt like was tonight there was passion, and I felt like we're all on the same side, and I just think like for the world at large that's listening and feels very angry and opposed to one another. I've talked to a lot of people on opposite sides of the spectrum, people who are very conservative and people who are very liberal, but when you sit them down, everybody, I hear things you're saying, and I know people who are very conservative who would feel really similar. They might have different issues that they point to about that same thing, but I think at the end of the day, people who voted for Trump, people who voted against Trump, people who, and when Trump's gone, it's gonna be the next person.
I think ultimately
On all
human
sides.
beings are kind of in the same place. They just
We're on
have
the same
different
team.
perspectives looking at the same thing, man. That's what I think.
And I love the passion that you brought to it, and
Right on.
and I guess just for the wider world, it's just like it looks like we're all yelling at each other here and angry, but actually that's just
chilling.
what passion looks
It's all
like.
love,
Yeah,
man.
and the truth is like
It's all love.
there's
And
We're
I think
about
that,
to go
yeah, man. I
We
think
all
we
on the
really
same
are
side.
all on the same side, man. And I think for the most part, humanity is on the same side, and
Yep.
that we really have to just sort out our perspective.
we're all just having a semantics argument.
Indeed,
A
man.
big long fucking
Right on,
semantics
man.
argument, dude.
Right on.
And
So
that's
but it's
not
interesting though.
in the dictionary.
It's fucking awesome though. Like
Yep.
that argument to me is fucking amazing. Like that's
As long
where
as
we
we
find
don't-
the greatness in ourselves.
Back to your Chicago thing. As long as we don't start shooting each other over it, because we don't
Indeed.
realize that it's all in good fun and it's
Right
all
on.
searching for the truth over
Indeed.
time.
Right on, man.
We're all on the same side, and this song is called No More.
So
Right on.
on that note,
good, yeah.
hey,
Bro, that was a great song. Why did you keep talking? I fucking gave you Hey Jude, and I gave you This Song's No More, and you ruined my
guys,
accent.
Hey guys, listen, don't shoot each other.
hey, everyone go up there and no, stop. Everyone needs to go and at Joe Rogan, get him on the show.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, Joe Rogan. We
But
want
this is
you
a
on
song
the podcast, brother.
called No More,
Yeah. No
which you sing this?
Yes, sir.
You produce
Yes,
it?
sir.
Or make the beat?
Actually,
Or is this before?
yeah, it was
Okay.
there's another guys that did the instrumental
What's their
on
names?
this one. Oh gosh, man.
Give him a shout out, man. We'll show him
Keep
love, too.
giving asking me names when I'm drunk, man.
Their names are Tanner, Chad, Skylar, Bryce. I bet you they're not.
They're on YouTube.
You can download this
the next episode
anywhere
we'll tell them
where
who it's like.
downloads are available. Is streamable on Spotify, all the streaming sites, man. Definitely go look it up. No More from your boy PM.
Turn it up.
All right, guys. Here's No More.
This song is called No More.
Baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back.
She was all I wanted. Every time I look in her eyes, there's no place I'd rather be. Now, babe, right between us, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. Get her back and get her mind. But she's gone away. She says she don't want me no more. Whoa, whoa. She says she don't want me no more. She's gone away. She was like my best friend. Really perfect in my eyes. We were so inseparable. I'll beg. Sexy good like the night sky. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. Get her back and get her mind. But she's gone away. She says she don't want me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She says she don't want me no more. She's gone away. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. She says she don't want me no more. Oh, 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 oh. She says she don't want me no more. No more. She says she don't want me no more. No more. She says she don't want me no more. She's gone away. She don't want me no more.
Come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love back, baby, come back, don't go. Bring that love, baby, come back, don't go. Bring baby, come